don't care about you assholes, you scumbags that are out there. You want to make videos about me? I just don't care anymore. You guys can make fun of me and make all the videos you want about me. I don't care. Say what you want. Put all the videos out there that you want, because frankly, I don't care what you think. So go ahead, all you trolls. Make videos about this. Go and make all the videos you want. I don't care if people re-upload this video. You can make fun of me all you want. It doesn't bother me.
Comment, Dan. Come on, Dan. Let's see what you got, Dan.
Let me first play this disclaimer so you guys can see it. This way it's up for the public record. Disclaimer. Nothing in this presentation was obtained illegally. Everything you are about to see has been researched using public domains such as Facebook, YouTube, Google, and/or other forms of social media platforms. No family images, home addresses, and/or any direct information shall not be used unless it has already been publicly displayed on either Facebook, YouTube, Google, and/or public social media outlets.
Yes, it's time. It is December 15th, 2022. If you waited to the last minute to go shopping, you're in big trouble because you got 10 days left. And it's 8 o'clock my time, Thursday. We're doing Thursday this week. And it's time for Dogpile Thursdays. Hello, yes. I'm your Dan Dan King. I'm your host, Dan King, Dogpile Dan. I think I'm gonna rebrand, and I'm gonna go by Dogpile Dan instead of Dan King. In the beginning, I thought it was a good idea to come on YouTube as Dan King because part of Wally likes exposing people. You know, he makes it a big deal to figure out who you are on the internets, and then he goes, he'll mention your name, where you live. He does it slippery. So I decided to come out as Dan King, so he couldn't do that. Like, what can you do now, Wally? Here I am. This is my name. Are you going to expose me? But, we're 2 years into this nonsense. In fact, the 2-year anniversary came up. Wally on December 9th, 2020 is when he, out of nowhere, he's just like, I know that you're doing stuff to me. And my crimes were, of course, I said that I don't like the guy publicly, which he has a problem with, which we'll explore tonight because he's been super sleuthing on Twitter and copying our comments of being having negative comments about him. But we'll get into that. So yeah, little update. So if you were watching last week's show, we did it on Wednesday. Wally lost his channel, and not only did he lose his channel. I'm not. I should back up. I'm not like big into God. I think that there's a lot of bad things that happen on this planet, and you ask yourself, where was God? If there's a supreme being, where was he? But every now and again, something happens that makes me think maybe there's someone up there looking down. And what I'm getting at is the gods of YouTube. They could have yanked Wally's channels any day of the week at any time, but they chose to yank both his channels between the 8 o'clock and 11 p.m., 8 and 11 on a Wednesday during Dogpile. So, and we saw it live, and we got to celebrate. I watched the clip a few times. If you go back last week, someone in the comments, they timestamped when I realized Wally's channel went away. And then Slippery's dancing. It's very funny. Maybe we'll watch it again just to be weird and narcissistic. But so Wally lost both his channels live on Dogpile last week. And within minutes, he was on Twitter, and he put a picture of himself with injuries. He got into some kind of scuffle or something. We still don't know what happened. And he's like, YouTube, look at, I got a black eye, give me back my channel. I don't understand how that computes, because obviously he didn't get that injury that second. It's an older injury, but he's trying to parlay it into him getting his channel back. So that happened. And so Wally, he's not on YouTube, obviously. And he's on Twitter, and he's gathering evidence. And his evidence, again, baffling to me, is he's screenshotting people saying, "Oh, thank you, YouTube, you got rid of this monster. He's a racist and a bigot." And he didn't really have a place here, and I'm so happy that you got rid of him. And Wally be like, look at this evidence. Yes, people are actively trying to get rid of me, and he's just showing rational people leaving well thought out comments in the form of a tweet saying this guy's rotten, and they're saying pretty much the same thing. Wally's like, here's a guy saying I'm racist. Look, here's another human being saying I'm racist. Yeah, here's a third person that says I'm a racist too. What do you think about that, YouTube and Twitter? And YouTube and Twitter are probably like, multiple people are saying the same thing about this guy. That's interesting. And also, I think Slippery put up a couple pictures, a couple video links to Wally being his bigoted, awful self. Again, like if you, I don't think YouTube or Twitter cares, but if they were to investigate what's going on, they would absolutely see this guy being what these people claim he is. But Wally, he thinks his evidence is just people saying what they think about him. Yes, this is that Wally's an awful person. Here's my evidence. So we'll go over his Twitter again. He has no videos, but maybe we'll go to the archive. We'll play some old stuff. So it's gonna be a good show. So let me I see there's 6 people watching this nonsense. Let's see. I'm pulling a blank. Okay, there's the link. Do this. Copy. Paste. As of course, I have to walk myself saying it. Otherwise, I can't do it. Link to join. And of course, as always, my nemesis is welcome to come in and explain himself. We have to speculate wildly on why his channels why he how he got his injury. We don't know how he got his injuries. It's a big mystery. And also, we could talk about Wally, if you come in, we could talk about your eBay purchases. We're kind of curious if your recent you were in some sex like toy shops. Does that factor in to your injuries? Another interesting thing is Wally had a picture of his injuries, and in the background there's a Transformer toy. And I actually went to his recent when he he's not a man child, everyone, even though he collects Transformers, but he had a Transformer, and he said, "Oh, I got this like a week ago," and that's in the video. So in other words, the pictures of him with injuries are not old. That was one of the theories, that maybe he has these are old pictures of him that he dug up just to like try to trick YouTube. But it seems like these injuries are maybe at most a couple weeks old, because he showed his Transformer toy on the nightstand in one of the pictures. I think I think I have it. Let's see if I have it here. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, I have this here. That's Wally's mysterious black eye, and he said he was like YouTube. This was incited violence. This is what the bullies did to me, and like again, it doesn't make any sense. He didn't bother to mention this injury before he lost his channel. It was just convenient, and in my mind, it goes back to like when I call Wally a fraud. Wally is still fraud, okay? And part of that is I think back to that video from 10 years ago when you're in Zuccotti Park and you're sitting there and you're telling people, "Yes, I'm a first responder. Yes, I am. And can I have some money?" And when you came on the show and you talked to me, you said, "Well, yeah, Dan, I was in a bad way. I really needed money." And you kind of said, I did that. I said that I was a first responder, and there was circumstances why I said it. So then I see, this dumb injury, and I see Maga Man going, "YouTube, look at my black eye, look." And this is like, to me, it's like the same thing. It's like you're taking advantage of a situation. You happen to get an injury from something. Something happened. You fell down steps. You got the shit kicked out of you because you got a big mouth. We don't know. But then you were just like, "Oh, YouTube, look." And what I'm getting at is you'll say and do anything, Wally, to get what you want, and that includes fraudulently claiming that your injury is somehow if your channel comes back, your black eye will go away. I don't know what your argument is. And again, that was another thing I want to talk about. Initially, we thought Wally's channels were taken down because he had 2 channels going at the same time. He had 2 strikes in one. He created a clone one, and he went to the other one, circumventing YouTube's terms of service because he was grounded for 2 weeks. And we originally thought they caught him for that and they yanked it. But according to Wally's tweets, he has copyright strikes. So again, like he has copyright means he used material that he shouldn't have used, and YouTube zapped him for it. And Wally's like, "Oh, look at injuries." Like that's not like copyright. Like that's not the same as being cyberbullied. That's like you have a big mouth, or you put the wrong material. His argument is like, "Well, I was doing fair use." But these guys, Kevin was one of them. He reported a video, and again, the reason we did that is because Wally's done that to us in spades. Wally has reported every single Dogpile episode. I have emails. It's something. I guess whatever we're up to, 28. I have like 28 emails. Someone just wants to take this down for copyright, but we think it's fine. That's the message. It's the same letter. I have 28 of them from Wally. But hypocrite guy thinks when you do it to him, it's a crime. And that's part of the mystery as well. We know Slippery is going back and forth with a copyright strike, but there's two other copyright strikes, and we don't know who that is. But apparently that's why Wally was his channels were taken down. So as much as we're celebrating tonight, I think there's a good chance he'll get his channels back, because the way copyright works is you use someone's material or whatever, and then that person hits you with a copyright strike. This is my stuff. Don't use it. And then you could say, well, fuck you, fair use. And then even though your video, at this point, your video's yanked and you're in limbo, the video's no longer there, and you get a strike. And if you get 3 of those strikes, your channel goes away. And copyright strikes go away in 90 days. So, but initially you're like, fuck you, this is fair use. And then the person who yanked the video from you gets 10 business days, essentially 2 weeks, to show YouTube that they are pursuing this legally. And I guess you have to provide some kind of legal, like a lawyer thing or something. So what Wally's doing is Wally's saying, Kevin's full of shit, this is fair use. And then Kevin has 10 business days to like sick a lawyer on him. And I think all you have to do is you have to show YouTube like a letter from a lawyer saying we are pursuing this, then you're in big trouble. And then YouTube will keep the video down. But if Kevin doesn't do that, Wally's video will reappear, his strike will go away, and he'll get his channels back. And I think that's what's going to happen, as much as I hate admitting it. But so that's what's probably going to go down. I see hidden in the background. There he is, the hidden MGTOW hailing from Canada, or maybe, who knows, he's hidden. He's secretive.
Well,
I hear rustling around. Oh,
yeah, I just went to Wendy's.
Oh, classic. Oh, I didn't get anything to eat tonight. Oh, I got the infamous BLM leader.
Agent, you fucking
He's taking
agent.
time off from making Molotov cocktails to visit us tonight. What's going on, GA? Or is it GA?
It's AA.
No, it's me. No, it's
All
me.
right, it's the real GA. All right. Oh, and we have a Hebrew Spaceman. Welcome to the show.
What up?
What's going on, everybody? Merry Christmas. Ho,
So-
ho, ho.
So
Happy Hanukkah.
I don't. It's kind of crazy to me that the reason why the channel went down was literally because of this copyright. I mean, the thing is like I know for a fact that a couple of days, no, not a couple of days. What I'm saying, a couple of weeks, a period, people were hitting him with hate speech flags that were actual real flags, which is another thing. Wally,
Mass
Flagging.
False
no, but let's talk about that, because one of the things that he keeps that he's so stupid, he's so ignorant, he has no idea what is the difference between YouTube,
Reality and fantasy.
yeah, thank you. The fantasy of mass flagging and false flagging.
First
is-
Amendment. That's
He
nothing.
can get on and say whatever
Civil
kind of
rights.
bullshit he wants to say, and then if you flag his channel, then it's gone. Yeah, that's false flagging. But it's not that he's getting on here saying whatever he wants to say. He's getting on here with hate speech. He's literally saying things
What's up, Slip?
like
Hey,
calling
what's going
people-
on, guys?
He's literally calling LGBT people the F word. Like, it's right there. And people are sending the timestamps in the flags.
So
this
his
is
message
not
is
like-
always like, these people don't deserve the same rights as me, and what are
Right.
we going to do about it?
That's the thing. If he actually just said that, then nobody would flag his shit, because you can say, listen, you can say, hey, because of my, whatever, my Sky Daddy, Spaghetti Monster God says that I should not like you people. No one is going to want to take your channel away from you. You have every right to say your nonsense. You have every right to believe in in that shit. Fine, fine. And if you say, "Hey, I don't want foreigners coming into this country," again, you have every right to say that. But when you take it down to the level of stereotypes, of just slurs, like actual hate
Yeah,
speech,
he was so wetbacks when you talk about
YouTube,
immigrants.
right?
He's like wetbacks, like bang.
YouTube lays it out plainly what hate speech is, and that's what you get flagged for, and you get the timestamps to prove it. So the thing is that when he just says, "Well, they just false flag me," no, false flagging is when you say the things that I just said. Hey, I don't like gay people, and then you try to say, "Oh, well, this was hate speech." Well, that's false flagging because they're ultimately, even their bots are going to go through the
Transcription.
thank you, the transcription of the video, whether they're live or whether they're bots, and they're gonna not find the F word, they're not gonna find the N word, they're not gonna find, then therefore it's a false flag. Okay, so that
Actually,
is,
they'll find it, but they just put a blank where it is in the
yeah,
transcript.
Yeah, when you
that's
look at it,
another
yeah.
thing. What I've seen done and what I've done myself is if you copy paste from the transcription, and they'll see that there's a blank, but if you say, look, the actual word is at the blank,
Yeah.
if you write in the comment of the flag, it's sometimes it's worked. The only reason why I think that he's been sort of Tefloning it, is because his channel just simply was not big enough.
Yeah, it's not.
Nor was his channel monetized. Sometimes if you're really small, you fly under the radar. It just takes forever. It takes 40 people, 400 people sometimes to take a video down alone.
People with like Dan's size channel or Slippery's size channel, well, they're punching down when they punch at Maga Man. 'Cause he's got so few. He doesn't even have a channel anymore. Like, how could you punch
We
down
were close.
so
I
deep?
wasn't punching like maybe I had an inch on him if we were
I was telling Dan this afternoon. I just saw those 3 videos that came back up, and the one that delighted me the most is the Purple Heart one. To watch that again, where he goes through this entire
Oh,
story.
I haven't had a
And then
chance to watch him.
Oh, it was. He talks
Come here.
about he was talking to some guy, but like it again. It's like it reminds me of his Black Eye, his the Purple Heart story. It's like just
It's a
kind of
big
very
fish
vague.
story. Bullshit.
Yeah, it's he dabbles around the edges and says this and that, but he doesn't say, "Oh, well, this guy was in the Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines. Where was he? How did he get?"
I
the
think
Purple Heart?"
in Wally's mind, he's like, oh, he even said it in the comment of his own video. He was like, when the trolls hear this Purple Heart story, I mean, what could they say to that? And of course, we're just like, you're making it up.
It's
That's what we're
nonsense.
saying.
That's what we can say to that.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think initially he's like, "Oh, this is an ironclad. I have a thing, and there's no way they could,
Well,
you know,
yeah, but
say
you
anything
listen
about
to
it."
listen to it again. It's not like, okay, I met this guy and we got to talking, and he was in the Marines and he was at Iwo Jima,
There's
or
no
he was
details.
at yeah,
You
He's
need
a
this
vague
more than me,
army
kid.
guy.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. He was in Da Nang, or he was on the Mekong Delta or something. Nothing.
Somebody
specific.
pointed out when you get that medal, like when you get it presented to you, it
Yeah.
has like
name
it's engraved in the back with your information. Wally could have got a replica or whatever from this guy, but like
Right,
people will
right.
like turn it around. Is it the medal that he got in the war? Probably not, but
Yeah, because in the I didn't download that video from Wally, but you showed it, and he like has it in his hand, the front side of it, and he could have like turned it over like he always does, and like put his thumb in front of the last name or something, and it was really from this guy or whatever to show
His
that
fat
it was
ass thumb
was
would have
there,
covered
he
up the
would've
whole
done it.
medal. What are you talking about?
And when I was looking through his eBay stuff, he went to like at least 7 or 8 stores, like eBay stores, that they just sold.
Replica
It was
medals
like, well, no,
stores.
I was looking for that. Like that would have been a smoking gun, but it was just like these places that they're like what do you call it? Like estate sales. It was like there's like a knickknack and a picture.
Nah.
It was shit you'd find in your grandma's house.
All
So
the
imagine
war
like
heroes.
somebody died and they went in and they sold off his stuff, and like he could have got it from one of those places. I couldn't prove it, but I was hoping to find like a metal shop, and that would have been like, aha, you
I
asshole.
missed the
but-
beginning of the show, but did you notice what happened to his Twitter?
Oh no, is his Twitter still up?
No,
His Twitter's still up, but he took down all of his tweets. It's down to like there's nothing there anymore.
Really?
Oh,
Took it
because
right down.
he knew I was going to talk about it. Let's see.
Yeah, I
Maybe
was
Elon
like, this
told
is
him, "Hey
amazing.
man, keep it down low, will you?"
I was wondering if you guys were gonna pick up on it.
I don't have Twitter and I can't sign in. Well, actually, I do have a Twitter account, but when I sign in and I followed him once and then he blocked me, so I have to like not follow him so he knows that I'm not on, that I'm onto him.
Oh,
I
it's more
see.
than
I
that.
see.
He'll,
I
he'll,
see a bunch of stuff. It's all. I think it's all there.
yeah, I still see it too. I'm looking at it right now.
He has a death threat. We'll go over that. We'll go. If someone sent him a death threat,
Oh, yeah.
guys, don't send Wally death threats, okay?
Yes,
Was that the
I
one-
was thinking about it. I'm like, I wonder if he sent himself this death threat.
What,
'Cause
was
in
that,
his
yeah,
mind-
was,
Proton mail. I thought
was
about
that the
It's
proton mail thing where it
Yeah.
said where it said like it's
I'll put it on a screen. Hold on.
Yeah, because that's the one thing I'm always really curious about when he says, "Oh, I get all these death
Oh.
threats," and he's never actually produced one. And this one was kind of like the one that he said was the one from that guy that was a 9/11 recovery worker. Yeah, this was the one. Yeah. And the other one, he said, "Oh, the 9/11 recovery worker, that guy TJ or AJ or whatever his name was." He said, "Oh, you should be put in a trunk or something." To him, that was a death threat. That was a big. And this one is about
Hey.
the same. It's kind of bullshit.
Hey.
I would like,
This is what I'm noticing. Okay, because I think everyone is right here. What I'm seeing here is if you hit tweets and replies on his channel, on his Twitter page, what comes up is the pinned tweet, and then underneath that, okay, well you can see him replying to other people. Like for some reason, he likes to
You can
go
then
after
do the hunka
Stephen
chunka,
King.
or whatever the fuck that was.
yeah.
He has to
And
go
you
after-
notice again, Garage.
Oh,
look
there-
at it. Look at the
He's plugging Garage Autonomous.
yeah, on the pin
Free
tweet,
advertising.
again to organize against the 9/11 first responder. He's not he's such
Yes,
a bullshit. He's such.
Right here.
He's such
I
a
mean, by
liar.
any standard, that's a
Whatever
complete
he has
utter,
to say
yeah,
to get
it's-
what he wants.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a lie. He's not a first responder.
What a smooth brain take from Stephen King.
He starts out and he put
Guy's
together.
a mental case.
Well, think about when this all started. When he went back to my tires got slashed. When we first he showed up on the radar. This is how we knew Wally was back after 5 years. He claimed it was because he was a Trump supporter. It's probably because you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
yeah,
what I
right,
said
right,
that flipped
right.
him out. He's like, well, I have a Trump bumper sticker. I'm like, dude, it's North Carolina. Like, it's a red state. Like, there's more to it than that. Like, you piss somebody off.
Yeah, maybe people just hate you, and you are Trump.
And I remember
supporter,
at
right?
the time on his old Maga Man channel, when you went to the About section, he was like, "Oh, my name's Walter." He had his full name. He's like, "Oh,
his
like
full
he's
name.
so like someone could watch his video, go, "Who's this asshole?" and do about 3 minutes of internet research, and it's like, "This is where he lives." And someone could have
His-
went there after
Yeah.
seeing him say some of his work.
But I don't. First of all, that's kind of like a half-ass death threats. I just saw a video the other day where he was like going through like all the parody videos I did with him. He must have been bombed one night, and he was saying, "Oh, wait till I come to New York." And the things that he said to me
Right.
and Dan can be
Oh.
far more perceived as death threats than anything that I
Sure.
saw that
Let's
he ever
not
got.
forget. Let's not forget all types of blood coming out of your head. Threat.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Exactly.
Let's not
Well,
forget
whose
that.
daughters
So-
did he threaten with GA? Was
But
it
you know,
yours?
I mean, he
Yeah,
All
could
it was,
just.
yeah, it
types
was
of
my
blood, like-
daughters. It was
Why
my
would you have
daughter.
all types of blood coming out of your head though? Like
Well, you know.
everybody only has one type.
Well, no, he's got rainbow.
Well, there's
blood.
arterial and there's like what is
Manual.
Yeah, right. It could be. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it was my daughters that he threatened. Like, as
Yeah,
if-
he was like, I know
it's like-
people in New York, so you better watch out.
And not
Right,
just
he-
threatened, it was like this whole very detailed narrative about
Oh, yeah.
cutting up
Well,
your kids
well, there
and
was
making
that,
cutting up
clothes
yeah.
out of them.
skin
What
and making-
literally he said in one of his videos about I think it was Kamala Harris, the vice president. He literally said, I hope she walks into a bullet or
bullet.
something like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Now-
why.
Yeah, that's
now, come
the one
on,
that
you know that
generated
that's a
somebody to call the
goddamn
Secret
joke.
Service.
You know that that's just being a shock jock.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Oh,
the person.
the tweet on the screen. This is funny. Like he said these channels, and I think it's my channel, Kevin's channel, and Babu's channel.
Yeah.
He goes, admitted publicly on camera on this channel that consistently attacks me. Blah blah blah. Conspired to terminate my channel. And at the last thing, he misspells YouTube, so this
Of course he
link
does.
doesn't work.
So the link doesn't work. I saw that.
After all that, he's like,
He's a
YouTube,
dummy.
restore
What a
my
dummy.
channel, and he doesn't. I mean, YouTube can figure out what he's saying, but dummy, if you click on it, it just goes nowhere because there's no YouTube.
You. That's French for kill.
Fucking moron. Wally, you're a moron.
He is. He's a fucking moron. Like,
He-
you know,
he-
Wally.
he-
I would say this though, Wally. I promise you. I swear, I will not ever flag your future channels. We all know you're gonna come back to YouTube, not with this channel. Not with this channel. It's not gonna happen. But we all know you will come back to YouTube with a brand new channel. But here's the deal. I promise you, I will not flag your channel or do anything against you if you come on tonight. Come here tonight and have a conversation with all of us.
You know what? I agree with
watching.
that. I agree with that. I think
8 people watching, and Wally's got nothing else to do.
I mean, we
YouTube,
could.
so.
This would be
You know he's
perfect
watching.
détente. This could be détente. We'll just figure it out.
Yeah.
I'd
So
say it
what
every
the
time.
hell?
We will broker a ceasefire, Wally. Come
Is that
on.
supposed to be his mom's Twitter?
I don't know.
Impersonation, yes.
I don't know. Is his mom named Donna? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
have
think
no
his mom is
idea.
Donna. Yeah, I think his mom is Donna.
it's
Yeah.
Donna. Okay.
You must
Killer gash.
acknowledge. Wally, come on, again. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I don't know his family's names at all. I don't know. They could be Donna. They could be
Well,
Donnie.
gosh.
They could be Gary. I don't know. I don't know their names.
And this is like what I was saying in the introduction. Like these are like well thought out like arguments against Wally, and Wally's just like, look, proof. People don't like me. It's like, yeah, people cannot like you.
Not proof. They're literally saying, this person is literally saying in the tweet, you had hate speech. You got flagged for hate speech. You did not get flagged because people have a problem with conservative views. You did not get flagged because you simply do not like gay people. You do not like black people. You did not get flagged for that. You got flagged for actual hate speech in the story.
Yeah, he calls for violence against like certain vulnerable people. It's very in terms of service. Like you can't say you should punch these people out. Like that's not a thing.
But
you
then,
can say.
when he says, "Oh, these people attack my channel," what are you talking about? We attack your channel.
And
No, we
YouTube
don't
keeps
attack
giving
it.
him these canned responses.
talking
If
about
you think
attack?
your channel was terminated by mistake, you could fill out the appeal form linked
I
here.
love
It's
those.
like-
You
and
know
Wally's
what
just
was
like, no.
Seriously, that's just somebody in the Philippines who just wrote that.
It's
That's
probably
just
some,
the many people.
They didn't even write it. They just cut and pasted it from their
exactly.
One they have a schedule of canned responses. They probably just can drag into it.
Exactly.
And while I respond, I already did that. Please do not ignore the evidence that I continue to present that my channel has been mass flagged and I am being cyberbullied. Keep my channel down only validates this. Again, like if your channel comes back, what does it mean?
The good thing, I don't know about the good thing, but the thing that I noticed about someone who wrote, if you go up the Proton Mail one, that's like the pseudo kind of half and half. Whoever wrote it, and it wasn't me because I'd admit if I did, it wasn't me, but whoever wrote it knows him well because they use the term self-delete, and that's a Waldoism.
I think it's Wally because they misspelled.
Who's gonna hide who they are?
They did DIO and Wally misspelled.
Who's gonna hide who they are just so they can say
Yeah,
self-delete?
certainly wouldn't have been me because I'm way too much of a control freak when it comes to spelling and grammar. I mean, Dio. Like as in John, as in
Ronnie James.
That was the one when you flip the logo upside down. It's Devil. Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to the rock stars with the three names, I get kind of fucked up. But yeah, Ronnie James.
Yeah, but
is that who we're talking about?
Holy diver.
And then I think I think too, when he's always talking about this cyberbullying thing, and I looked up the definition of what it is, and it doesn't seem to be anything to do with this. He
like that.
He posts these videos.
I mean, it doesn't violate his 14th Amendment of whatever.
When you look up cyberbullying, it's always like a 16-year-old girl, she's talking about her shampoo and like the boys are making fun of her braces and making her cry. Like that's cyberbullying. It's never a 45-year-old man.
Yeah, right. I mean, this guy's supposed to be, but getting back to the Purple Heart thing, I like where I guarantee he made up this story, but in the story, he said the guy said to him, "Oh, you should really have this Purple Heart. You're really a wounded warrior." He tries to parlay himself into something that's so ridiculous.
Well, I think the quote from Wally was, "Take this, kid. You need it more than I do."
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, that was in there too. Yeah,
that was the same thing the judge told him when he gave him his retirement.
Yeah, kid. Yeah,
get out of here, you crazy kid.
Yeah, you're a kid. Yeah.
Thank you for your service, son. but
Yeah.
you cannot work anymore.
Your 13
Yeah.
years of putting together
You did
toilets.
Like the guy Wally was, number 15 of 48 things the judge had to do that day. He's just
Yeah,
like, okay,
exactly.
next. Like
Number
sure.
14 was take a dump, and number 15 was deal with a dump.
Like
The
you-
chamber
you-
will clear.
You know what's outstanding? I'm not I by no means know my way around really well with all these different types of social media. But the thing about Twitter is when he responds to somebody like YouTube or at Elon Musk, and he even if he has you blocked, you can respond to the people he responded to in that same thread, and there's
Yes.
nothing the fucking dope can do about it,
Yes,
and it must
exactly.
drive him out of his mind. And
Hey,
that-
Wally, Wally, again, you're watching, so I just want to go ahead and put a finer point on what Slippery just said. Wally, you can block your detractors, but people are still going to see your detractors and what they
Yeah.
say. So
Yeah.
so who knows? Somebody might decide to start posting old video clips of you, the ones that are not on YouTube, where you talked about how you, I don't know, choked your girlfriend, choked your baby's
Allegedly.
mama. Allegedly choked your baby's mama.
Even as
we
a
could talk
detailed
about
police
that.
report, but
You don't want to see somebody, I don't know, posting a blurred version of your arrest record. People will see that, but you may not see that. So stop
Don't
thinking that the
retweet
block-
me. That's copyright.
So to think that the block button on Twitter is the only thing that is going to keep people from seeing people posting the truth about you is stupid. So just stop it. Just stop hitting
It's
the
more
block
meant
button.
to block you from seeing that, so that you're not all upset by it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in order to see what he posts, all you have to do is log out, and then you can see it.
Yeah, you can
Well, that's
totally
how I
That's it.
see
Yeah, you
his
can-
stuff.
Yeah,
Because
right.
he
that's
blocked me.
and that's the funny thing too. You look at where, and Dan mentioned this too. You look at if he's getting any Twitter traction. You see if anybody, and there was one person. I'm looking
Oh,
around.
he
and
got
nobody,
a heart here. He got one here.
Yeah, but no, I mean, not even to that stuff, to our stuff, or where he's complaining to Team YouTube or whatever, or the black eye thing. I think, oh, maybe that's going to catch the attention. And it got the attention of one person who I have no idea who I was. And they're like, oh, what happened? There was political violence. And you would think that would be
Trying to
his.
find that person.
That would be his opportunity to tell his story, because he's always got a story. He's always got show and tell. And now he's showing the black eye, and he's trying to intimate that somehow he got beat up because of some online interaction that had to do with us, which everybody knows is complete and utter bullshit. So you would think, let's hear the story. But he didn't say anything. He didn't respond. He didn't talk about the black eye, which tells me it's not a real story. He probably tripped over himself, fell on his kid's bunk bed or whatever.
That was just a shot. He's like, let me just try this. Let me just try this lie, and maybe it'll stick. Again, he'll say and do anything to get his way, even if it's a lie. While even if scam artist, there it is.
Even if you're that nutty, right? And it didn't work. Just delete the tweet, for God's sake. Delete
I
the
love
fucking
this.
tweet.
He says, "Look at my damned eye."
Dude,
And I
really,
keep
would
thinking
The
love
one
to
time
know-
he actually spells something correctly.
I keep thinking of that. What was it? Young Frankenstein. There was a scene with Igor. His eyes go like this, and somebody, I think Dr. Frankenstein says, "Damn your eyes," and Igor goes, "Too late," because his eyes already look like this. That's what I think of. Damn your eyes.
Thank you for reminding
What
me
happened to his
me look at that
elbows
movie.
and to his ankle, right? Yeah, this is
But
all
the timing of it,
He
it's
went
like
asphalt surfing.
Dan realized,
Yep.
and like you saw Dan's eyes. I mean, somebody made light of that. That you saw Dan's eyes when he realized during the last
Yep.
Dogpile that he knew
He
his
laid
channel
up.
was down. And then within, what was it, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's got a black eye, and the black eye has something to do with something. It's just ridiculous.
Did he take down the other ones? I think he took down. I don't see
have
the other
them
ones.
saved if we need. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I got. Of
It
course, we
seems
have them
like-
all.
It seems like he either, I think what's only showing up is his reply or retweets or something that he's done. But it does look like some things are missing and then some things aren't. It's kind of weird now.
Yeah, this
Prima
was-
nocta!
going on.
There was one day where
Well, you need to
everything
wipe
was
this out
gone.
because this doesn't work anymore. This
None of
goes
these
nowhere.
were there.
He'll be back. This
Yeah,
is the
he-
season 2
Oh,
recap.
Wally.
This is like we're like Talking Dead. Like we're just wrapping up season 2. Season 3, he'll come back. His channel come back. He'll get his settlement. We'll have a whole new cast of characters. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
see.
but it's going to be a brand new
other
channel, guys. I know that
Oh,
Dan
totally.
was. What Dan was saying is that the current one, there's a possibility that he could get it back, but I honestly don't think so.
But would that be like I was thinking about this too, because like whenever like there's this kind of stuff, most people are on YouTube, they get a copyright strike, they don't do it anymore. They don't have this. Maybe they do, I don't know. They don't have this ongoing feud. But with Wally, like it takes you down a rabbit hole because he created that MAGA Army clone channel. Now both of them are gone. Now let's assume like that what Dan was saying. One of his copyright strikes get taken away. Do both those channels come back? Does one come back? Do they go back and say he was like all the stuff that we told them that it was posting while he was on timeout and he cloned his channel because of one time he got a what was that? They took his channel away because he had the second channel and they said it was evasion, not evasion. What was the word they used?
They marked it with like a weird. It was something like if you make a video showing how to
circumvention of circumventing
yes
terms of service or something.
Yeah,
we were like scratching our heads because we were like, what the hell did he do? But that's
You know
what
what would be good if they do give him his channel back, and then they go, "Oh, well, wait a minute, he did make another channel," and then they yank it again.
Yeah, you know,
Well, that's the thing.
just
Like,
dangle it for a second. And then
That
yank
would
it.
be awesome.
I don't doubt that because like it takes them a while to catch
Yeah.
up to stuff because like he got that first one of those, I don't know if it was his first or whatever he got, but he got like a COVID thing, and that was for something that was like weeks ago. So by the time they catch up, sometimes I think so it's up in the air. We don't know where. It's
Yeah,
gonna
the
go with
reason
them.
I'm thinking he may get it back is because initially when he was yapping on Twitter, YouTube was like, "Oh well, you got 3 copyright strikes, and once you
Well,
figure that out."
Dan, they
like-
said 3 or more. He might
Yeah.
have he might have got like this. It might have had like 4 with the one that I got him, and even if like I don't contest the one that's out there for me, maybe he'll still have 3. Maybe it will still. They said 3 or more. So
Yeah, I think between his dumb face and Chuck Schumer, there was tweets that are missing. I think now.
Oh really?
Okay, so here's the thing.
yeah, there's
about the
pictures of his
clone.
arm and shit. That's all gone.
Yeah, right. There was like
about
4
the,
pictures in a row.
Because I was trying to find where YouTube actually said, "Oh well, you have strikes and you have to deal with them." But I
He's
don't see
Who
gone
was he
through
called?
and flushed it. He's gone and taken stuff out because
see if
there
I
was
can
like
do
a
it.
whole day where there was nothing there at all.
if I just do tweets.
But
It just said nothing
like,
there.
Like I'm wondering too, like if you were him and you just said screw it, you could do the same thing that he does now on Twitter that he does on YouTube, except the videos.
Oh,
I think.
there you go.
Oh, there it is.
There
yeah.
you go.
Wouldn't the videos just have to be shorter? I guess, right? And he could just say the same shit he always says in a shorter amount of time. I mean, what would be the difference?
Again, I love YouTube's canned response. Like, "Oh yeah, if you feel your safety isn't right, go to the cops." Anyway, your channel's
It's like,
down.
I've been there 1,000 fucking times. The cops won't listen.
But the thing about where you get a clone channel, what
Yeah,
he did was
here's
this.
what I'm talking about. That's
When
what
you
it
make
says.
it when you make a YouTube channel, you make a Google channel, a Google account. The Google account, under a Google account, you can make as many channels as you want under that one account. But if one channel goes down and gets terminated, then all of the connected channels go away too.
That's what happened.
Well,
to
it
him.
used to be 5 channels.
Oh,
that were
okay, yeah,
allowed.
yeah.
I think
Okay,
they've
all
dropped
right.
it to
if you
4
don't-
now.
So what he has to do is and I hate saying this, but it's
His whole
true.
phone number, I think, right?
What he does, well, yeah, all he has to do, he can create other channels, he can create other accounts, and he doesn't really need to use the same email information or any of that crap.
No, you could still lose those channels too.
Oh, okay, but
He could
the way
definitely-
that the terms
he'll
of
lose it
service
because
is-
he'll copy his little custom logo that he made, the little
That's
T,
the problem.
and
that
then but
comes
they'll
up.
just be like,
Yeah.
"This is the same
Because
guy."
in the terms of service,
Oh.
they say you're not allowed to say Mega Man's channel gets a strike and he's shut down. He's not allowed to make a Mega Man 2 and just keep on doing what he was doing, which
Right.
is what he was doing.
Okay.
Dummy. He's
Okay.
so
And you can't
Wally,
do
he's
that.
So dumb.
It's right in the terms of service. If you just change yourself to another channel and keep doing the same thing, that's an actual hard strike at that point.
And he
So that's
announced
why I
it.
don't think he's getting his channels back because he went around the system at the end.
Yeah, that's the question. It's like I think he initially got hit for 3 copyright strikes, but then like Slippery was saying, YouTube's like, wait a minute, he was doing other stuff, and maybe that's catching up to him. Who knows?
But
Well,
That's what I'm
copyright.
saying. He had to have had other, because I know that he has other strikes. They're unrelated to copyright, but if they happen during the same week or close to it, even if the initial one was a copyright strike, there's no way that they can't go and see the other strikes, especially the more recent ones.
if you go to his channels,
You can
it
have
just
up to
says
3 of each.
it just says violated terms of service. It doesn't have like I remember his first channel. They specifically said he's like bullying and harassing people. Was like the
You could
message.
effectively
but
have
this
4
one-
strikes and still have your channel up. As long as 2 of them are copyrights and 2 of them are
Right, that's what I
terms of
was going
service.
to ask. Yeah, terms of service and copyright are different. They're
different,
cataloged
yeah.
differently, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
totally
this is more
different.
about
Okay.
YouTube than I ever thought I would need to know.
I know, right?
There's some good information. Everyone,
is
we're
some
deep
experienced.
dive
We're
shit
experienced with
here.
fighting
Hey, let me-
copyright.
We should make
we've
it.
been
Yeah,
through
right.
it all.
If people are tuning in, they're really getting
In fact,
an education.
I
I
use it to
followed
my advantage.
Slippery's patented like get your copy. Well, Wally took down a couple videos for copyright, and Slippery got his video back, and I just copied and pasted and modified a little bit what Slippery sent to YouTube via Twitter, and like within 24 hours they were like, okay. But the
Is it-
situation that Wally had taken him down over 200. YouTube was like, you have to wait 10 business days. I said, I've been waiting over 200 days, and they were like, oh, okay,
Yeah, I
well look,
saw
right.
that.
And like within 24 hours the videos came back. So
Like,
the
had I
patented way.
known now what had I known then what I know now, my first channel would have never got taken down.
That's why I
Because-
kept trying to tell you guys, you got to fight the strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. From now on, you know what? He's so full of shit
Mhm.
with the copyright stuff. I mean, he tries anything and everything. And then, the other thing I listened to too was like he tried to take down. He actually took it down. The whole Esteban thing where I cut together a bunch of Esteban stuff, and actually before I gave like an intro into it where I talked about it, like this is supposed to be his friend, and he's videotaping him when the guy doesn't know, and he's putting it up there, and obviously he's not really. And I laid that whole thing out there, and he hit me with a copyright strike with it, and then I fought it and put it back up. But then I listened to some of that afterwards, just for the hell of it. And like he was on this entire rant, and he was like saying, "Oh, go to this guy Slippery's channel or this Dan King channel and mass flag their shit," but not for any good reason, just because we didn't agree with it. So
Just that clip of him saying mass flagged your channel.
he
Go
said
over
it
there,
plenty of
mass.
times.
Just that clip alone is enough to get you kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, he's-
hardcore against terms of service.
Spicy,
But
he'll
he's
be
still
back.
here. And yet
He said
he's
ma-
still here.
Well, I think worst case he'll make a Rumble account, and then on Twitter he'll make videos on Rumble and then link them via
Yeah.
Twitter. Like he's not going away. Spicy, come on, don't be glum. It's
Still
the
would
holidays.
last
You're
because
supposed to
you
be
still
in a
can't do hate
festive mood.
speech.
But what GA said too, I think is true. I think that's why he likes the YouTube platform the best, because like he can control it more. He doesn't have to interact with anybody. He doesn't want to, and they can't say anything negative. He blocked all the comments.
Right.
But
right.
so he can completely control that. So like if we like this channel, he wants to control this channel too, Dan's channel, because we talk about his ridiculousness. But he doesn't have the ability. The only way to do that is to go off the deep end and like complain on Twitter. But on Twitter, he doesn't have control over that too, so he's not comfortable there, because every time he posts some dumb shit to Team YouTube, I'll put in a video of him saying crazy shit afterwards.
Well,
So
you can't
I mean,
copyright a tweet.
yeah.
I loved how
Which
I
is
loved how
what
he
he's
was
gonna
like,
hate.
Elon, you're my pal Elon, and then his Twitter account went away because he said wetback.
You notice that too.
That was awesome.
Moron.
That he didn't rail against Twitter for putting him in timeout. He didn't rail against Twitter, so I guess it's only.
Who's he going to rail to?
Yeah, at Elon. Elon.
Twitter put
This
him in
one's so good,
timeout.
too,
Where does he go?
Team YouTube's like, oh, well, sorry about your black guy. Anyway, your channels are gone, and once you get rid of the strikes, we'll put them back. like
Oh man,
whatever.
but I would just love to know the story behind those wounds, man. I mean, come on. 'Cause
Yeah,
we all
I
know that
absolutely. That is the money right there. I'd love to know what
That's the
happened.
The
money.
tranny
Yeah.
he was blowing asked him for money,
Yeah.
and then he got pissed, and he threw
Oh,
Wally
that
out of the
ankle's all
car at like 50
swollen.
miles an hour.
Tell me that's not
Yeah.
diabetes.
Well, yeah, it's and also people immediately pointed out, it's like he's dripping with less lethal guns when he goes to the mailbox. How did an assailant get through his defenses?
Yeah, right.
You
How do
know?
you get socked in the eye?
He's
in a
Mr. I have
confrontation?
18 weapons at all times.
Because when you're eating a bag of dicks, you can't really reach for your gun at the same time.
You got the bag in
was-
one hand, a handful of
He's
dicks
very
in the other.
vulnerable when he's naked, yeah, with a man in
So
front
you
of
know
him.
the
yes.
story of like trying to parlay it from like online bullying into something that actually affected him in the street. It was bullshit because he never did explain it. He just threw it out there. He just did like a shotgun
Right.
blast of nonsense, hoping that somebody would feel sorry for him, like he always does. He's always garnering sympathy, and
But
it didn't
who's going
work.
to do that?
It's
Who's gonna
a
be like,
result,
oh,
though.
Paramedic
you
showing
He was
up
you-
when
oh,
he's
you-
dead.
like if I put up like all of Star Wars and then when Disney like hits me for copyright and I'm like, YouTube, I have an injury, can you put Star Wars back on my like no,
He's
that's,
basically
It's
saying
like grade school stuff. It's like, oh, I don't have my homework. My dog ate it. You know, oh, I couldn't do my homework. I got a black eye. Or, you know, it's
he's basically saying that this show is making him so famous that people are recognizing him on the street and beating him
Yeah.
up on our behalf.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think
I think
you're
he's
right.
right, too.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
what else does that statement say? I was physically assaulted as a result of the bullying. And he's talking about the YouTube bullying in his mind.
Well, like the
How
death threats.
does that
the
connect?
7 people that watch this stupid
Right.
show, like come on.
All of a sudden, one of the people that watched this show decided to go and beat him up because they knew where he was. Like, none of this makes any sense.
And he
what
didn't
is-
say anything before he got this strike. Like, where was the big? Wally talks like if he has an interesting shit, he makes a video about it. Like how come he gets this happens to him and it was nothing? There's crickets. Like what?
This,
the fuck?
yeah, this is intriguing because it didn't happen that night. I mean, you're right. You know, it must have happened the night before or 2 nights before. So, I mean, I'd love to know what this was
Yeah.
about.
I
Those
was
aren't
talking to a
fresh
couple of
pictures.
medical professionals, and they said this looks like if you fall down and you don't brace yourself, which could be
Yeah.
like if you have a stroke or you're pissed drunk and you
Or
fall
somebody
down.
throws
Instead
you
of
out
like
a
you know,
door.
if you fall, you usually put your hands out. But if you fall
Right.
like a tree, you smash your face, you scrape up your elbow. Maybe he fell down steps. So this isn't like someone punched him. This is like he fell down steps. Or
This is like it looks like, yeah, it's a kind
I
of
feel
fall that
these
a
are
drunk person.
self-inflicted.
I think he just got drunk at the bar, got popped by the fucking bouncer, and tossed
yeah,
out
he
the
was
door.
all mad because the
I think
trolls.
they're self-inflicted.
And he
Yeah. I
started
think
to
that
open
was-
his
And
mouth.
that's how he connects the dots because people are
Yes.
picking on him online. He had to go and get drunk to drown his sorrows, which then made him belligerent.
Yeah,
Then
he
the
makes
fucking bouncer picked him up off the chair, said
he
time
makes
to
a
go.
similar argument with Baby Mama and the night he was arrested. He's like,
If
this
we didn't
is
bug
all
him-
because of a Craigslist ad.
You know
Like,
what?
it's-
That's
it's
If
a-
we
not
didn't
by
bug
you know-
him, he wouldn't have been at the bar to get his ass kicked.
You guys make a great point about that. Yeah, because when something doesn't go his way and things get rocky, he turns right to the bottle, and then he's even more belligerent. And the night with Baby Mama, he let his belligerence out on her, you know, like a 5'4" little woman. But
Yeah.
he was probably in the bar and said something to the wrong guy, and that was the end of it. He laid him out.
I
So-
like to think
Bill
he
laid
got
his
beat
self
up by
out.
a gay black Jew. I'm
That'd be
sorry.
the best.
That would be poetic.
Oh, there
Wow,
was like
he
some
connected the
there was like a flamboyantly gay dude, and Wally was
Yeah.
like
I believe
glaring
the
at him.
suit- I believe the
Somewhere
suit-
right now, there's a
Oh.
report from an ER describing having to remove some child-sized sex doll from the anus of a victim who showed up on their doorstep.
you know, like he's opened so many doors now that we have, you know, season 3 is going to really, I mean,
Oh, yes.
So
if
many
we-
mystery boxes to open
It-
up.
Every time you
if-
think it's
I know.
over.
if the show had a budget, we would have to hire like a
Well, we need
private
better
investigator.
props.
We would have to find out about like those seedy eBay sites that he's buying stuff from. We would have to find out about what happened with this. You know, I even thought I you know, I don't want to involve Esteban, but I wanted to actually I did send
Yes,
him
you
the,
do. Come on.
yeah, I do. I thought, you know, like I'm like a washerwoman. I was like, Esteban, you know, you remember me? I said I was Lucian Stevenson, but I'm really not. We talked. But your friend Wally, he got a black eye, and I'm worried. I'm not really worried about him, but I just want this scoop. I'm worried about him. He put a thing up. Is he okay? And I think Esteban is a nice guy that he would fall right into the trap and give up the whole story. So Wally, call Esteban and tell him
he
not
doesn't talk to Esteban anymore.
I don't.
totally
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It sounds weird.
Yeah.
It does. It doesn't sound like
You
he's.
try to make
don't
me
think-
so.
Esteban might have like pulled him
Suck his
aside and been like, "Do not mention my name. Do not
Yeah,
live
yeah.
stream from my
Do
bathroom.
not talk to
Do
me
not
anymore.
like
He
you
tried
can come to
make
my
me
house."
suck his cock.
He probably
Yeah.
makes Wally check the phone at the front door when he shows up. That's what I would do. It's like you're gonna go to my bathroom and like start looking through my cabinets and be like, "Oh, look at all the interesting stuff Esteban has." Ooh.
But you know what
taking
Wally doesn't
pictures.
have? He doesn't have consequential. Well, all of it, HS.
Brain
You know that. We
cells?
know that. But like we talk about it as like somewhat rational people. The whole concept of consequential thinking by just doing this and posting this picture online, he doesn't think of what's going to happen 3 or 4 or 6 steps ahead.
No.
Does he think that anybody he
Right.
interacts with in the future is going to say, "Hey, what the heck?" He does a live stream. Even if it's one of the people that is sympathetic to him, don't you think some of them are going to ask, "Hey, what happened? Well, how did you get that black eye? What was the deal with that?" Was he just going to say, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it."
I love that Phantasma is on Twitter
Oh, yeah. I mean,
talking about making a bad decision. I'll make a Phantasma account. That'll get those MGTOW guys.
Oh man, you know what? That's probably going to be his next channel.
Phantasma.
Phantasma.
You can go back and
go check
and,
right now.
and- Oh yeah,
He's
I've
gonna
never saved the
open
link.
his big. He's gonna be like, I started. This is what's gonna
So
go
he's
down. He's
trying
gonna
to
be like,
mask himself
he's like,
and then out
he's like,
himself.
I don't care. I already started a new channel, and he's gonna leave
Yeah.
that little mystery box. And then within days, he's gonna be like, okay, here's a link to my channel. Well, that's what's gonna happen.
Well,
He's
like,
done it
I-
before. He
when
can't
he's-
keep his mouth shut.
when he started his backup channel, right? I mean, like he still had his main channel was still he was still on, and the people knew him and they followed him over there. So he had like 40 people, 40. So I'm wondering, like, if he didn't have his other channel or they didn't know it or the MAGA Army, whatever, how many people would actually, if he just started a channel without being able to tell anybody. But like he'd probably go into like Mo Reese's live stream or one of those, or the
Yes.
Queen Ma'at, and say, "Oh, I started a new channel," and then he'd get a certain number of people.
He
following
wants to
there.
get his audience back, and he's going to announce it somehow.
Yeah,
and
we're
gonna
gonna have
see
to
it 'cause
monitor
he's
those-
a dummy.
We're gonna have to monitor
Yeah.
those two idiots' channels now, just to see him peek his fucking head out like a goat.
I saw you getting into it with Queen Mahat on Twitter.
Oh, that was great. That was fantastic. Yeah, yeah.
My favorite part about this,
Yeah.
Queen Mahat's like, well, I don't care because I'm going to Rumble. Like, ooh, Rumble. Like, who the fuck's on Rumble? Get the
She was
fuck outta
completely
here.
overmatched.
my
I don't think
God.
she's
Yeah.
really. I mean, for it looks like a pretty professional site that she has on YouTube, but I don't think that she's really that smart. When
They
you listen
yanked her
to
money away. That's what she's bitching
Oh, is
about.
that what happened? Yeah.
Yeah, I was annoyed because every time
Yeah,
I
they-
wanted to see
they-
if
they-
Wally was on her channel, I had to sit through 2 stupid fucking YouTube commercials because she's raking in money.
And then I think it was Garage.
If
You
you're
said or
interested
somebody
in
else
the
said.
story behind. No, go ahead.
No, I just was gonna say, and then she went down the Wally route, and she likes at Team YouTube, and I was mass flagged because I don't know if it was you or somebody else mentioned that. Oh, I have like 25 students in my class, and we're gonna be working on you next or whatever. And she's like right away,
I can
mass
tell you the
flag,
story.
mass flag.
I can tell you the story. This is what happened. Someone had emailed me and said, "Look, a common friend of ours happens to know that there are some students who came across Queen Ma'at's channel, and they're just mass flagging her bullshit because she's just a piece of shit." Now, of course, what they flagged, in order for a flag to make its mark, it has to be based on stuff that you actually said. And also, once again, if you are a monetized
Come
channel,
on.
that's when they move in a lot faster on you. So
Yeah.
that's what
Uh-huh.
It's a
happened.
lot easier too.
There's,
Wait,
But
there's
Dan,
they
advertisers.
didn't really
Yeah.
get rid of
that's-
it. What she did was she took
Go back up. Sorry, the creepy little
yeah
sex
she
doll
took her
thing
channel.
was there.
She
Couldn't
took her
find it.
videos down.
Ah,
She took her videos down
Up.
so that she wouldn't get terminated, and then she created some other channel so that she
I
could
see.
go and cry about it. Which
okay.
yeah, that's what she
She
did.
was in panic mode. I love when they scramble. That's what Wally did. He's like,
Right,
I
she was
got
in
2
panic mode. She
strikes. Oh
took
my
her
God.
videos down. Nobody removed her videos.
You know,
She
anybody
only
who's
did it
like
to keep
not
her channel from
monetized
getting
would just be like,
terminated.
all right,
That's
fuck
why
it. I
she
guess I'll
did
go
it.
back to work. I'll back to my YouTube channel
Yeah.
like another day, whatever. These guys are like, my rights are being
Exactly.
trampled
Yeah,
because
she
my
was
free
another one.
public
First
access
Amendment. It's
show.
like YouTube is a fucking like. How much are you paying YouTube, Queen Mahat?
Oh,
Like, get the
he
fuck out
he
of
had
here.
some ranting where he said in one of his videos that Dan, you violated his First Amendment rights, his civil rights. He didn't call it First Amendment. He said you violated his civil rights. I don't even know how you do that. I
Well,
mean,
because
is it?
Dan's doorway isn't 32 inches wide.
Well, I was saying like how
Oh, that's
can I
disabilities.
violate his First Amendment rights? I don't think I even can as a private citizen. Isn't that like the government puts you in jail for something you said? Like, how can I violate his? I would have to like incarcerate
Like,
him.
like,
Yes
like,
and no.
that isn't the
Government's still meant to
Constitution?
protect that, right?
But an employer can say to one of his employees, "Hey, you can't wear that shirt or you can't wear that MAGA
Yeah.
hat to shirt, or wear a BLM hat to work."
You can't call the patrons gay black Jews, okay?
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
that's-
So
Especially
that's
to their face.
yes.
that's so like vis-a-vis certain things. It's vis-a-vis the government to a private individual, not one private individual to another, unless you're fucking holding him hostage in his basement. Then you might be violating his civil rights. Yeah, but this guy comes up with these nonsensical things that just makes you shake your head. You're like, he's so dumb.
He's always trying to find some
Every
legal.
time Wally says every time Wally says that someone has violated his rights, I always think about Maroney from the movie Johnny Dangerously. You fargan bastages, you violated my rights. Anyway,
That was the guy who
may or
was
may
like,
not
my
remember
my
that
mom
movie,
told
but
me
it was-
off once. Once that was that guy.
Like
That was
when
from
he
Johnny
says,
Dangerously, yeah.
I mean, like just watching like court cases over the years and stuff. Like when he comes out and they're gonna have to prove, they're gonna have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, which not being a
And we
lawyer,
can easily.
yeah, but that he's talking about civil stuff. I think civil stuff is beyond by a preponderance of the evidence.
Exactly.
Criminal is beyond a reasonable doubt. So he throws these terms around. He was watching Perry Mason or some other fucking law show once, and he throws these terms around like he knows what the fuck
In the
he's
heat of the
talking
night.
about. Yeah, and
Well, maybe one of the
civil
lawyers in his
rights.
LLC is advising him. So you never know.
Oh, that's the other thing too, right? I brought that to the attention of YouTube too, that it's not in LLC. So his copyright thing doesn't say that anymore. The one responding to me. So he dropped the LLC thing out of
Oh,
it. because
did
got
he?
caught- yeah, you got caught, Wally. You got caught, you fraud. There's no.
That was
funny that he
well,
picked
I
LLC
copied your
too.
words. I'm like it's been 200 days and there's no MAGA Army LLC and there's nothing like put my videos back and they're like okay.
MAGA Army LLC. What a bullshit
LLC,
artist.
all that means is limited liability company.
Yeah, but
Oh, wait, like he-
Yeah, but
it
he's
has-
not one.
But
so-
no,
look,
it's
no,
not
no,
even
I-
a company.
No, I went to the North Carolina Secretary of State where you can look up LLCs. Well, I mean, you can call yourself LLC, but you're not registered with the Secretary of State, and there was no MAGA Army LLC in North Carolina. So he was just making it up to make
You mean
himself look
Wally
more.
doesn't have a tax ID number? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Isn't that a
exactly.
board member?
He
Come
wanted to make
on.
it sound.
Which you don't even need for copyright. It's a bunch of baloney. It's just to make himself sound bigger than he is.
Exactly, and he did that a couple times. Also, he like, we like he referred to himself in the third person, and then he said we at the MAGA Army, like there's a fucking team
Yes.
of fucking editors there. It's him and his fucking stupid hat, big dummy. That's
Oh,
that's the
this is when he
person.
was threatening garage's children.
Yeah.
With his nipples.
He's
Like, I'll
such a-
cut the glass on your house with these nipples.
And his fucking gas station knife.
Like he's
Yeah,
got his
because-
the beers lined up.
Safety
Like,
glasses.
Drinking beers never goes south on me.
yeah.
It's at that one Tony Con, right? Because that person was like was like being a little bit like it seemed to me, I don't know if it's a he or it's a she, but like more sympathetic. And she was like writing all these Charlotte newspapers and
Yeah.
stuff that saying, oh, maybe he did. Very serious if true. I can't believe I haven't seen it anywhere. So I mean, I'm like saying, okay, so like Wally has somebody that might be on the fence about his claims, but you would think that he would have jumped on that and said, oh yeah, this is what happened, this and this and the other thing. But he knows. I mean, he knows if he starts doing that, we'll fact check his bullshit because he's always full of it.
Slippery was sending her some information.
Yeah,
Yep.
He's a 9-12 second responder.
You have to prove without a shadow of a doubt that okay,
Well,
yeah,
well-
all right, we do, and whatever.
Well, actually, this person, this Tony person, like direct messaged me on Twitter, and it's like, oh, she's like, I've been watching this, and I just said, like, how did you get into the world of Waldo?
Yeah. Excellent question.
Yeah, like it
Please
is a question.
let us know.
And this is what she said. She said, you know what? And I feel a little bit honored about it, to be quite honest. She said, I came across, I don't know how it came in my feed, your 12 Days of Christmas. Remember that from last?
Yeah.
I came across that, and I came to your channel, and I was looking, and I wanted to get more information. So she says, I don't know if it's he or she, to tell you the truth, because the picture looks like a woman, but the name is Tony. But this person says, they watch all the dog piles. They're into the whole thing. So we have a loyal. I don't know if we had a giveaway. Do we have giveaways on the show or something? We should.
Yes, we're going to give away a pallet of slightly damaged Dinty Moore, cans of Dinty Moore.
And a bag of
They
Smash.
might be a little bit expired, but they're
HS,
free.
any dental
Bag of
work?
four
Any
skins.
dental work for we could? I mean,
Sure,
anything.
I think Wally needs a podiatrist more than anything else. Like, I don't know what I can offer.
Yeah.
So like
Good fungal expert.
Man, those feet pictures are brutal.
He voluntarily put those on the screen.
Can't cut the toenails because they'll just.
Look at how
snap
much I
right
weigh,
off.
everybody.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Dan, if you scroll up again, I think there was a clip with his little his torso doll thing, which
That
we
thing
haven't
is
been able to.
disturbing.
It's somewhere. I know you scrolled past it somewhere earlier. I don't know. where.
I know I posted it in there somewhere as slippery in one of these.
Yeah, you gotta
I
go
still
down,
haven't
yeah.
figured out how to navigate.
I can't figure out
Yeah,
Twitter.
Twitter is all
honestly.
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know how to navigate it that well. I'm not,
Sometimes it's like in reverse chronological order.
No.
Ah!
Mwah.
There it is. That's it.
Oh, it's an instructional video.
Oh, this is Slippery putting up a.
ranting about diddlers with his child size
Do with
sex
that
toy.
thing.
He probably
God.
got that one of those eBay sites. But
Oh,
how do
absolutely,
How do
absolutely.
you-
1,000%.
what do you call it?
I don't know. I didn't find it because I can't
It's
stay
like-
on those. Like it's already like I'm getting like Google's like, oh, this guy's into this, and I keep on getting random
It's,
stuff
But,
in my.
it's some kind of
Pocket
like
torso.
it's like some kind of strange genitalia there too. It's like a little taco there.
Wally,
or something.
what
I don't
are
know.
you
It's
doing?
kind of. I don't know.
I hope you cleaned it out before you showed it on the screen, Wally.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Can you
Daddy
imagine he
Guy.
picks it up to do something and
That's some
shit's
feet don't
dripping
look-
out
Oh,
of
I
it?
can narrate this. Fuck your face and fuck your ass.
Don't ever dare fucking call me out, boy. Boy.
Boy.
Don't ever.
I don't remember what he said here. What did he say?
And gets raped in a Wendy's bathroom. It's you, Garage, isn't it? You fucking black fucking tree swinging monkey.
He's so fucked up. He can't get the words out. He's
I
so
just screen
fucked up.
I
He's
just
trying
screen
to
capture that
decide.
one now. You're gone.
Okay.
Taste different things.
You tree swinging monkey. Fuck you and your Antifa faggot friends too.
Ugh.
This life that I have, I hate. I can't stand this life.
Dual
And
necklaces.
it's one of the reasons why I have such bad insomnia that I do.
Move to
at
Canada.
night. Little bit of a confessional. It's gone past
Hate-induced
the whole
insomnia.
9/11 thing.
Yeah.
I need the
It's the same
tingly
thing that
music.
got him beat up.
There is a lot of self-hatred involved.
Oh.
Go down to the street corner.
There's a lot of
mouth
other
There's
off,
actually
people
quite a
hate
bit
you,
of
too.
self-hatred
His hat matches his
involved with
shirt.
me.
It's very
Whatever the fuck you want, you black bastard son of a bitch.
he came in.
That was still up, and I got a copy, not a copyright strike for that. I got a community strike for that
Yeah.
because I showed it with us commenting on it, like saying, "Look at this fucking guy. He's a racist prick that he is." And I got the strike for that. I still have that strike.
I
Jesus
I
Christ.
had a video
How it
restored.
works.
I finally sat down and reviewed it, and I was like, YouTube, I'm so sorry, but I was talking about a vile YouTuber, and these are his words, not mine. And they were like,
you
we
did-
reviewed it, and they put it back. Yeah, that
Oh,
was
did they? Oh, I got you know
because
what?
I
gotta
played part of the clip was when he came back from YouTube and he just did like a 5-minute tirade where he's like the fat unfuckable it was like 5 minutes of that, and then I played a clip when he went after Della on Money AD's channel. So I think between those two there was too many bad words and it got hit.
You know,
and I was
maybe-
like, I'm so sorry, YouTube, and they gave it back. I'm like, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't Shitty's wife that heavyset woman?
Chris, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Chris.
So
That's
maybe
one way to put it.
you know, well, you know, I
Yeah,
don't want
does
to be
she
like
know
Wally.
what Wally thinks about
Yeah,
you
right.
know, big women?
Maybe Shitty saw him talking about, you know, fat on well, women and clocked him in the eye because he got offended by it.
Just make a little video of all of him talking about fat women and black people, and
Oh, there's just so much.
then
There's
just send that to Shitty, and Shitty
Yeah, we
would be
need to
like,
find out who
wow,
Shitty and Chris is, and be like, listen,
fucking hates
when
us?
you leave Wally's house, what do you got? What's the conversation in the car? Do you like one of you turn to the other and be like, what the fuck?
Would you love to be a fly
is
on the
going
Does
wall?
he
on
ask
with that
you?
What they
guy?
said?
Does he ask you if he's racist off camera?
Yeah, was that just the thing when the camera's rolling? You know, like
Yeah.
Well, we don't know
right?
that they're a husband and wife, do we?
I don't know. I don't
We
know.
don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Well, he'd
we
be a
go
shitty
back
husband.
and look for rings. Let's go back.
I think Shitty works at the complex, though, right? Didn't Wally mention that he's like, or at least he was at one point, one of the maintenance guys?
Oh,
No,
Shitty works
Wally
at the
takes it. That
complex?
was his. He made a video about like I can't be racist, and he's posing with the maintenance guy in a golf cart. Like the guy was
Shitty
probably
work.
doing about his business while I was like flagging him down because again he just wastes everybody's time in the universe.
Again, whoever this Waldo G in is definitely clued in because he knew about the plasma bank. So, you know, there's people that know this guy's game. It's not just us. So, you know, what the heck? I mean,
the G stands for garage.
But again, Wally's like, oh look, they're after a 9/11 first responder. When you look at the comments, the guy's like, yeah, his injuries have nothing. Like they're outing they're telling on Wally, but Wally doesn't. He ignores that.
but like, there's like, I mean, there's like at least like 6, 7 different people that are like saying this guy's freaking.
He's plugging garage. Like and subscribe, everybody.
R.I.P. Mega Man. Mega Army engaged. Goodbye, Maggot Man.
And the funny thing is, if you look, that video is a year old, but it's still relevant because like every time his channel goes down, you just roll that clip.
Roll that beautiful bean
Like
footage.
you know, use in case of emergency, whip out that video.
He just,
you know what?
self-owns himself, man. Everything he does, he just self-owns himself.
This is him like telling all these. He's like, hey, the quartering Fox News,
Holy
Newsmax,
fuck,
and you
are
go
you
down
kidding
here,
me?
no replies, no
Not
nothing.
anybody, not one of them.
Look,
no
No
retweets,
retweet,
no one's
nobody
watching.
cared.
He did another one where he's like, I call on all. Where is it? He calls on all his followers to Dogpile Team YouTube. Like, and he's made a million videos how dogpiling is this awful thing and it's illegal and how dare Dan name his channel that. But then he's like, everyone Dogpile Team YouTube because I don't like him today.
And when he says there,
Oh, by the way, I like the graphic tonight, Dan, with all the dogs having the little black eye. That was very
Yeah,
cool.
that was
Yes,
good.
thank you. I'll have it.
But like he thinks he's like Elon Musk with the Twitter files. Like he's got a team working on. We are going to put together. Who is we? Who is he talking about? Is we are going to put together? It's one
his other
jerk.
personalities.
He's talking about himself and his female identifying personality, the one who wears the girl's
Jump
pants.
Fluff fill in the panel.
He's
What's going
talking
on,
about
Jump
all
Fluff?
of his head mates.
Jump Fluff, you still have an in with Wally. Did you find out what his injuries are all about? What's going on?
Oh man,
You're
anybody?
an inside man.
I just wanted to get on here and introduce my new logo for him. Actually, if you could keep this out royalty free, you can have my logo if you want.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you can have this, Walter. If you can hear me, you can have this free of charge, buddy. I have the LLC already there for you. But yeah,
He's probably got 3 of those at home. One's unboxed, one his daughter plays with.
You need to put a copyright symbol, a trademark symbol, a registered trademark symbol.
Now
Oh,
you
that's
know.
awesome.
See, Jump is a perfect example of somebody who thought he would give Wally the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there was some modicum of redeeming quality to the guy, but you seem to, like the rest of us, have found out there's absolutely not a fucking redeeming quality to this guy in any way, shape, manner, or form.
dude, I tried to.
He's a
Gramps, I
failure
really
at
tried.
everything.
I
at
tried
everything.
so hard. I tried so hard, man. I really did.
Yeah, well,
It's
you
a
know,
battle.
yeah, you know, you should win. He should win some kind of prize, HS, some kind of dental work or something. Anything.
why
I
you
mean,
got to give away my free work?
Because you're the only one with the fucking
I got mouths
medical
to feed.
profession.
Wally don't have mouths to feed other than his own fucking cake hole.
Well, no, he's got to feed all those starving children in Asia that make his nice little dolls that he puts on.
Oh. You know,
That's a lot of mouths to feed.
Child labor.
I-
That's always funny.
I like
Had
how it
to go
says-
there.
I looked at the 12 Days of Wally after I told you that story about that person that said that she got into the Wally world because of that. And every like verse of that song is still relevant, with the exception of there's one thing I feel bad about, because one of them is a lock of Malia's hair. So that's the only one because of Sifu, but it's like a little bit of a reminiscence. So it's, you know, it's still apropos a little bit. Sifu is still mentioned in it. So I might put it up just for that reason, because it is Christmas.
A lock of her hair.
A lock of Malia's hair.
How did you get that?
Oh, well, a Sifu gave a Wally for one of the 12 days of Christmas a lock of Malia's hair. Did you never watch the song?
No.
No, I'll put it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's Canadian. He doesn't understand.
Yeah, we don't have Christmas up here.
Yeah.
What do you have, like Boxing Day or some shit like that?
We have communists.
Okay.
Oh, in fact, I got like my hat.
We have
I have a
medically
little
assisted
secret.
suicide.
I have to take my thing off. There's a little secret with this hat. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, it's a MAGA Christmas hat. Oh no, it's a Dogpile hat.
It's a Paw Patrol. It's a Paw Patrol hat. So I got
Dogpile Christmas.
Whole gang. They probably have names. I don't know what they are. But that's my secret. Wally, you could have it if you come in the show tonight. In addition to what Garage was saying, we'll give you I'll give you my hat. It's a little sweaty, but it's okay.
Hey, space person, have you thought about selling those Wally dolls? Have you thought about making a business out of those Wally dolls and selling them?
He would definitely sue your ass for that.
You think?
You're like, that's my image. That's me.
He doesn't have the money to sue, bro. So I don't know what you're talking about.
What's he gonna sue? What if I even offered him a cut? What am I offering him a cut? Here, I'll put up a picture of the fucking doll.
Perfect.
That would be a great thing. But then I gotta make them and shit. Though I gotta hire a bunch of kids to do it.
And then when he sues you just have to drop the price just to piss him off even more.
There's got to be some like internet site where you just send the image to and they get it made in China or something.
Before I made that damn thing, can I tell you, I looked high and low to do like a plushie doll, like a custom made one, or even a 3D printed thing.
A Build-A-Bear, yeah.
It was
Vermont teddy bear Wally.
What kind of fucking monsters are these people?
What kind of monsters are these people?
The monsters.
This is a live stream he started.
The monster army.
It just unraveled on him.
This is where he said, "I got them by the balls. Now I got them by the balls."
and then he gets all flustered when he's
I'm trying to find the one clip I have to isolate it.
This is where he tries to get flustered here.
Here's a threat. You clearly can't take criticism of any kind. A judge will be able to see that in a second.
Don't run that there.
Look at that. That's manipulate. That's.
That's all, folks. Like you need to clip that piece out and then put Porky Pig after going. That's all, folks.
That's First Amendment. That's the defamation. He just.
That's like.
I rest my case.
Need that Windows shutting down sound.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta sit down and do
it. All right, GA.
But thanks for having me.
All right,
man. See you.
All right, have a good one.
See you guys later.
So jump. Oh, look, perfect timing. I
have to head out here in about 10
minutes. In the background. So jump love. So can you still? Can you talk to Wally at all? You're just blocking.
I wanted to. I can make a whole new profile if I really wanted to. He's easy, but I don't feel like doing that. He's a waste of time.
We need to find out what happened to him, man. All right.
I was trying to be.
Jump Bluff was banned. Wally banned him a couple of live streams ago where he kept jumping from channel to channel. He took away his moderator and everything.
Wasn't there one night when that was actually happening in real time?
He defrocked him.
Yeah, we saw it real in time. Yeah.
That's it. You lose your wrench right now.
That's exactly what it was. It was like, I remember.
What am I going to do now?
Wally's like, Kmart, I'm going to give you one more chance to apologize and take everything back, sir or brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if not, then we're going to start with taking your wrench. That was like his punishment. Right? First, we take your wrench. Yeah.
What's the last thing?
My feelings.
Yeah, he blocked him. What a pussy.
Yeah, that was a big thing with Wally. He used to do the whole and you get a wrench, and you get a wrench, and now he doesn't. Well, he doesn't do anything anymore. But
I have 3 other profiles with a wrench. But there was one. If I ever want to do anything again.
Jump one of those. one of those live streams that he was doing, Penny Pounder said, "Oh yeah, he said that you're I don't know, he threw you under the bus, Pounder did."
Oh yeah,
said
Penny was
something about
ratting him
you.
out.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, something happened. Yeah, I don't remember
Penny
exactly
dropped
what
off.
he
I missed
said.
Penny. Penny was like the resident troll.
Pepper, what happened to his eye? What do you think? You know him
I'll
probably
tell
better
you,
than most of us.
Somebody said it on Twitter too. I sent Dan the profile because that guy's hilarious. But somebody said on Twitter he got into it with somebody where he lives, and he beat the crap out of him. And I believe that because that's like Wally's. Obviously, we already know Wally's all talk. So it's like we know Wally can't fight. He can't defend himself. I'm sure if push came to shove, he wouldn't take out his gun and point it at somebody that could point a real gun back. So he probably said something stupid and he got the shit kicked out of him.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's what happened, and he didn't fall down, just something like in a drunken stupor or something?
No, the way that his arm is skidded like that, it means he went sliding across the asphalt.
Yeah, I
someone
think
threw
he
him.
just fell because he would have talked about it if it was interesting, or he didn't get like. I feel like if it was a fight,
he didn't want to admit to it.
He would. I think if it was a fight, I think if he had a fight, he would talk about it and be like, "Well, I beat up the. You should see the other guy." But instead,
this is the reason why you didn't see him at all. He wasn't doing videos. He was just sort of chilling.
Yeah, he got fucked up really bad.
I don't think those pictures are recent. I'm sorry, that's not his hair.
That's what I'm saying.
Those are not his hair, man.
Older pictures,
the Optimus Prime desk statues, so it's got to be fairly recent.
Yeah, the Optimus Prime thing.
Bullshit.
Well,
you know how many
always...
Optimus Primes this fucking guy has had since 1980?
No, I verified it because I verified it because the
no, you didn't. Because
movie
I'll tell you why,
accurate.
because the 2002 that he reviewed a few weeks ago was like a re-release.
Listen,
from the one from before.
listen.
I'm telling you,
he had Optimus Prime and he said it came with little stickers, and I put the sticker on his shoulder to make it accurate, and that's the Optimus Prime that he shows that has a little sticker that he placed on it. So that's the new one that he bought.
Again, his hair.
Yeah, let's look at the picture again.
He's like 30 pounds.
Now
lighter.
it could have been a new elbow picture, but an old face picture.
Yeah.
That's a possibility. But it looks like it's the same.
That's the face. Yeah, right.
I don't know. I feel
and he's
like
got eyebrows in this. Like the same time this happened.
Like his hairline's pretty high, right?
Think about his.
Yeah, I think he's like receding a little bit, Wally. What's going on, buddy?
Think about his fuckery.
Young Maga Man here.
Yeah, think about his fraudulent stuff, right? The level of fraud he'll go to. MAGA Army LLC, he's a first responder. All this stuff, like what he'll go to. So it might be the head pick. The picks might be all from different times, and he just put them together. You know, we can't get any
beat up.
But that would mean different times of him getting fucked up.
Yeah, well, this I believe is the same black guy. These are mirror images of the same black guy.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, the picture on the right, that's some fucking like 15 years ago. That's not recent.
Yeah, well, look at the black eye. One is a left eye and one is a right eye, right?
Well, they're mirror images of each other.
Okay,
they're on the same. Look, he's got the earring on the same side.
Yeah, like whatever the phone he was doing. Yeah.
Come on, Slippery, you know this.
Oh yeah.
Does he have a necklace?
Stop being a fucking boomer, man.
Look, guys. So if you guys look, he has a necklace on one of his. On the white shirt, he has a necklace. On the other one, does he have a necklace on, or is his blubber?
He doesn't even have his
But his face looks so much fatter in the one side, so it's hard to know.
Well, that's the swollen cheek. Because
is that like
orbital.
he got swollen cheek, fucking guy, fucking Wally.
Probably does have to come see you and get some crowns.
There's really no other option. Like he didn't fall. That's not a fall bruise. That's not a running into a wall or a door. That's a fight. Yeah, somebody definitely says, "Hey, dude, you said something stupid. Now I'm gonna fuck you up," and he's like, "Okay."
And those the elbows and the feet could be from different time periods. They don't have to be the same thing.
Yeah, that's what. Right. I mean, he might have just put it all together to make it look like it's to make it more dramatic than it is. Wouldn't he do that?
Look at the picture on the bottom right.
Look at those fucking
my foot. Look at my foot.
Well, look.
It hurts, guys.
Guys, we gotta be honest here, though. Guys. This is the elite Maga Man, the Alpha Apex Predator, right, guys? So
the Apex
I think
Predator,
what honestly happened was he was getting jiggy with it, and one of his customers Didn't pay
Yep.
up.
I'm with Jump.
Telling you,
John.
I'm telling you.
I'm on Team
Fell off
Jump
the
here.
stripper
We
pole.
have to be honest with each other. He's the alpha apex predator. He has his pepper ball guns. He has his baton. I don't believe anybody hurt this alpha apex. I believe it was getting groovy. You know, it's time to pay up, and the guy didn't want to pay, and they got in tussle. I believe it.
You know,
He is short on money.
He is the ultimate power bottom. That's probably the name of his
That was the original name for Engine of the Sun, but it was voted down by the other band.
Power bottom.
Power bottom.
His ass has a kung fu grip. Ugh.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
like-
It was nice talking to you guys, though. Again, all right. It was nice seeing you.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna head out,
Good
though.
talking to you
All right,
guys.
God bless you all.
doesn't he look like Beavis or Butthead? Which one he looks like in the one
I
picture?
think it's, no, it's Beavis. I
That's
think.
Beavis.
Beavis. I am Cornholio. That's what they say.
Any TP?
Yeah, usually he has a hat on. His hair is like he never put. Maybe he's Wally. You losing your hair, buddy? What's going on?
1,000%. That picture on the right is
years ago,
not
you think?
recent. It's not his fucking hair, man. Not recently.
Yeah, it looks strange.
I think we're
yeah.
going down some weird rabbit hole. I think these are all the same time period, and it was just something else. He fell down.
I'm telling you, that was the other week, man. He said something stupid and he got fucked up. That's what I'm sticking with.
I disagree only because I feel like if that happened, he would have talked about how he got into a fight, but he really fucked up the
Not
other
if he
guy.
lost. Not if he
He
lost.
doesn't have the
He'd keep
form.
that
He can't-
secret.
he can't-
No, he
he
would
can only
lie
put so
about
many words in
winning.
a tweet.
He would lie about, and also like a sprain, like a swollen ankle in a fist fight. I just feel like there'd be different injuries.
Well, he could
It
have
would be like,
fallen and twisted his ankle. When the girls, when he ripped off the Stop Asian Hate signs, remember he did another thing. He had like a mark on his forearm.
Yeah,
He's like,
he
"It's
never talked
it's
about
a good
that
thing I
either.
know how to fight." What'd you do? Beat up a bunch of 12-year-old girls? I mean, like, what
you think he habitually falls on his ass and gets like injuries? Like
Probably.
like it's just
Just so he
another
can have the
Tuesday
marks.
for him.
No, I
Comes running out and
legitimately think
slips
he
on the
gets his
grass.
ass-
Whoa! He falls down.
Yeah.
Think about it.
No,
fell
I,
down
mean,
again.
I think Garage suggested that he did it to himself. It was self-inflicted. I wouldn't put him past any of that stuff either. He's
That'd
so
be
nutty.
I don't think
But
he
it
has
was
the
too-
balls
it was
to hit
too
himself
soon.
like that.
Like, I mean, it was
I don't
too-
think he's that
it was-
brave
it was
where
later.
he'll punch. I don't think he's that brave where he'll punch himself in the face.
No.
No, he'll
You
like
can't make
what
those
movie was
scratches
it? It was a
without
Clint
going
Eastwood
for a
movie
ride.
where a guy paid another guy to beat him up so then he could blame Dirty Harry. It was one of the Dirty
Yeah.
Harry movies.
Yeah,
So
Wally
you
would
think
be like
Wally's
a-
a mess?
Oh, maybe it was like a win-win. Like, hey Esteban, like I got a thing. I need someone to beat me up, and I know that you want to beat me up. So
You know what
can
it
we get
was? It was
together?
the fucking bum fights guy offered him $5.
I
Like,
don't
you look
believe
like a
none.
fucking bum. Maybe you'll fight somebody. And then he
Come on,
fights a little
Wally.
skinny crackhead bum and gets his ass kicked.
Wally, come on in, buddy. You can.
Yeah, I also don't believe. Like, I'm sure he has to have a YouTube channel somewhere. There's no way this guy's going this long without a YouTube channel.
Well, he needs a phone number, I think, right? You
I
would,
got
you
a
would have
burner
to.
phone, like one of those prepaid phones, just to get a number going.
Yeah, you think he would invest? Like, I feel like he has no money to. Well, actually, YouTube is so important to him. He might just.
Yeah, YouTube is this guy's lifeline. So there's no way that this guy is sitting at home right now with no channel.
I
He's
also
out
remember
there-
there was a video where he was like, "Oh, these trolls, this is what they do," and he told this elaborate thing about how you could come up with a fake phone number. He's like, "This is how they make a lot of accounts." So he's researched it and he knows how to do it. So like,
He was fucking Mr.
outing out his,
He was Mr. What was the hacker group? Anonymous.
Anonymous, yeah.
Yeah, he claimed he was
That
from,
again, Wally has like these
I-
one-liners
Q.
that they're jokes in himself. Just Wally going, "Hello, I used to be a member of Anonymous." It's like no member of Anonymous would show their
Yeah,
face and
ever.
announce they were members.
He wasn't part of
Unless they're on
Anonymous.
an
Just used the
expose fucking
profile pic.
documentary.
He's such a like comedic genius sometimes. It's Christmas for Christ's sake.
It's Christmas.
Wally,
But
you're a
there
genius
was a
sometimes.
family.
But there was a time lag, right? The last Dogpile we did, he came in that night with the black eye stuff, right? And then he didn't post anything for like 3 or 4 days on
Yes.
Twitter. So
Yes.
I'm like trying to think of what transpired in those
I
missing
think he
days.
was in the hospital. He was.
Yeah, I think so too.
In
You
the
think he was in
hospital.
he was in the ER, right? Don't you think?
Yeah, I think it was too much, and he had to go because they usually hold you for like 3 or 4 days, right?
And the
So
nice
that
lady
they would
from
check out.
Crisis gave him some medicine.
5150.
Crisis?
Is that how you pronounce this? I don't know.
Crisis? Yeah. No, I agree with that because
That's like Amber Heard talking about the dog stepping on a bee.
he
My
was
dog stepped
doing
on a bee.
he cloned his channel and he was being all hyper and proactive, and then his channel got taken down, and then he got onto Twitter, and then he saw all this stuff going on, and then his channels were gone, and then this came, and then look at the date. After that was like, when was that posted? What was the date?
December 7th.
Right, and he didn't come back until he didn't post anything until the 12th, I think, something like that.
The next day, he's like, "Look at my eyes." Like,
Well, it was probably over the midnight,
the 8th,
right?
The 8th. This is everybody else.
Because that was the same night we were doing Dogpile, so it would have been
exactly.
It would have started on the 7th and rolled into the 8th.
Right,
because it was over at midnight.
So let's say after the 8th, when was the next time?
Probably like the 12th.
Tweets and replies.
So the 8th?
1 hour.
14th. I don't feel like it was that long. 14th, December 14th, 14th.
Third. Oh, yeah.
14th. He was busy on the 14th, 13th, 12th. Yeah, this is a good one. He sees rainbows and indigenous people, and he's just like, triggered, must say something. And of course, he talks about you mean it's sacred for two men to do the hunka chunka.
I think
Who says that?
Gay man.
That's 4 days.
Obvious gay man.
Hunka chunka.
He's obviously trying to be.
It's so cringe.
That's the 4 days.
December 8th, December 12th.
So those 3 or 4 days, where was he?
And this is Slippery's.
That's mine, yeah. That's mine, yeah.
And he posts it. Fucking dumbass.
He's so dumb.
It's like, here's them proving that I'm fucking.
And yeah, that's like this is 5 days ago. Why did he wait? Like I think he wasn't
I
at
think
home.
you're right, Dan. I think he was.
What else has he got on his plate?
Yeah, why wouldn't he do anything on Twitter for 5 days? Because like after the black eye, he probably went to the probably had somebody talk him off the ledge. He had to come over, sit with him.
I think he went to the police and is just like, look at my eye and YouTube, and they're like, there's no correlation. Get out of here. Like,
yeah. I mean, if somebody beat you up,
I got beat up, and there's people 800 miles away that I don't like. Yes.
Yeah, if he goes to the police with it, they're going to say, like, where's your proof? Like, what kind of proof do you have? And he has nothing. So it's like,
and as I pointed out last week, I'm like, Wally, our alibis were here right now.
Like if he was shit faced drunk and he got lumped up, right? He wouldn't have been able. Like he would have just they would have just like whoever would have left, and he went home, and that would have been the end of it. And the next day he's going to go to the cop and say, well, I was in the bar last night and I was drunk and I got beat up. Okay, what do you want me to do? Where was it or whatever? They're not going to expend that many.
But it was from a Craigslist ad from 8 years ago. It all goes back to that. Oh, do you have this Craigslist ad? No, my ex does, but we're not talking because I strangled her. But I could probably get her from her if you really want.
But can you imagine if he said, no, I could see that happening where he's talking about getting lumped up in the bar and how it would then like morph into the story about they made Facebook profiles of me in a Craigslist ad and my baby mama and these guys from New York and my kids, and it would be like this whole thing. And the cop would say, look, you just got to go down to the ER. You need more help than we can give you.
Yeah.
Because that's his MO all the time. I remember Dan saying one time, I'm like, oh, Wally's okay now. This is never gonna. This is. I think it's over. We're not. And he's like, no, don't worry. It's.
No, don't.
Is that a baseball hat or a beanie? Is he wearing a backwards?
It's a backwards baseball hat. This was at the bottom. It says Mr. Potato instead of Mr. Robot, because when he was claiming to be from a hacker from Anonymous, so we were making fun of him for being this world famous computer hacker.
I am from Anonymous, everyone.
Oh
the Anonymous hacking group.
I thought that was just 1,000%. He claimed to be a member of Anonymous.
His profile picture was the Guy Fawkes mask. And someone asked him about it. He was like, well, I can't really talk about it, but I'm totally an anonymous.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a legal issue now. I can't say too much about it, but let me tell you everything about it. How many times have you heard that?
I've been advised not to tell anybody. So here I go. Because I'm dumb. Dumb to dumb.
What do you think the next play is here? He gets his channel back or he starts a new one?
I bet they gave him his channel back. I really
think
do.
he's gonna.
I
as
think
much as I hate
he'll probably
admitting
get. I think he'll get his channel back
because
like
according to him, it's 3 copyright strikes, and the chances of all 3 of those people, one of them is in this room right now, of like
I'm
pursuing
not too sure
it.
about that. He did a terms of service on top.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's the
no,
question.
they-
It's like,
That's what's gonna
did
kill him.
YouTube uncover
will that follow
that?
him? Yeah,
in
will
the
that follow
meanwhile?
him? Yeah.
Hey, Penny.
Well, it
Penny,
should,
we need
because
you to find out what happened to Wally. Okay, Wally got
it's going to
beat
get
up.
left down to a person's discretion. But in the end, if they were to follow terms of service, he would lose the channel no matter what, because even if it was a fake strike, he's still circumvented, and that's an actual offense.
Well, so then in that case, I hope they give him his channel back. They give him a false sense of security. He's on for a few weeks and
And
makes
then
some
go,
ranty
"Oops."
videos with him, and then they go, "Oh, yank!" And then the new year starts off with his channel being gone again, and that would be awesome.
Penny Jumpluff is mad at you because you gave him up to Wally, so you better watch your back.
I like how
wherever you
Penny
are.
just had one eye.
What a
instead of
creepy
2
looking
eyes.
avatar.
Good.
That is kind of creepy.
Penny, you're the
actually.
only guy who could, like, I don't know if you're still on speaking terms, but like, reach out to Wally, be like, hey, we saw you get your black eye. What
No,
happened?
Wally's mad at Penny too.
I
Is
know,
he-
but
is
like,
he mad
I
at
think
Penny?
I
Yeah.
think Wally's so sad that Jumpluff and Penny could be like, hey, bro, you okay, bro? And then they would have a love fest right after.
I agree with that. I do. I agree.
He's
that's
so lonely
yeah,
that he's
yeah. Anybody that gives him a little bit of play will be his best friend. He bumped up
A little bit of play.
Maybe he tried to self-delete with a pepper ball. Boom.
Oh! And then what? And then fell into the wall and scraped up his arm on the way down and twisted his ankle. He tried to shoot his toenail fungus off.
There is the chance that he might have like thrown himself down steps. There's always that too.
No, he's too much
way.
chicken shit. Wally would have to pay another guy to beat him up and smack him around and call him a bit. I mean, because that's what
He
Wally
can't
does.
afford
But
that.
but
Hit me with
Wally,
the dick again.
yeah,
He
Wally
does-
would enjoy that.
He does get into altercations like more than your average person just because
Oh.
of the costumes he wears, right? He's looking for attention, and when you look for attention, you'll generally find it. And that coupled
You mean you
with
haven't
his-
gotten in fights when you go to the plasma bank? I mean, come on. Race, you don't start race riots when you go to the plasma bank.
like and the one time too, right? You never know what he's talking is true or not. But remember, he said he went to Walmart one time and there was some kind of minor fender bender with his car,
Yeah.
and then like it was a young black kid, and then there was a group, and then there was another thing, and he had to go inside, and then the manager had like, who does this happen to?
According to Wally, like the kid was afraid to get out of his car, and I think I'm speculating wildly. I think Wally, his gut reaction was he grabbed a Tipperman. He's like, someone hit my car.
Yeah,
when he told
yeah.
the story, he's like, I was friendly, and I'm friendly Wally. It's like, I bet you grabbed your weapon and was like staring at the guy, and that's why everyone came running. Because why would if you see 2 people in a car accident, you wouldn't run to the person's rescue? Like, what triggered it?
He probably scared the hell out of a kid. It was probably like some 18, 19-year-old, and he has this old man barking at him. But if it was like a dude his own age and his own size,
he was
exactly
like, "Oh, the
what
guy
happened,
popped
yeah.
his cherry. He popped his cherry." I remember that was a term because he's gross. But he's like, they saw, and that was another story that just went away. He stopped talking about it.
Like
but my
Wally,
favorite
right?
with the plasma bake story is somebody said to him, like, who are you looking at? And Wally said, I could look at anyone. I could look at you, and I could look at them. And he proceeded to point at all the people in the plasma bank.
Like a
who were
fucking
probably
third
like, why are you
grader.
fucking pointing at me? He just
Like a
escalated.
third
the
grader.
Just
I
lucky
swear to
one
God.
person didn't go, you could keep looking at me like that, I'll break your fucking fingers for you. You'd be like, oh, sorry, sir.
And don't forget as well, like, I mean, he's been known to visit the red light district in the wee hours of the morning,
Just
and all of
happened
a sudden,
Craigslist.
drive-by shootings occur. Right? What's he doing at the red light district at like 3 a.m. outside of like he was outside?
No,
Yeah,
sure, he's got
it was Sunday
insomnia.
at 12:30. Like,
He's
out
meeting
driving
for
around.
Craigslist group.
Yep.
I mean,
He's
that's
got
the other
insomnia. Give
possibility.
the guy a
that-
break.
that
He's
he-
trying out some of his new eBay purchases.
But what if he ordered a call girl, an escort, and then he couldn't afford to pay, so the pimp fucked him up?
Ooh, that's a good theory.
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
I
Why
don't
does
know
he
if
look
he
like Beaker in that?
I don't think he
picture?
has the extra income unless he budgets it in like prostitutes.
But Hidden
Wally,
made a
come
good
on the
point
show.
earlier. He said, when he had the baby mama altercation, he was at the saloon right? He had a fight. He went to the saloon. He got more liquored up and went home and got aggressive with her, and something happened. So I mean, the whole thing leading up to this, because the timing seems a little bit suspicious, but he must have been all flustered about the whole thing going on. His channel's taken away. He goes to the saloon. He gets liquored up and gets into a fight because he's already agitated. And voila, here we are, season
That's
3.
why it's our fault.
It's all our
Yeah,
fault.
yeah.
What do you think is
absolutely.
more
We
fun,
riled them up.
speculating about what happened to him or what actually happened to him?
I'd love to, I swear to God, if we, like I said, if we had a budget for the show, if there, Dan, can we do a Patreon or something?
I
think
blew the budget on this hat. This was it. This was $125 at the dollar store, which is false advertising. If it's a dollar store, was it $125? What the? I'm gonna
Oh, my
sue.
God.
False information, amendment, defamation, slander.
These are the men. Hidden always gets a pass on that too. Babu, did you see his Twitter thing? He like I always like that too. Like you got first billing, I got second billing, and Dan got like third billing, but it was like first billing because he said like these guys go on the show on this channel, which is dedicated to So it's like Dan got really first billing on it, but it was great.
Hidden gets away with all this shit. Like I don't think he's been mentioned once.
No, I was mentioned where I got the wrong thing. I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go.
Because he mentioned me once, and when he mentioned me once, I fucking scorched earth. He's got nowhere else to go.
But HS always gets like he gets like Guinness World Book of Records thing because he like that's like it's like you can't top what he did with his kids. That was just like that's
play
epic.
my video. Play the clip.
Yeah, that's like epic. That is epic.
If I had to do it all over again, oh my God!
Like when your kids get married, that should be one of the like video clips that you play at the wedding because like that's.
Did I tell you we went out to dinner? I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. We went out to dinner with
the wrong one. Hold on.
Another Star Wars guy, and as soon as he saw it, I went out with things to excuse him. You love that one, don't you, Dan? He's like, "Fuck you, Wally."
I gotta put the sound of Wally and Baby Mama scuffling over the peg. Oh, that'll look at Shane.
That's like Wally, how he got his black eye.
I was gonna say.
I love you. No, you don't. Oh, but I proposed to you as Darth Vader. I don't care.
But it can't. It can't. It's
now I gotta draw a black eye on little Maga Buddy.
Fuck you, Wally!
Fuck you! That never gets old. No, it never gets old. That's great.
I have to put it in the intro. I keep forgetting. Hebrew called me out last time.
Oh, what? Because you took it out of the intro?
Well, I don't want you to come out. You'll sue me. I heard about you
Copyright.
people.
No, my Jew lawyer will.
Yes.
All right, I'm not supposed.
One of them
to
was
cam
sitting
up,
in
but
that car going,
Fuck
"Fuck
you,
you,
Wally!"
Remember that All in the Family episode was like, oh no, Edith, I got.
Where's the? I gave Maga Buddy a black eye.
Oh no!
Look at it.
Oh,
Swell up his feet, but they're like
expression.
hidden under here.
Oh no!
Roar. All right, I gotta let. Oh, wait a minute! I forgot I have a fucking background. The whole time I'm like, my kid's behind me playing on the PlayStation. I'm like, no, I can't cam up because I don't want to show him. But I forgot I got my.
No, you got a good background.
I'm
too.
my
That's
Wally
great.
bedroom. Hey, I'm back. What's up, everybody?
You got your nice, Gideon's Bible there.
Oh,
that hurts, guys.
Oh, now you got to superimpose him in that bed with the sore
right.
eye and shit. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta make his black eye.
Look at my nipples, guys.
Pizza, pepperoni, pepperoni pizza, fucking nipples.
Oh my God.
Oh,
But and also just that he's just like, again, talking about not thinking it through. He's like, let me blast a picture of me with a black eye on Twitter, knowing that I have 20 plus people that are just gonna make fun of this all throughout the holiday.
Well, we used to say this a while
No,
back.
he just
In
doesn't.
Wally World, if it happened 5 minutes ago, then it didn't happen, right? And he doesn't understand it's like my 12-year-old understands that if you put something onto the internet, it stays out there forever. forever. Wally, he's like, well, I said it more than 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to deny that I said it. It doesn't exist.
Not just deny it, but
he.
he's ready to go to court, according to him, and
No,
be
it's
like, "I never
absolutely-
said any of that." Like, it's video
Zero
of it.
consequential thinking. He doesn't think about what the ramifications of anything he does. It's just okay, screw it, and then
It's
he'll
1D
never.
checkers.
Yeah, exactly. But we're like kind of in a holding pattern now. I mean,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
so much stuff happened, like the black eye, and there was some other
It's
things.
the
that-
cliffhanger for season 2. I'm telling
Exactly.
Wait, are we on
That's what
season
this-
3 right now, or we're going
No,
on
not
season
yet.
2?
Season 3 will open up with when Wally gets his channel back.
Yeah, this is like
right?
the summer break. This is like
Yeah.
you know.
And then holidays will happen. Oh, my internet went out. God damn it.
No, you
My
still
kids
hear.
eat-
We still hear you.
Oh, okay.
Babu, I told you I put up a little clip from it in one of my shorts video where from where Wally's running around, with his Freddy Krueger outfit. He goes into the drugstore and he buys some candy, and then he says he's got a doctor. Yeah. Oh, that one is so good. There's so much gold in that one. It's really great.
Just so we talk, like he plugs everyone's channel, which I think is great.
Oh yeah, there was
He's
interesting.
he's like, go here, go there, go here. And he's like, his evidence is like, I blocked 4 people. I blocked 4 people, so take them down. YouTube.
Like
Get 'em.
I had to slap myself on the head. I'm looking at Shy Tia. Who is Shy Tia? And then after a while, you saw the light bulb come on. Shitty H is blocked. I don't know who that is.
Oh, that shit! I didn't realize it now either.
Oh, see, right.
Shitty as hell.
I'm looking at him.
Now you're on camera. Get out of here. That thing too.
Oh,
That
he
was-
just morphed through the bed.
Yeah, it looks like he just evaporated from.
Yeah, he just beamed
They showed
out.
the video of the. They can't see you now, dude. All right, anyway.
He just beamed out, but it's like
Munchin.
He's behind me, cracking up. Here, come to the,
the
microphone
Munchin
and yell it and
Munchkin.
sing. Come on. Come here.
Yeah, come on.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come on. You know when it's coming up.
It looks like he came out
Look.
of nowhere.
Look, it's the Munchin Munchkin.
Do it.
Do it.
Fuck you, Wally!
Nice.
Now we know which one.
See,
he
if you would be
is.
Wally, you would say parenting done right.
Exactly.
Ah.
Right now, Wally's watching this going,
No,
oh,
because he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't shove his kid across.
Well,
the
if
ring
Wally's
and get him
watching
out
it,
of
he's only
camera.
watching it out of one eye.
They showed the video again.
If,
Yeah, what
if
do you
one
think
of
it
you
looks like
guys
now?
is, if one of you guys
Yeah,
is
but that's what I'm
shitty,
saying. If Wally got fucked up, that means he's probably feeling like dude's out of shape, so he's probably in a lot of pain. He's probably just like taking meds, probably addicted to his Vicodin or whatever, and just like sitting on his couch or something.
Dan, scroll up one more time. The other way up. Who is this Alan Cozart? Down.
Put yourself on camera. You know.
This one.
Okay.
This Alan.
Yeah, all he's doing is he's just networking us. Like,
Yeah, right.
Because we're
I don't
going,
know.
who's this
Like,
guy?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Type. Hello.
Like he blocked
Are you a
some guy.
friend?
He blocked some guy that was Slippery, New York, right? And he assumed it was me, but it wasn't me. It was just some innocent poor guy that was collateral damage in the Wally wars. So I feel bad. He's blocked by Wally. Maybe he wants to
I
hear
don't know
what
if I
Wally
feel
has
bad.
to say.
Oh, Slippery NY isn't any of us or someone.
No, not me.
That's a riot.
No. I think I'm Slippery NY, but he blocked. Well, maybe I'm not. I don't even know who I am. But he
I
blocked
know you're
either.
slippery NY.
I'm just Slippery NY, but he blocked NY, right?
Slippery double NY is the guy who drives the Zamboni machine for the Rangers, and he's just like a dude who's just like, yeah, Slippery.
This poor guy got blocked. Yeah. and that's you. That's I don't know who this Alan Cozart is, but I like him. Because
Apparently that Dan King is like when I first ventured into Twitter, and I just like, they were like, Dan King's been taken. Do you want to be Dan King 1270? I'm like, all right, fine. And I never even used it. I just when I fired it back up, that was there.
Huh.
And I think I followed Wally, not realizing that Wally gets a memo that says Dan King is following you. So
Right,
he's like,
that's why I got.
"Rah!"
That's why I got blocked.
blocked.
I thought it was like YouTube, like you could just sub and there's nothing you could do. But he, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm blocked. So the only way I can see his stuff is if I'm not logged in.
I have to make a secret account. That's why I don't have it on full screen because it puts your name and Wally will block another account, which is dumb because you just create a new account and you see everything. It's not like Facebook where you have to be friends with the guy. He's so dumb. Wally is so dumb. So.
That's why he's not comfortable. It doesn't seem like he's comfortable on Twitter because he can't control everything. He can't control who sees and who doesn't see this stuff and who responds to the people he's responded to. So every time he does @Team YouTube, @Team, that shows up. You can like just do a search for MAGA Army 1, the MAGA Army 1, and then just look at wherever that's mentioned. And if a Team YouTube is responding to @the MAGA Army 1, you can respond to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He
Yeah.
came on. I thanked Wally and I was courteous and he, I kind of cornered him and he ran away. But we tried.
You didn't corner him. You just called him out on his bullshit.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
right.
He was trying to go into like, well, I'm this special snowflake and there's certain circle and I'm this guy. And I was like, dude, let's focus on fraud. And first, like why did you say you're first responder? And he couldn't handle that because he was basically saying, I said it years ago, but I had a special reason to be a fraud back then, so it's fine.
Well, like we've talked about this before. All he would have had to say is, look, and he was kind of going there. You mentioned it before. Like, I was in a bad way. I didn't have any money. And, sometimes when you're desperate, you do things that you regret later. So he could have just chalked it up to that. Okay,
like
no
suck
harm,
a
no
dude's
foul.
dick while
Yeah,
dressed
like,
up
yeah.
like
But
a
he was
lady.
like, I did it, but you can't call me a fraud for it. Otherwise, we're going to court. It's like,
now he's just blatantly saying it. He put it in another tweet there that he's a first responder. And then when he says it, like in live streams or shit like that, he just says like, oh, whatever the public perceives me as. No, it's not what the public perceives you as. It's what you fucking are
Well,
or you
clearly
aren't.
the public perceives him as an asshole, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what he is.
Well, the public perceives him as a first responder because he has a handwritten sign. He's telling them with his mouth, and he puts it on Twitter. So maybe that's why they perceive him as a first responder. Idiot. So, Wally, come on the show. I love you. Please come back.
You think he's still watching? I don't know that he is right now. I'm guessing he is.
Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
not
think
coming on that
he's definitely
show.
watching. He has
You're just
nothing
going to
else
give
that
me
he
a
can
black
do.
eye again.
He has nothing else to do. He has no videos that he can make. All he can do is tweet. So he's definitely watching.
I think he's working on some Rumble site or not Rumble because Rumble failed horribly for him because he couldn't block the
But it has to
comments.
be something so similar to YouTube that he can control. Nobody can challenge him. Nobody can make any comments.
Oh, Hidden had that whatever Hidden. There was one Hidden did his live stream. It was like virtually identical to YouTube, like the layout and everything.
Wally could still be making his videos. He just can't upload them anywhere. So it's like the Seinfeld episode when Kramer was having his own talk show in his apartment. Wally's just like, on my next guest, Optimus Prime. Like he's acting it out in his apartment.
I figured out why Wally's in the Transformers.
Well, yeah, it makes sense now, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, that explains
He's
a lot.
into Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
They look like regular household objects, but they have a secret little
More than
thing
meets the
that
eye.
they do.
You heard about Transformers and thought something completely different.
You thought they were like normal looking. They thought you was a gun or a car, but it's really a little secret thing that happens. And,
Little secret thing pops out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, what was the thing with Rumble, right? Like I don't know anything about Rumble, but when he would be on Rumble, you could you would send a message that he couldn't stop, right, from getting messages from you, right?
And that's like somebody else was. I don't know who was there. There was a bunch of people, but word got out like he wasn't. All of a sudden, his phone would go bling bling, and he'd stop and he'd look at it.
But
with
that's a Rumble thing. Like you make a comment, or anybody can make a comment.
He couldn't
right?
turn them off like YouTube. You could turn off the comments.
Okay, yeah. So
I remember Sifu called Wally out. Was like, "Why are you doing that? Like, you're not opening yourself up to criticism. That's a dick move."
Right.
That was your pal Sifu, Wally.
He just can't take any form of criticism. He just loses his mind.
But Rumble, I guess you couldn't, and that's why he took down the account because he was like he couldn't stop the
I'm
messages
surprised.
from coming in.
I don't know. Why doesn't he just go to what is the one that Trump started?
Truth
What is
Social? He
Why don't you
might
just-
be. I wouldn't know. I mean, I'm not going.
Is that the-
I set up an
He may
account
have
and I
an
tried.
account.
I went to True Social and I tried searching for Maga Man. You can imagine what happened. Like every
Oh
other
my God.
person on there.
No. Well, doesn't
So
he
I'm
go
like,
by
all
his
right, that was
regular
dumb.
names? It might just be he might just have his regular, like Wally H on there.
I was looking, I couldn't find it. I spent about 2 minutes on there, but it was like everyone's profile picture is like Trump. It's like, duh, yeah, okay, I get it.
But
Like,
you know, like for Wally too, like if he doesn't want anybody to challenge his shit, just go to some place where everybody thinks the same way. That because he like if somebody says, "Oh no, you know, you can't call black people this, or you can't say that. It's not really appropriate." Oh, fuck you, you know, whatever. Just go somewhere where you know
he
where
tried
everybody.
that on Twitter, and Twitter chucked him out. Well, they canceled him for a day
You
or
know,
two.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
think like he starves for attention, so he can't go to that platform because he's like everybody else. He
Right,
wants to be the
everybody,
person
yeah.
that-
And
There'll be-
YouTube is king. YouTube gets the most views. No one's watching other shit. I don't care.
Yeah,
what
where did you
Queen
get
Mahat
this?
Says.
Where'd you get that Dogpile picture? I can't find it. I've been scrolling and scrolling.
Oh, my illustration. No, I made that
Yeah.
myself.
Fuck off.
I think talking about copyright. I think it's a kid's book, so they're gonna sue me.
Where is
I don't
it?
remember where
I
I
want to
got
get a copy of that picture.
Oh, maybe I'll put it in the. I'll put it somewhere. What can I do?
Hey, Hidden, those
Maybe I'll do the community page like you did. Maybe I'll do that.
those comic book covers were amazing that you did last week.
Yep.
there's more. There's more coming.
It's gonna continue it. Oh, that's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's great.
There's got to be at
Season
least 12
3.
issues in that, at least.
What's going to happen in season 3? It's a big mystery, you know.
I need to find someone to actually draw up a comic.
Wally
You can start
needs like
selling them.
you need to bring in like when your show like Wally, when it's just you and you're not a famous, you need to bring in a famous actor like to help draw the audience. Like who would they brought in Danny DeVito and It's Always Sunny because there was no known actors at the time. Like who would Wally bring in to boost his? It would have to be like some crazy right wing, like lunatic like Wally. Who's the guy? James something? I forget that. Wally was a pal with that guy. I forget the guy's name.
No, what's that Spanish guy that's like the king of the like the KKK or something like that?
David Duke?
No, he's like some recent guy.
Richard Spencer.
He thinks he's
Oh,
like a Spanish
Wally
guy, but
actually made a video where he's like, Trump needs to get away from that guy, which I thought was kind of interesting.
You mean Richard Spencer, the guy that got punched because they said he was a Nazi?
Apparently, Kanye and this guy went out to lunch
Nick
with
Fuentes.
Trump.
Nick Fuentes, that's who it is.
No,
Yes.
And
That's who
everyone's
Wally
like,
would
what are you
need on
doing,
his show.
Trump? And Trump's like, Kanye brought him. I don't know nothing.
Nick
and Wally
Fuentes,
made
who
a
the fuck
video
is this
saying,
guy? That kid is like he's 24 years old. Like what the
It's
fuck?
not even white.
Why does
Nick
anybody
Fuentes
listen to
is
that
a
guy?
Spanish guy who thinks he's like a white supremacist.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
What a
That
I
would be
love it
Wally.
when non-whites say that they're into
Yeah.
making an ethno state for
It
white
turns out,
people.
as
It's like,
as
what
long
the
as you hate
fuck?
the blacks, as long as you hate black people, you're fine. You can consider yourself.
Yeah.
is that what it is? It's like, it's
Yeah,
just,
apparently.
apparently. Someone tried to join and find out what the criteria is.
I put in children's book and I'm still not getting it. Fuck off.
My
How
dog
far did you
pile? I don't know.
scroll?
What did I search for? Dog pile? Pile of dogs? I don't know. Let's see.
I get other pictures, but I want to use the one that you got so that I can make it the same.
You just throw the,
This is big because
four-letter
Wally's going to be
Friday.
like, oh, I see it.
Just put the link to it in the private chat.
Hey, Hidden, you have snow up in Canada?
It's melting.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's warm up here
Oh, it is warm.
for
Okay.
this time of year.
Oh.
I actually
It's
think
like super mild.
I did considerable amount of work on this picture to clean it up. But you
I'm
know,
just gonna
you'll figure it out.
crop everything else out.
You're gonna need a new graphic for season 3, Dan. That's what it is. Got to come up with something better.
There's other ones out there.
I never thought in my lifetime the word dogpile would be in my vernacular as much as it is.
Thanks,
Or
Bob.
docs or this other fucking internet
Who
nonsense.
knew in all the things you got to complete every single week of your life, who knew being on a dog pile show on YouTube would be one of them?
And there's a considerable amount of prep work. Like my usually I do this and Mrs. is working, but like
Yeah.
she's home today, so she's like, oh, you got to do that thing. She was also off last night, So I'm like, but I have to like edit the introduction. I got to set up the green screen. I'm like, this like an hour of prep work for this dumb fucking show.
Oh,
We got 11 people watching.
When I get home, as soon as I
One-
grab my
one of them's
headphones
Wally.
and my wife sees me grabbing these headphones with the microphone,
Just
just
this.
It's over.
I was at
Yeah,
work
like-
and
like-
my kids are like, Dad, I know you have to dogpile tonight, so can I play on the PlayStation and then we take turns, but please don't cam up because I don't want to be like, I'm like, so we're working out this whole dynamic so I can talk nonsense about this fuckwit.
Yeah,
They're saying "fuck you,
email that-
Wally." Meanwhile, they get video game night because of Wally.
Wally is the catalyst that has brought this group of guys together and have this
Yep.
like beautiful
And I love you all. I
interaction.
have to tell
It's a
you.
bond.
This
It's
is
a bond.
this is a you know,
It's a
this is a
brotherhood.
yeah, it
A
is. It
fellowship.
is. We should, you know, start our own fraternity.
Slip,
It's a
we still gotta go
fellowship
trash
of
Spicy,
Wally.
do you mean
man.
like recently? What do you mean by somebody commented on Wally's post? Because we all commented on Wally's posts.
Daily.
And by the way, Dan, that link I posted earlier is a search for the best trans-friendly bars in Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's really good. I was trying to figure out. I'm like, how can I? I don't know if I can copy the. I can't.
I was
copy
trying
and
to see
paste
if
it.
Wally like reviewed any of them. There's someplace Club Scorpio. I was wondering to see how far that is from.
Oh,
his
let's
house.
look at his eBay and see if there's any more reviews.
I just checked. I checked.
Still 73.
Yeah.
That was what he. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And I was looking through that last store that he bought stuff, and they have stuff that's eerily similar to the little pocket torso doll. So I'm wondering if you got something.
Oh,
from
did
there.
he turn off the feedback? I don't think you could see it anymore.
Oh, that means he's definitely watching.
No, I was able to see it. I just checked before.
Let me see positive feedback.
Because he's got like 4 reviews in the last month.
Oh, I don't. I think he blocked it. He figured it out. God damn it, Wally.
He figured what out?
Like what you could see his channel and you could see he's got 73 feedback, but you can't get the details about the feedback.
Oh, really?
Oh wait. I'm sorry. I had
No,
a
because
I,
I,
had a tab.
I saw stuff.
Yes, I'm wrong. I'm looking at it now. I thought we lost it forever.
No, he just made some 2 minutes ago. No, an hour ago. He was replying to Stephen King on Twitter, and somebody replied to him, the Empire. Sir, I'm wondering, are you okay? I saw your post and was wondering if you are all right. Life will get better, dear. Have a beautiful night.
Oh,
No.
that's somebody watching because it was. I just said someone needs to find it out. Find this out. Let's see. I'm looking tweets.
But he's wrong. Life will not get better for Wally. There is
No,
no, it never gets.
great. Gets
No.
better for us, but terrible for him.
No, just like he'll get his settlement and he'll be high on the hog for like a hot minute, and then something will happen, or baby mama will lay claim to half of it, right? Or the federal government will nab him for back child support or some shit.
You were just channeling Sifu with the hot minute thing.
Yeah,
I think
I
that.
know.
really?
Yeah,
I was gonna
yeah,
say
yeah,
that too.
yeah. I think that was a Sifu thing.
All right, I'm gonna
yeah,
give
I'm
somebody the
looking
same
at
hand. I don't know.
I say he's gonna buy easily 5 more Transformers figures with that paycheck.
Five.
There you go.
Oop. 5 is very conservative. He's going to buy the whole fucking collection of everything. He can't stop himself.
I think.
Well, if he buys, it'll be 5 of the same thing, right? He'll have one boxed, one to play with, one for the tub, one for whatever the
And
transform.
one to entice
for the-
entice the kids over. It's like, look, I got you, Optimus Prime,
Come
whatever.
on, man.
Let's see. Sir, I'm wondering if you're okay. Who are you? The Empire. The Empire.
Probably a troll.
MA.
It's got to be a troll. Yeah, it's the Empire. Come on, it's a troll.
Who's the 3 others?
Look at that face.
That's the
Oh,
last
and,
one. Yeah.
scroll down. Who is that? Helbert. I like that person too. They have good stuff. They post
Oh, that's
some
what I'm
funny
saying.
stuff.
Yeah, look at this guy.
That's his background picture.
Like, I sent that picture of that to Dan. Like, that's the one person he won't report because I don't think he wants that. He doesn't want to screenshot that picture. That's funny.
Come on,
That's,
Wally.
that's the dude that says they know him personally and that he got fucked up. Hey, there it is.
Oh yeah. I meant to talk about this too. Yeah, this guy's saying, like, does this guy know something, or is he just saying, I know you personally, and like, is he speculating,
we
or
know
does
him
he
personally.
know that Wally got into it the other day? That's the big question.
Well, he didn't respond to that guy like at all, right? Like he didn't report him. He didn't do anything. So it might be that he knows this guy.
Yeah,
Like,
because
we're
or you think it's one of his
Yeah,
like
just
maybe
it's-
North Carolina people because
Maybe,
it sounds
because-
like it. Yeah, like
slippery
Yeah,
implied.
And again, he didn't report this guy. He didn't screenshot it. He's not like doing anything to it. So maybe this guy's like, yeah, don't fuck with me because I really know you and I can put out your shit.
you got to be led to believe that like he's been in Carolina now for what 6 years. He had to come across people that had enough for him too, because and that like if he interacted with them and he befriended them, they know everything that we know because that's Wally. He will tell somebody who's just modestly nice to him everything about his own personal life. So this guy, maybe he's
no, it's like
social media-
Westworld. They'll come to their own actualization without knowing his past history. Like we all led parallel lives and experiences when it comes to Wally, right? We all came to the same conclusion on our own, but it wasn't like Slippery. I talked to you, and I was like, "Oh, you have enlightened me." Like we all figured it out based on our own experience, and then we communally came together.
I mean, the very first time like that, and I don't even know, I don't even remember exactly, but I think we were probably all mutual friends with him on Facebook through different direction. I think Dan instant messaged me and he says, "Is this guy a little, is he a little off with you guys or something?" Yeah, something like actually not to say, "Oh, this guy's an asshole."
I remember talking to Star Wars guys saying, I bet the Masons because they're like us. They're like they have to deal with this guy in person, and he's a weirdo. I bet they have stories to tell.
And it did. It was true. I mean, it was strange.
Well, because we would see Wally would post pictures. I remember there was one. It was like there was some big fancy. It looked like a fancy like holiday thing. It was like all the Masons are there. Everyone is in their black suits.
Yeah.
And they're with their like it looks like their wives or whatever, and they're eating dinner. And Wally, of course, has like extra swag and extra stuff, and I'm like, he does it to them too,
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
and he's taking pictures, and people are probably like, we just want to eat, Wally. Like, turn off the camera,
Well, I remember when I used to. I mean, obviously,
secret
I was following
society,
years,
asshole.
Right,
Secret.
exactly. It's like we're the Masons, like not.
Like, I remember,
but like Wally on
Wally-
Facebook, like there would be like a group, like I'm sure there's like a 501st group that's like a private group that people would talk to each other, and there was like a Masonic one. There were a couple of different ones, and Wally got into every of those groups, and like then friend requested every single person
that's what
that he knew or didn't know. It didn't matter. Just
he
to
had
get
4,000 Facebook friends at one point.
Yeah, just to get a bigger audience.
Well,
and then
Wally was in a Facebook group on Facebook, and they kicked him out because he was like such an asshole. But I remember like after they kicked him out, everybody's like, "Yo, Wally's such a bitch, and he's a racist," and like everybody like hated him.
He got kicked out of the anti Star Wars costuming group, and it was a bunch of people who got thrown out or had a bad experience, and they would all get together and talk about their stories. And Wally would post 45-minute videos. I think the one Babu when he's in his Giant jersey and he's telling the night that happened to Baby Mama, that was on the anti-Star Wars group, and people were like trying to nicely tell him like, that's an interesting story, but that has absolutely nothing to do with the Star Wars like costuming group.
And
he would get mad at them. He'd be like, "Well, but this is my life," and And
it does because
they threw him out.
WinterCon.
He was somehow a moderator in that group, and then he left. And the new moderator was like, "So sorry about that guy," and they left like this whole apology about.
We'll never
the
let
fucking
this guy in
lunatic.
again.
We had a little Facebook group, like a smaller Facebook group that was just like our lodge members and maybe a couple other guys from other lodges. It was like a smaller group, and then Wally's what was it called? His crowdfunding page, the GoFundMe page to get his car out of hock was in there, and like people, "Oh, let's help him out. We should help him out," or this and that. And then one guy that was from another lodge, right? He's like, Wally was interacting in that thread, and he's like, "Dude, like you got to make sacrifices. You can't like if you need your car this badly," because Wally was in that thread before his car got repossessed, talking about cards and swag and shit that he bought. And he's like, "Dude, it doesn't look like you're like being responsible about it. I mean, this isn't the right. I understand you're in need, but yeah." And then like I came to Wally's defense, kind of like he's our asshole and we'll deal with him. And the other guy got like kind of offended and left. That was the biggest mistake of my life because that guy's. I mean, I'll never ever go to bat for Wally, any way, shape, manner, or form.
Oh,
but like the guy was right.
Yeah, I take a bat to him.
But that was the same thing. Like in high school, it was the same way. Where like obviously you want to protect your friends, and then like he'd say something stupid to another group of kids, and it just got to the point where he relied on the fact that everybody else would get his back.
Yeah,
it would be like dude, like Like we told him, like, dude, like shut the fuck up. Like, and then like when people like stepped up to him, we were like, all right, this is gonna let him learn his lesson this way. And then he got fucked up.
Well, like he would be mad because he's like, "Hey, on the 8th time I started shit with a stranger when you guys were around, you didn't stick up for me. Stop! Don't do that."
Did he do the whole Abu, when he was in high school? Did he do the whole brother thing? Did he consider?
Dude, that 100%. Everybody was his brother, and they're all family. And like this again, he doesn't realize there were years where if we knew Wally was coming to where everybody was hanging out, we purposely scattered like fucking roaches when you turn the lights on, like Wally's coming. We fucking hid. We were hiding because we could hear his stupid radio coming down the block, and we would hide behind bushes and shit. He would come in, see that there's nobody there, and I guess, all right, nobody's hanging out, and then he would leave, and then we would all come back out.
I wish there's pictures of that. That's a missing time period. With,
yeah, back then, you know, you had it. Only the cool kids had the cameras back then.
Yeah. If we had to make a movie about Wally, who would be the actor to play Wally?
Oh, shit.
Vincent it could go either way. We could do like a Shia LaBeouf in a way.
Oh, you know who could play him? Gina Carano.
She's too angry.
She could do it. She could pull it off.
She made like
her
some
into this.
shitty...
It's not her fault that this man took up her fucking battle.
Who's the comedian?
She would narrate it. She would dramatically narrate. This is a story about a man. You know,
who was the dude that played? You guys remember that old movie Mask? Who's the dude that played that guy in Mask?
Oh, the guy that played Rocky Dennis.
Right, yeah. He could be Wally.
Eric Stoltz.
That movie's like 30, 40 years old.
That was with Cher, yeah.
Sam Roberts.
Well, those are all the references that Wally made.
I'm going to Catman.
It would have to be an 80s, like an older 80s actor. That
Wally's life is the 80s.
Who played Fry? Who played what's his name from Ferris Bueller, Fry?
Yeah, Wally thinks he's gonna have that '80s movie ending where like the girl will come around and realize that he loved him her entire life, and Wally will come busting through with the flowers, and that's just never gonna happen.
And he's gonna jump in the air going, yeah, and then the credits start rolling.
He's like Ducky, like he's the Ducky of his own life.
But then the end of the movie is Wally waking up from that dream, and it's just him and Bradley, and it's dark, and there's no one there.
He starts furiously masturbating.
Oh,
he's looking
Wally,
through his dildo collection. He's like, maybe this one today. No, this one. He's like, you know.
Steven Seagal. Yes.
Oh, I think Ruben figured it out. Fat Steven Seagal.
You want to hear something totally funny? I don't know. I've gone down the YouTube rabbit hole. I don't know what it is. I hate Steven Seagal too, but apparently so does everybody else. Like,
yes,
everybody
he's
has
a
horror
total
story about
asshole in the world.
But now my YouTube history is filled with like all kinds of interviews from everybody across. There's even channels like we have we review Wally shit. There's like these guys that like review Steven Seagal movies. So they'll get together, they'll sit down, they'll drink beer, they'll watch the movie, they'll shit on it. So it's very similar, the parallels.
Well, you know what's weird? Like from checking out Wally's videos, I get like all these weird sovereign citizens getting arrested by cops videos now. Like it's all these people who think they know the law and you can't touch me, blah blah. And it has to be from fucking Wally's videos.
Savage, what's going on?
I sent Savage an email because he's always like, I missed it. So I'm like, it's on Thursday this time, so no excuse.
Savage balls.
What's going on, man?
Hey, Savage.
Oh, what's this? Oh, did I click on it? What happened?
Oh,
this just might be my real face. Maybe it's those golden blue eyes I got.
No, black and blue.
Show the part at the beginning again where he does that face.
Golden.
That's when he went to CBS on
Who said this
Halloween.
is a mask, bitch?
Right here.
This just might be my real face. Maybe it's those golden blue eyes I got.
He's in CVS buying candy.
Yeah, not on Halloween, mind you.
Why does he say golden
it's May
blue
5th
eyes?
on a Tuesday.
Yeah, that CVS is like right across the street from an IHOP where families are eating and all that shit.
And I think he said he was going to the doctor. So imagine he was going to like a psychological thing, and he's like, "Hello, doctor. No red flags here."
What's the thing? When he used to put up
my real face.
When he used to put those videos on Facebook, sitting in the parking lot, like, "Oh, I'm about to go to the doctor's," like we all knew exactly where he was. So we were like, "Oh, we should go fuck with Wally."
this is like when he bought that mask, and I think the mask was like $900. The sweater was like $600. It was
So
over
much
$1,000, and it wasn't long before or after this. It was right around the same time that his car got fucking repossessed. What the freak is wrong with this guy?
That was
And-
what everyone. He filled up his room with toys, and everyone in the Star Wars group was like, "He's asking for money." Like,
But people gave him money. People gave
Yeah,
him money.
yeah,
and so
yeah,
forth.
yeah.
One of the guys got caught up in the Wally world here for a hot minute because I forget, he was like a droid guy. I mean, I know his name. I'm not going to out him, but like at one point he commented like, "Keep my name out of your mouth." This is when Wally was going back and forth.
oh yeah, Wally said that this guy said something at an armor party, and he replied, "He's like, I don't remember doing that, so get my name out of your fucking mouth."
Well,
and
one of the
PS,
things
where's the money you owe me?
I
bitch?
did a music video thing with this droid guy who was dressed up as Vader, and at the time was a buddy of Wally's. He gave Wally money for his car, and I have pretty much consistently hated Wally and thought he games the system from day one. So behind the scenes, we were waiting for the cameras to roll or whatever. So I'm talking to him and I'm talking about Wally's nonsense and his fraud this and his fraud that. And the guy was like, well, he's got problems. I'm like, he's full of shit. And I was perfect. And I knew it was going to get back to Wally. And Wally has referenced that conversation in videos from time to time, how like whenever he talks about the gaming the system thing, he's like, "Oh, I know that Shane Meethal said, yeah, I'm gaming the system," and both, yeah, and he never got his money back.
What about the pay it forward jar? How much money is
Oh
in the pay
my
it
God,
forward?
remember that
Still
bullshit?
building. Well, I remember one of the greatest Wally
Make more
moments I
money
had
with a swear jar.
back in the Facebook days was when he got kicked out, and he used to say like, "Oh, they need me because I'm Darth Vader," and blah blah blah. And then the group got like a new Darth Vader.
We had Darth Vaders. We didn't
There's
need him.
multiple, there's always like people fighting to go to an event to as Darth Vader.
But
I used to go to events that he would sign up for, and then I quickly, and a lot of people did, as soon as we'd see, like, because you can see the sign up list who volunteers, and whenever Wally's name would show up, I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't make it." People would just back out because nobody
But the
wanted to
greatest
hang
part
out
is,
with him.
all the other Darth Vaders, I guess, were getting chosen or getting first dibs, so he decided to be Kylo Ren. But then he had like this big beer gut that would stick out of his Kylo Ren costume.
Yeah, he's always doing the wrong costumes.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger, thin guy. Kylo Ren, thin guy.
Yeah.
Oh, here I go.
Yeah, like if you see that Freddy Krueger with that big ass beer gut, you're not going to be afraid of him.
And more
why
importantly,
wouldn't he go as Homer
you
Simpson?
can't hide. There's
Right.
costumes that you could be heavy and like hide it. Like a Stormtrooper, you can hide it. Darth Vader, you can hide it. But like Freddy Krueger and
depends on
and
who you're
Fry,
standing
what's his
beside.
name?
Him and Jabba the Hutt.
To be fair, the swastika was not on Wally's arm, but this is Wally
Whoa.
is Kylo Ren. That's Photoshop. The swastika is, but not the not the belly.
They said I was a Nazi.
That looks
Dan,
like
I
Dan,
wish I
I
had that video when
Ukraine soldier guy.
he was at the end of his driveway and his mom was reluctantly like filming his and he was in costume. He's like, so this is my Kylo Ren costume. He's got a thing on his face, and he's telling the audience how he has to buy a new dress because it shrank in the wash or something.
Yeah, mommy
His
shrunk
mom's
it.
like, I've got an adult child.
Yeah,
Dan, I
yeah.
Facebook messaged you a picture. Put that up. I want everybody's opinion if that looks like Wally.
Uh-oh. I'm speculating wildly here. Hold on.
If it's like Shamu from SeaWorld, then yes.
I'm having technical
Yogi
problem. Yeah. All right. Save image somewhere. Oh, hold on. I'm all discombobulated.
We got to get Dan a producer.
I need
really.
a Robin Quivers or a...
Yeah.
I was saying, yeah,
Who's
the,
Rogan?
A
we,
fat black whammons for the show. Yeah.
Doesn't Rogan have a guy? He's always like, so-and-so, do this.
Of course, they all do.
I hear Wally's looking for a job.
Yeah. Yep. That was
Oh
like
my
dead
God.
on.
Oh, that's
Blowjob.
great.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
the only
him,
problem
right?
is it's the wrong.
Well, instead of Cornholio, what would Wally
yeah,
say?
it's the wrong guy, but same idea.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
there you
Because
go.
Oh, that's
that's,
Butthead, yeah.
that's
they look
Butthead,
similar.
and
though.
It's
got
not Beavis,
braces
right? It's
and
Butthead,
yeah,
right? But
no,
it looks.
you
I
need-
thought it looks like him. I mean,
no,
you
he's
know,
more like Beavis. He's got
Yeah.
curlier hair and shit.
okay, but
Well, now that I
like,
see this
No
mask, though,
braces.
like Wally's hair is
Maniac.
very similar. He's got a cone back.
Like that's got to be an accurate punch to the face to get that black eye.
Oh
like
yeah,
that. Like,
yeah.
that's
You
a
got him
full
square.
four
elbow.
knuckles. Yeah,
That's
four
like
knuckles right
that's
there.
like mid rant about
No, it
gay
could have
black
been
Jews
that
or something.
the big black dick that he was sucking slipped,
Ah,
Smack him in
flipped
the
out.
face. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it popped him right in
Slipped.
the eye.
Oh,
Yep.
I think it might have been the testes that got him. You know, it can't-
Oh, just knocked him.
So he
Swap the
probably,
Who's
ball
been
out.
got
hitting the
knocked
chin
down
with
to the
more
ground.
balls, Yogi Berra or Wally?
It's probably like you ever see those nice? You ever see those videos where like
He
a
likes
dude gets knocked
trans.
out, but then like they continue to wail on him after they get knocked out? Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking that's what happened. Like, and that's how he got all the scuffs on his legs and shit. Like he probably got knocked out, and they just fucked him up while he was on the floor.
Those are not his knees. Those are his knees. He's got rug burn on his knees from sucking a big fat dick that
But would
fell
he
out of
have
his
like
mouth.
a bruise? Like I just feel like it's not a fight. Like a fight
I'm
would have been
thinking,
like
you know,
gut
what?
punches. He would have showed the bruises on his belly where they
I'm
pounded
trying to
him.
think
You
to
know?
myself,
Not necessarily. Could have been one and done.
I'm 58
Yeah,
years
maybe.
old, and I'm thinking,
I don't
like, I haven't been in a situation where I would get into a physical altercation with a
Because
human
you're an
being
adult who avoids
since
like
fucking
physical
high
violence.
school, right?
Right,
I mean, really, I mean, under what situation would that happen?
You're
Like,
not 20 years old. And,
I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus,
exactly.
even if
I'm going.
I
I'm
like,
going
how
with
does
the
that
gut, man.
happen?
I'm
I
going
mean,
with the gut. He got into it. He said something stupid, and somebody put him in his place. Like that. That has to be what happened.
I think he was in his dress that he bought on eBay, and he was trying to be and somebody like him like said, "Oh, agenda 2030, bitch," and punched him.
So we have to put in a pot, and if there's any way for us to figure out what actually happened,
there's got to anybody out there. Anybody out there?
But even if Wally says what happened, we can't go.
Well, right, just
like
because Wally
what's-
says it,
how do we
we're
find
gonna
out?
need the real story.
Right.
Yeah.
Dan, you're good at
we'll
this.
never
Find
know.
like an incident report with
Yeah, I was gonna say,
CMPD.
isn't there-
Call your
aren't there, like,
connection.
Aren't there like police
when
reports that we can look
when
up?
he goes MIA, I search. There is a database that you can search.
You know what?
Charlotte
I think
for arrestees.
I mentioned it before, but I might just call Esteban because Esteban would know. Don't you think you would have told Esteban?
Wally gets so mad when you do that, though.
Yeah, I know, but I might call Esteban.
You don't have.
By the way,
permission-
happy birthday.
You don't have Wally's permission to call Esteban.
Me and Esteban are like this now. We're like this. He's
Why don't
teaching me
you-
a couple words. in
He's not
Spanish.
going to answer you.
You should
He's
call
not-
Esteban and ask him if he'll come on the show. Like we call
Do
him.
it now. Do it live. Do it live.
No, it's too late. It's
Yeah,
too
he-
late.
I
The
think
guy
he's
actually
like an
works
early
for a
to rise
living.
kinda
Yeah,
guy,
We're
Yeah.
past the cutoff time for calling Esteban. This is past the cutoff time. But you know what? I called him once and he did answer.
Mhm.
I did call him and he did answer, and I did have a conversation with him. That was a really good conversation. And the last time I contacted him, I just sent him a text. I actually still have it here. Should I put it up on the
Tell
screen?
him- tell him
My
you
text
should-
message?
Wally
Stevenson
didn't
wants
give
to
you
talk to him.
permission to talk to him. Though,
I know
so
he
don't
did,
know.
but you know what? I talked to Esteban anyway.
I
Esteban
love when
is
he
my
called
friend.
Esteban and chastised him. I thought we agreed you were to tell
Yeah,
me.
oh,
if
you were to
anybody
tell me,
calls
so we
you.
would call the police.
Oh, and happy birthday! Click.
Happy birthday. Click, sorry, your mom died. Click. All right.
Sorry to hear about your
Again,
mom. Happy
comedic
birthday.
genius. He doesn't realize it. Oh, by the way, happy birthday. There's a gift in the mail. Anyway, bye.
After a 10-minute long conversation.
He didn't even
He's
get him
like
a
holding
gift.
the phone out
An
here.
autographed picture of himself.
Oh, I can't see. It's all.
Well, what?
bleached out.
Screenshot it and then shoot it to me, maybe. Right?
Oh, okay. Oh,
We'll
see,
do
that's
that.
why.
I just did that. That's why I get the big IT bucks. over here. I got Facebook already.
But don't out his phone number. Oh, actually, we have his phone number. So,
I could do a quick edit if there's something weird in it.
I mean, Esteban, to his credit, did announce his own phone number. So, but yes,
Does it say Esteban? Like, did you take?
You know, I have him as Esteban. Yeah, of course. He's my
okay,
friend.
then we have to
His
worry.
name
buddy.
is actually Staban, but the way he pronounces it's Esteban. Oh, Maga, you got bad eye. You need a stick for your eye.
if Esteban has a Facebook account.
So, like, did Wally do anything for Thanksgiving? He didn't say anything.
Nothing. Well,
Yeah.
if he did, we don't know about it. Well, he was in the loony bin for Thanksgiving. We don't
Yeah,
know.
he went into to the extra room and cried for 3 hours. That's what he did for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I think you're right. I think that like he was depressed, and was that when he was like I was sad, so I just harassed baby mama all day, and then my family called me up, but I didn't answer. Was that time?
Okay, send it to you, Dan.
Even better.
All right, I see it. Let's see.
And I linked to him the because at that time it was taken down. Now it's back on. But I linked to him the archive.org site where I had the Esteban extravaganza. I called it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then he didn't respond to me, but I asked. There's more to it afterwards. I said, if you want me to remove it, I'll remove it. But he didn't respond. But it did go to Esteban's phone number. So
Called him at 8:20 a.m. It's early.
no, I didn't call him. I texted him.
Oh, all right. Hi, Esteban. I spoke to you once before. Walter has posted some things about you on the YouTube, and I saved them and talk about it. I wanted to make sure you see it. Let me know if you want me to delete it. Did he ever get back to you?
No, he didn't get back to me. And
You think he knows how to read English?
Whoa.
Oh,
Is that racist? Racist.
Oh, come on!
You're not doing Maggot Man.
I'm sorry, I got caught up.
You fell into character.
True Sherm checking in.
True
What's going on,
Sherm.
man?
Hey, Sherm, what's going on?
I was just about to mention when True Sherm is on and I do the MAGA, like the MAGA guy. That's when I get my best material right there. He inspires me.
I was thinking about that tonight in the gym. I was like, "Where is that fake Maga Man guy?"
I swear to God, you were live streaming earlier. I was about to join on, but I was tied up.
Is that the real Maga Man?
I was thinking about like his jokes cut really deep for some reason.
I was gonna go on your live
you
stream,
hurt
but like,
Sherm with your words.
yeah, but like you were streaming with other people, and I didn't know if they'd be like if like they're in on the joke, so I didn't want them to be like, "Yo, this guy's really racist."
Yeah, you got to make sure you got to read the room.
How
You
come
got to
True
make sure
Sherm's not stealing tires off a car right now, and I'm in the gym like, "You motherfucker!" And I'm thinking it's Maga Man, but it's not Maga Man. It's not the real Maga Man. It's a guy who's pretending to be Maga Man.
It's real enough.
Hey, it's working. It's getting me. It's getting me in the gym. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, look at that! Look at that face! Look at that face!
Oh, it looks like it hurts. Does that eye
True
hurt?
Sherm's partly
That's
responsible
what I'm
for my
saying, man.
eye.
Like you get a welt like that. That's a straight contact, man. Like full force to the face right there.
Sherm, what do you
that's
think
a
about
straight
that?
punch.
Do you think you think he fell, or do you think he got punched? What's your take on
He
it?
fell on
That's a
somebody's fist.
punch.
Granted, everything that
True
I
Sherm used to
know
do that
about
to
him,
people.
and what I hear from you guys, it's almost, I would say 90%. He got pissed off at a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
He got too intoxicated. He said the wrong thing to the wrong person.
Yep.
He got punched in the eye, and he got
And he
kicked.
got tossed.
All kinds of shit because he had the picture of his leg, and he tried to pin that on online bullying.
Yeah. It's
You know what it
just
was?
yeah.
He got popped, and then the bouncer was like, "Okay, time for you to leave," and he shoved him out the door. That's where he twisted his ankle on the step, and then he went down and slid across the asphalt. That's how he got the arm and the. True Sherm, you've thrown people out on their ass. I'm sure you've thrown them like by the pants and the shirt collar. Whew.
I have to go back and reapply for my guard card so I could go do security again because I'm tired of being broke.
It's time to start breaking things
This
again.
is a guy who touts carrying his 5 weapons on him, and
That's
not
what I
one
say.
of
Like,
them.
how did they slip through all his defenses?
Right. I mean, this guy he's got tear gas, and he's got pepper spray, and he's got his
because when you're
paintball.
on your knees sucking a big dick, you can't grab.
Sometimes
your
it
stuff.
slips.
I disagree. I think he would have a hand on it because he's like this whole dick sucking can go south real quick.
As a security
Well, maybe he
guard,
grabbed for the gun, and it turned out to be another dick. He didn't realize it.
As a
No, he was
security
just
guard,
moving his head too much.
most times they're not going to instruct you. Like they'll give you a gun, but most jobs they don't require you to have one. So a lot of jobs they will require a guard card, security guard, to beat the shit out of you if you're acting disorderly and we can't get you out. Maga Man looks like one of those guys that you can't get out.
Yeah.
So they probably whooped his ass. If it wasn't the security guards, it was probably the people that was in the bar, because Maga Man strikes me as a person that you really can't talk to. You can't reason.
Yeah.
I called him on the phone one time. I don't know if I told you guys about
He'd be
this.
like, my First Amendments.
He went to the roadhouse.
I called him on the phone to tell him.
Oh, you have his phone number?
I had it.
I think we have it too from his copyright stuff.
I told Tico. I told him to just give Tico a 1 minute. That's all you need.
Oh, I
this
remember
motherfucker
that.
came back.
I remember
and did
that.
a 9-minute
Yeah.
video.
And it was like a
Just
bullshit
apologize.
apology too. He was like, it wasn't really him apologizing. It was him being told that he should apologize, and that's
Well,
what
it was him telling
It was-
his point of view, which is like,
Yeah.
we know your point of view. Shut up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry that you didn't accept the way I said things. Like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Babu, if we ever had any beef in the past, it is no
Who, you
more.
and me?
Yeah.
We had beef? I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I don't
No.
think so. No, I don't
Do I
think
know
you guys.
you?
The greatest memory of you that I had one night was that you were like pissed drunk and you were live streaming on one of these dog piles and you took your shirt off.
Yeah,
and
we
you
got him to
started,
rip his shirt off.
Yeah, you were like showing your nipples and all that. And then we're like,
Yeah.
your neighbors were doing something very loud.
Yeah,
And then
FYI,
Dan
it's
said,
easy to get Trusher to take his shirt off when he's drunk. Everybody.
Dan
When
said
I'm
something
drunk.
like you should
why I don't
you
go
had
to
a,
weddings
you had
anymore.
you had a big ass knife in your hand, and Dan was like, you should go knock on your neighbor's door with that knife, and you were about to do it.
With no shirt.
Yeah.
I
And then
remember
Dan
that.
was like, then Dan was like,
No.
no, don't really do it. Don't do it.
I
Okay.
will.
No,
well,
no,
it started
no.
out. We said, Trusher, there's no way you could rip that shirt off you like Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
did it.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe I did it actually.
Yeah,
But
you
I
did the
do.
Hulk-
I owe
You
you
the
a
Hulk
shirt
Hogan.
from that.
You got to understand. I'm, in the
Didn't
military.
even
I
cut
was
the collar.
basically surrounded by nothing but Irish people, so they taught me how to drink. Like
You weren't
really
in the
fucking good.
military.
They
It's
taught
all
you how to
stolen
That's right, yeah,
valor.
yeah, Wally
Come
said
on.
Stolen
Stolen
valor,
valor.
false, fake news.
And we
But
know that
here's the
because when
thing.
you come on
What's the-
YouTube, you don't dress up
Cultural
like
I
appropriation.
didn't know that you were
American flag and shit.
Irish. I didn't know Sherm was Irish.
Well,
You
this
know-
whole
That's like
time,
Seafood
I
was
never
Irish.
knew
He's
that
the biggest, blackest leprechaun there ever was.
Irish and black people are like really like I never paid attention that much to history up until 10 years ago, and I started going to college and started learning about all this history that Irish and black people had, and
Oh, you're
Lord
giving me
behold,
so much material.
they are the greatest of all the white people in the white people kingdom. They are the friendliest people because we both drink, we both tell crazy stories, and we both.
yeah, no, Irish
Try to
people are
convert
great.
them if you
Very
try to
Yeah,
lovely.
convert them,
absolutely,
Very
they'll
without a
lose their
doubt,
shit.
without
Oh
a
my
doubt.
god! But when it comes to Wally, it's like there's
Well, he's not Irish.
Yeah, no, he's German. That's you know what I mean.
I don't even. You know,
I didn't know.
There's tons of
Slippery
great-
Iron German, like, wait a minute.
And he's not like a
I mean,
cool German, like, let's get the drink on, yeah, true. Let's get the
Yeah,
drink
yeah,
on,
yeah.
He's not
I
cool
think-
like that. He's
He's
like,
not
you
like
know,
the new German.
He's
The
a
worst.
Don't make fun of the guy. Come on.
But you know, I know for a fact, and it goes back to what happened in the bar or wherever he was, where this altercation, if it happened, did happen. I know firsthand
Oh, it
that I've
happened.
seen Wally drunk. He's a belligerent drunk. He's not like some
No
people
doubt.
get mellow, some people get friendly and happy and joyous. He's a belligerent fucking
Oh, yeah.
asshole of a
He's
drunk.
already loud and
So you
costs
know-
when he's sober.
Yeah.
We have,
Yeah.
well, there's
Well,
that one
Oh, you
infamous
saw that in
video.
live streams already. Yeah, in live
Yeah.
streams you saw
I'm
how
just telling you
belligerent he
from
gets.
my military experience. But what is this thing about? Forget you could talk about me not being in the military. My valor is not at question here, Mister. I'm a first responder. Yo, valor is in question there, good
Yeah,
sir.
he's back to
Absolutely.
being a first responder.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just
yeah.
your
Yeah, and that's the
word.
thing, like it's so painfully obvious that he bullshitted about it because he is himself in his own videos has said that I've been there for the day after and that's how the people see me, blah blah. But like he's admitted that he wasn't there day one. He did this Occupy Wall Street thing where he himself admitted that he was in a hard place and needed money. So I don't understand how you could get mad at somebody for saying, dude, you're bullshitting. You're not a first responder.
Look, I was on the road that morning. I guess everybody remembers where they were, but I was on the Northern State Parkway going into Queens that day, right? And it was like I just heard on the radio that a plane had hit the World Trade Center, and there was announcements on the radio that every fireman, cop, on duty, off duty, should
And
go
plumber.
down there, go straight down there. And there were cars on the Northern State Parkway that were whipping by me, and they were those are first responders. Those
First
were cops,
responders.
firemen,
That was their
and whatever.
job,
Of
was
course.
to
That
go.
what was not
And they
Wally.
couldn't say
that
no.
was not Wally. And
Yeah.
every
What
time
Wally
he
did
says
was-
that,
They didn't have a
he should be
choice.
fucking smacked in his face. Every
When I
time he says
asked
that.
the
Should be stuffed
question
in a
on
trunk.
the when I asked the question on the Feel Good Foundation, people were mad that I even asked
It's
if
so
a
obvious
plumber
that
that
he-
went
Well,
down the
Wally
day
did-
after was a first responder. They
Well,
were like,
Wally did
"Fuck
by
you."
his own admission was go up to the rooftop of wherever he was working, and then he went home for the day.
He has a whole
Like-
video. He told what happened that day.
Yes.
Well, look, I
Yeah,
know
he
this
does.
might-
And I. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Sure,
I was just
sorry.
going to say real quick. I know this might sound strange coming from a former gangster black guy, but I don't want to incite any kind of violence on him. But if he's getting paid for this shit, that should be heavily investigated. I'm sorry. There's
Yeah, no,
no
I
way
agree.
that
I
first
agree.
responders are getting like
The
it took
problem-
Jon Stewart to try to a celebrity to try to get these guys.
Yeah,
to-
yeah.
Well, I think on the
We've
paperwork it
talked
doesn't
about it a lot.
matter, which is one of the things
we've talked
he's
about
like.
this a lot.
He's
He
like,
does
it's
not-
the same box whether you're a first responder or not, and he equates that into saying, "Well, I'm the same as these people." It's like you're not the same.
That's
He's
bullshit.
part of the
on-
victims'
for as far as
compensation fund. They
yeah.
go
It's
Well,
like
I
me
know-
saying,
like,
"Oh, I joined the military because I was affected by September 11. I get to check some sort of box and get extra money or some." That's bullshit.
Right.
you
right,
can do
right.
that even
Well, I know
now.
the problem
Honestly,
is,
now they're
why-
saying anybody who was south of Canal, right?
Yeah,
Anybody
well-
who was there, office workers. I mean, and to be fair, maybe they should be allowed to,
Well,
partake
I'll
in the
tell you
program,
this,
but they're
this
not
is a
first
se-
responders.
This is the same program that Wally's enrolled
Right.
in, and I know a guy personally, firsthand, a good friend of mine. I don't want to mention his name. I don't want to say anything about it, but he worked down there. He worked for a telecommunications company, and like after 9/11, he had to get down there, and he had to be down there for all the months through there to try to reestablish, because there was a link that went right through underneath the World Trade Center where like all the main trunks were, and he worked down there the whole time. Well, make a long story short, he was diagnosed like a couple of years ago with prostate cancer. He went through all the treatments. Everything's fine. He's good. He's a great guy and everything else. And he received a little over from the same from the Victims Compensation Fund. He received about, I think, a little over $200,000, and it's no secret to him or anything else. So gauge Wally's story against that. He was there for like the whole duration from like 9/12 until May, which is that envelope from that he was down there. He was down there at the direction of his company. He didn't have a choice. He couldn't say he had to be down there, and he came down with the cancer. And he got a little over $200,000. So what does that put Wally? He went down there. He wasn't down there at anyone's direction. He says he was a volunteer. He doesn't have any documentation for his company saying you had to be down there. He doesn't. He had a story that he said he went down there with a friend, but that on one of the videos, and this friend disappeared, or he couldn't find an eyewitness. He had some union guy from just to write to
like a month later, write a letter. Yeah.
So, and pray tell, he's having difficulty. He said he's accepted. He's just waiting for the settlement. But if he were to get anything close to what this guy got, who was actually there for the duration, actually had a cancer, and Wally doing his cannonballs and playing around and playing his game, it would really
Wait, you mean he's gaming the system?
Yeah.
And that's
It's
just
kind
When
of
Savage
frustrating.
left the comment, just even saying that someone should ask questions about his Social Security
Yeah,
while we hit the
he
fucking
cracked
roof.
up.
Like,
Which
cracked
website
up
is he
there.
on now?
But like
Wally?
Wally's been explaining so
Yeah.
much bullshit that he has like a paper trail.
Twitter.
Like since he's been in for so many years, he has all this shit that he could show. Like, yeah, I was here. But it's only because he's been keeping up this charade for like over 10 years.
He's been playing this. Well, that's the one thing I have to give Wally credit for. He's been doing this for so long. He's really has a lot of staying power, because anybody else would have said, I got to get a job. I got to get back to work. I got to do something.
Yeah, no,
But he's all in. He's all in. He's all in on this.
He's like, fuck this. I'm gonna lose my family and my friends.
I'm
But
trying
I'm
to find
gonna
where he
I'm gonna
says
do
he's a
this
first
9/11
responder.
shit.
But
Yeah.
it's a death sentence. This life is a death sentence for him. Come on, man.
Yeah.
This life I have.
Yeah, dude, buy a bicycle and stay off of YouTube and drive around beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah,
Jesus
he won't
Christ.
do that.
If he was in Canada, they wouldn't have asked him. They would have told him, "You're taking the medical assisted suit."
If I'm in his shoes, I kind of like take advantage of this opportunity. But I
No,
know he won't.
yeah, right. I don't disagree with it, but
Oh,
I mean,
that fucking
I'm
toe.
trying to go fast and buy it quick.
Oh.
but look at what.
Who
look
took
at the co-
who
Oh,
the fuck
here
took
he
pictures?
is. He's like everyone dogpile. Isn't dogpiling a bad thing, Wally? Why are you having your conservatives dogpile Team YouTube?
I'm asking all conservatives.
Again,
What?
like a hypocrite guy. It's fine when he calls people to incite
Mhm.
violence against Team YouTube.
Jesus, hasn't conservatives gone through enough, and then you're trying to get them to go through like a Twitter kind of January.
But if you
6th
look down
scenario?
here, absolutely no traction. No one's retweeting. No
Right,
one's commenting.
right.
No one's liking. There's no. Because this is another one. He's asking Elon and Fox News and the quartering.
Well, congratulations, Maga Man. You're
Nothing.
putting up true charm numbers on Twitter. So
Yeah.
what?
Wally G. Wally G. Like Ollie G.
Jesus Christ. Fucking, like, Carrot Top has more star power than you. Get over it.
Yeah.
Carrot Top has lots of star power.
Carrot Top
What are
is
you
like
talking
huge, I
about?
think.
Dude,
in
he
Vegas.
fucking owns the Linux, dude. He owns the Delect Shore, whatever that fucking temple thing is. He might as well go ahead and put a turban on himself and call himself I'm in Tut because that motherfucker owns that goddamn place.
What is that? The in Vegas, the Luxor, or that? Is
That
what you're talking about?
giant pyramid.
Oh, that giant
thing.
pyramid, and yeah.
Where does he say he's a first responder? I'll find out.
Right, the very first pinned tweet
Yeah.
on his page. The pinned.
Oh,
tweet.
is it? Oh.
Yeah, the very first pinned tweet.
It's hard to fucking miss. I don't even follow this jack.
No,
This like the
this
first
he
thing
says
that
he's
comes up there.
a recovery worker.
Right.
But no,
right.
he definitely says he's a first responder.
But then in his tweets, he's like,
yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, now he's a fucking first responder.
We're
again.
still going on with Garage Autonomous. We're still doing this, really?
Oh, you missed him. He was here earlier.
He was in
here.
earlier on the show.
I heard you and he said one time because like he was in the chat one time and we're like, oh, what's you and True Sherman. He's like, oh no, he's like he's over. You guys had a beef at one time or something. You had a different point of view or whatever.
Whatever beef we ever had, I am super over it. If he's
Yeah,
not,
he
then,
I'm pretty sure it was just the communist shit again.
I'm pretty sure
as
it was
usual.
I'm pretty sure it was a fucking ugly toed fucking shaved head bullet weaving fuckhead that kind of was responsible for that. So that's the reason why
actually,
I'm kind of off the whole right left thing.
Well,
I mean, I
look,
kind of
we-
get both
you know,
sides shit at this point.
We can argue politics, right? I don't know everybody else's politics. I can assume whatever. I think everybody in this
libertarian.
panel can have an intelligent discourse about what their beliefs are, whether gun rights, trans rights, whatever. We can have a somewhat intelligent conversation. You can't do that with Wally, right?
No,
So
no.
whatever beef you have with GA, look, he's a bright guy. Whether you agree with his politics or not, I'm not saying I do or don't, but you can have a conversation. You can disagree. You can't do that shit with Wally, right? You're
But
not
actually,
the
Wally
enemy.
It's just like
monologues.
Agenda 2030 and the leftist elitists are trying to make me trans.
Well, that's
actually,
his
Sherman.
tinfoil in his fucking baseball.
And it got
hat,
pretty
man.
nasty there for a minute, but it's like if I ever get into like any kind of beef where it gets too deep, I'll bitch out first. If it's like if we're not going to set up that boxing match, or if it's like because I assume he's like a teacher or a professor or something like that, so I'm not going to fight a fucking teacher, dude. Like,
But actually,
what do I look like?
he actually gave you some really a really good review at one
Yeah.
point when he said, I saw Sherm one time and he was doing his live and he said we had our differences but he said he had to leave one time because he had to pick up his son and do something with his son and he said that's when I realized the man was a real deal, so I really respect him for that.
I appreciate
and I think
that.
that's what he's. I mean, honest to God, he did. You guys were in there too. You heard him say that. So I don't think he's never said anything derogatory about you
Let
that
me
I've
tell you
saw. Only
something.
good stuff, positive stuff.
Whatever beef between me and Garage Autonomous was a huge misunderstanding on my part. I will go ahead and contest to that. And it was. I wouldn't say it was wildly motivated by Wally, but who the fuck else motivated that in me? When you're in Wally's world, his enemies become your enemies.
Yeah, right.
It's like, don't talk to Dan King and
Right,
Slippery
right.
Wet. And I'm like, myself, I'm a detective. So
You
my
must
first
make a
instinct is to
choice.
talk to you guys. My
Right,
first instinct
right.
is like,
That was the greatest
I'm like
part when you.
Batman
let-
talking to the
Don't
Joker.
talk to them and believe
I mean,
anything
ju-
I
yeah,
say.
You know,
I'm the
just
first guy
every
who talks
single-
to the fucking Joker. I'm like,
Just-
Every single live stream, he would go on saying, "You can't talk to this person." Then Slipper would come on, "You can't talk to that person." Like he got so angry. I remember. He
Block
was so
him.
I'm
Block
disappointed in you, Hidden. Like I remember that live stream like it was yesterday where he really got upset with Hidden because he spoke to Dan. I was like, wow, he's like the jealous girlfriend. It's crazy.
my
But, like-
beef with Garage Autonomous slowly turned from whatever the hell Maga Man was doing, and it slowly turned into my yearn for attention, like a child.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey,
yeah.
Garage Autonomous, look at me. Fucking, he won't say my name. Oh my god.
Mhm.
And
Let
it's
me tell you,
like,
just
we're grown ass men here trying
exactly.
to do this
Just-
stupid shit. Like, what are
We're
we
grown
doing?
ass men who get together once a week to talk about this fucqwit Wally. I mean, how grown men can we possibly
No,
be?
it's a vast conspiracy. The
What-
false flag and First
Dogpile.
Amendments and
Dogpiling.
Antifa is somehow involved as well, and they're all coming after me.
No, I
I
thought
put
I
a
was
video up there for
This
you.
is directly
I saw you.
Want me to play this now?
terms of service.
How about
strong in the
se-
force until I met this asshole, this dark lord of the Sith. he's a real Dark Lord of the Sith. I'm telling you.
Dude, I made a fucking puppet and drove 1,000 miles to yell at
He,
the guy's house.
he cosplays a man that strangles people with his mind.
Oh, this is what happened.
Just a
You made
segue.
that fucking totem in your.
my God.
It's a
That's
voodoo doll.
and you've been fucking beat.
Did you drop it down the stairs the other day?
Yeah, that's what happened.
While he was on
Good
YouTube,
idea.
all of a sudden his eye went black and his foot was like this. Like,
Oh,
what?
what the fuck?
Magic! Ah!
Puppet master.
Black eye and
I
everything.
need to get one
This
of my
is
dildos.
hilarious.
and start beating on it
But
and
just
stuff.
when you get back to like segue into Wally's politics and the way he perverts the whole thing. Now, like every one of you guys on here, I've read your guys' stuff at different times or heard what you had to say, political or not. And I can do the math and pretty much figure out where everybody stands and wherever that is. And that's great. And that's good. And everybody shouldn't agree on everything. And that's why it's America. And that's why we all have to like make it work. But Wally's like, if you
North
don't agree
America.
with me
You should
politically,
die in a fiery explosion.
yeah, right. Your body parts should
Caused
float
by Al
down.
Qaeda.
Yeah, it should float down the East River, and that's just not acceptable in any way.
It looks
I
like
mean,
I got a hidden drop the video. Here we go. Looks good.
All right, I like it already.
I like it already too. Yeah.
Hey, this black guy's liking it.
Incredible. Dogs!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an intro!
Nice.
Nice.
Wow, you just
awesome.
did this now then, right? Is that what you...
Yeah.
Wow. There it is.
All right, hit it.
Oh, I
Yo,
love it.
who just did
How
this?
can I steal it?
Hidden
Me.
did it. Yeah.
Hidden. You
That's
just did
awesome.
this in mere minutes, man.
That's awesome.
Well, probably the last half hour.
Oh my god, I fucking
Incredible.
love
From when I
it.
asked for the
Yeah, I was
picture.
wondering why he was being so quiet over there.
I swear to
He's
fucking
fire
God,
clicking
I
away.
love this man over here, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
True. You ever see Baron
Unbelievable.
Yam's rap with Wally walking around the car?
Of
Oh, let's
course,
do it.
of
Let's do
course.
it. Oh,
that-
okay.
I love that
It's
thing.
epic. Oh,
I was gonna do a diss track on Wally on my next mixtape that I have coming up here. So
It's
give it
fun.
about.
I think it was oh, who the hell was it? There was the first guy I remember singing about Wally, and I remember just cracking up, being like, "People hate this guy so much they're
Was
singing
it like Irv
songs
Gotti
about
or
him."
some one of
Oh,
the guys?
yeah,
Yeah,
he was
Irv
the
Gotti,
first.
yeah.
I remember playing like people are singing about how awful this man is.
that was like more than that's like over a year ago. Wally was somewhere and he like called the guy a felon. He like the most violent
Yeah,
stuff
random.
about the guy, and he's like, "Get your fucking name out of my
Oh, I
mouth."
think
How
he
do you
was
say this
he was
stupid shit?"
apologizing to Tico, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, by the way, this random person has nothing to do with this argument is a felon."
And the guy
guy's
never,
like,
I marginally watched. The guy never said anything bad about Wally. He interacted with him. He was
No.
respectful to him. And all of a sudden, Wally starts talking shit about this guy that never said anything. I mean, it's incredible sometimes.
No,
He just-
it legitimately like it didn't even dawn on me how much it broke my heart until like months down the road when it just didn't mean anything to me anymore. When it's like I called you, I called no one for nothing, and I called you to try to fix this thing between you and my friend, and I told you
You're the Black Dan.
at the end of the day,
You were
Yeah.
so. I mean, Sherm, you were so. You were really, really thoughtful and
Everybody
kind,
tries
and
with Wally.
you tried so hard.
Yeah.
Penny
I
tried.
mean, really, in such
Jump
a.
Left tried.
Every
mean,
single one of us in this
Tico
room
saw
tried
through the
with Wally.
bullshit immediately. Like I talked to Tico. He was like, "Fuck that motherfucker! Don't fucking talk to me about him. I don't give a shit about what he does."
Does
and
that
what he
make me the
says."
white Tico? What the fuck?
Well, I remember even
You
when
gotta say the
Sherm
fact
was,
of the matter is that's Tico.
when Sherm was
He's like-
talking to Wally about it, I remember
It is what
Wally
it
would
is.
be on his channel and he'd be like, "Oh, I won't mention who said it, but my brother sent me a message and blah blah." And like we all knew it was true, Sherm. He already spoke about it, and he's trying to make it sound like it's
It's not a
confidential
mystery,
news.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like
I remember when me and Dan, we were in one of Tico's live streams, and like Tico said, "Hey, you guys are now in the Tico sphere," and I felt like the shit. I was like, "Yeah, I'm in the Tico sphere." I didn't know anything about YouTube, and I'm like, "I'm in the Tico sphere." And Wally, fuck you.
I was walking through stores just telling random people, "I'm in the Tico sphere."
No, I got
You can't
clout.
do
Like,
that
sir,
to
this is
me.
Wendy's.
I'm in the Tico sphere.
Oh my god. Oh, who said it, Babu? How did this get this far? How did we get here? This is incredible.
I'm telling you, I never would have thought 20, 30 years ago that he would still be the same way. Like you grow You grow out of shit at some point.
Every time he gets
You never
boring, he
let it.
does something like this, and everyone's
His,
like,
his
"What?"
ego, his ego's
H-
too big. That's what
And
it is.
HS said it. He's Arrested Development. HS said.
Yeah,
Big time.
yeah.
He's Arrested Development. This kid.
Guys, I'm
Something
having
happened
Wi-Fi
to him.
shit. I'm gonna reboot here. I'll be back in a second.
That's, I thought he was. I swear to God, I thought he was just.
I thought the
chilling.
blow
Like, he was
pop
just
went to
hanging.
his head.
He's very serious. He's
No.
very serious.
I thought he was just listening. Like,
That's what happened to me.
He
At least
reminds
you
me
got a
like-
flattering picture. When I broke it, was like my eye was half open. And I was like,
like Steve Blackman during the Attitude Era. He just come out with 2 kendo sticks and beat the shit out of everyone.
yeah,
He's
right.
like,
I'm telling you, it's just a weird. He's a character. He's a character, and you can't like. It's unexplainable because again, you would think that he had the shittiest upbringing, like divorced parents and neglect, but it was the total opposite of that. His parents were there, the siblings, like everybody was loving. It was a good upbringing.
right.
I don't get it.
Well, he
Dude,
wants to have
I-
that story, you know.
I had an upbringing that was so horrible that it's forgotten. And it's like I don't even talk about it. Like what is so hard?
Nobody knows.
Like
trouble I see.
when you figure this shit out, it's like the worst of it is you wake up, you work, you take a shit, you go back and do it all over again. That's it. What is it? It's like
Hopefully you don't get whacked so many times.
yeah, you just don't get shot in the back of the head. You know, it might happen, it might not. You might see something.
Yeah,
I
no,
saw
Wally has
something.
it-
I had to tell the gangster guy, hey, I'm good. I didn't see
Wally
that.
has this trend of pissing off absolutely everybody that he meets. Like it's like his superpower. Like forcing Mac to lay down.
Aggravate
Speechless.
No, he's pretty good, Mac.
by droning off.
Hey, that reminds me. Where do you get a green screen holder at?
Oh, I got a fancy like $200 green screen. It's the shit, but it's expensive. That's the thing.
Mac took off with the
It's like you know,
blanket.
like when like in school, how the teacher has the map of the USA and they pull it down. I have
You
like
know
that,
why
but
it's expensive,
it
man?
like pulls up. I'll actually find it. I can find it on a.
You know why it's expensive? Because you don't have Dan King LLC. If you had that, you could fucking put the
Tax
receipts
write-off?
through for tax write-off.
Oh, hold
Yeah.
on.
Are you making a Maga Man joke?
Hey, I'm back.
Oh hell no! I'm being serious. You have to have Dan King LLC, and then you can just write that off in your.
Dude,
taxes.
the only reason why there's a copyright C next to True Sherm is because of Maga Man. So I guess I have one thing to thank for that asshole. So I don't know.
I
And
said
that
it
is
right.
like you
I
could
almost
copy
bought-
me. Oh,
You don't need a company for a copyright, but you need a company for a trademark.
Right.
Well, he was just lying to YouTube to try to get people to get his whatever copyright refer. Again, he says and does anything he has to.
Yeah.
His name isn't copyright.
No conscience at all. He'll just be like, I'll just lie and get my way. That's our problem with you, Wally. Come on the show,
I
Wally.
wish
I
I
love you.
knew.
What would he need corporate protection from? Like, if he wanted to be an LLC, like who's suing his shit for what?
I don't
What are
put
they gonna get?
LLC. I just put the copyright 107.
Baby mama,
so,
child support.
But
I
it's
don't think
kind
that
of
would
weird.
protect him.
Like
But
when I
that's
do
the thing, like,
live streams, I always watch videos of other people. So if you want to watch a video of a person watching a video of a person watching a video,
Yeah, that's what I do.
It's like
Like
even when
that.
YouTube took his channels down, he said that YouTube cost him money. Like what money was he
I know,
talking
right?
about?
Like he's getting all this ad
he bought
revenue.
subscribers.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
You're going to jail, Dan. You
You
said
have
it.
to prove that now.
You have to
It's
go
like,
to a
no,
court of law.
I don't have to prove that.
You got to go to a court of law now.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's what I got. Best
you
thing
go.
ever.
There you go.
It's the only complaint is people like it weighs a ton, but it's like it does because it's like made out of metal, so it's good stuff.
And what you do is you put that in front of yourself with just your head peeking out over
Well,
the top.
I'm gonna be a millionaire one day anyway, so I can rock with it.
Oh, and also fun. So if you notice, right now my hand is on the back of the chair, but I covered it with green fabric that I bought. So I erased. I just zapped it right out. I'm actually touching something. Ooh, this is
You're
like
like
Harry
floating
Potter
in
shit.
dogpile land. Yeah.
Looks like you're touching an invisible Biden sniffing your hair.
Yeah, I also got this. My wife had like she has some green paper.
Sweet.
Hey guys, I got to
Fun
jump
with
off
green
quickly.
screens, everybody.
The last Dogpile, I signed off and I was watching you guys. It was you and Hidden, and then Dan, when you were lining up Wally's eyes with your
Yeah.
face, that was fucking gold, man.
Yeah,
I
with the
almost
black
woke
eye.
back up just to get back on. Tell
Do
you
I
how
have that
funny
one? I
was.
might just have it sitting there.
That was
I gotta-
brilliant.
I gotta
It
look.
was creepy.
These are all the
too.
gags I can't do.
Oh yeah, I do. Hold on. Oh, let's see. I gotta.
I'd do it if I had a green. Like, okay, I bought a green screen, but they gave me like 5 laundry clips.
Adrian!
Oh my eyes!
Oh.
You look like the guy from Doonesbury.
Oh, it hurts so much, guys. Again.
Oh, did they take away your channel? What happened? Oh, they
Now you
It's like
gotta
Johnny-
superimpose
Johnny
your foot
Fever.
over
I
your
need
foot.
I need a steak, and we got a steak. I'll put that right on my eye.
Esteban.
It's
I haven't-
important to have the
I haven't-
eyebrows so you can have like.
Look to Esteban for a steak
No, that
for
gives it
your
away.
eye.
If you have eyebrows, it's not Wally.
That's
Wally
right.
doesn't have eyebrows.
Oh yeah, I can just hide
Yeah.
them. I just. It's a little, I gotta. There you go.
Somebody tell
Oh,
me again
man.
You
about
gotta line
all
that
grown
cheek up.
men.
I got to cut out. I got to get going, guys.
Well, there you go. You're getting better.
Look
I'm
almost
just
like-
missing the fun.
Look almost like Kevin Smith got punched in the eye.
Ugh.
All right, Mr.
All right.
Slippery.
All right, you guys, good. Sherm, HS, Hidden, Dan,
Always
you guys
a
have
pleasure.
a good one. I'll see you
All right,
guys
man.
next week. Have a good one.
All
Yeah,
right,
we
take
gotta,
care.
we gotta we gotta hope Wally does something interesting.
Oh my God,
You will.
I'll say a prayer. Take care, Savage.
Oh, I even got
He
Penny
even
to
comes
laugh.
tonight.
How can he not though? It's like this is years
Penny
of
gets it.
content all wrapped into one man. You got to understand that. That's
This
like
is a lifetime of content. His whole life is a fraud. This whole life is a scam. This is where Babu knows him. I wish we knew somebody like Wally, middle school Wally. You know, we don't go back that far, but
jeez Louise.
should
we got high
interview-
school Wally, we got 20s Wally.
I just imagined like an 8-year-old Wally going, "The gay black Jews are trying to make us into transsexuals."
He was probably on something else at
Gay
that point.
black Jews.
He'd have been like, "GoBots suck. Transformers are the best."
Well, I'll tell you, Wally, I give him props in that. When he does like his toy reviews, I've said it a bunch of times. He's super
Just do that.
articulate. He's autistic, man. He's like fucking the Rain Man of the 1980s. Like he's very.
But then he'll
detailed.
say, "I'm not a baby." Like he'll be like, "I'm not a baby man that plays with Transformers." It's like just
But
double
he is a
that.
baby
Like
man
get
that
get a
plays with
Transformers shirt and just be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I love Transformers and check it out." And like there's 1,000 million
Make sure
people
it's
out
two
there his
sizes
age
too small so your
that
belly
grew up with
sticks out of the
Transformers
bottom.
and they love that shit. Just do that. And like, but instead he's like, "Here's Transformers, but I'm not a baby man like you fucking losers." But anyway,
Dude,
let me show you my
Do
Transformers.
do you realize how many grown ass men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s even that still have like toy channels? There's this grandma
There's
right now.
fandom everywhere, and
Just
that's
do
fine.
She plays Skyrim her whole life.
Yes.
She's like 82 years old. Still, yes, all right, I'm gonna kill you, you fucking dragon, you. Like, how can you not love a lady like that? I mean, it's like all you have to do is just accept the fact that you're a giant nerd. I'm a giant nerd. There's toys
Just
right
own it.
there.
Yeah,
Own
just
it.
Own it, exactly.
It's like what Peter Dinklage said in Game of Thrones. You are a bastard. Wear it like an armor. Then no one can hurt you.
Yeah.
You know
It's as simple as
nothing,
that.
Jon Snow.
Just
Well,
said, "I wish I
unlike
was
Wally,
taller."
who drinks and knows nothing, you know, he
But-
he drank and he knew things. Wally
Jesus
drinks
Christ.
and knows nothing.
Well, how the fuck is it possible that I drink and know everything?
You all
Suck it
twisted.
back.
You're twisted, man.
I'm
Getting
sorry.
twisted off.
My name
Twisted
is
G.
True Sherman. You know, the first letter in my name is T, Twisted T. So I think
Okay,
you're
now,
talking about me.
Talking about
so-
Sifu, I like this is a little topic. So Hidden, when the video that I made where I told everyone what happened to Sifu,
Oh god, that pissed
somebody
me
left a
so
comment
fucking
and they
off.
said I was Sifu's best friend and I
Yeah.
would love to come on a show. I haven't
Really?
responded because I feel like I'm not the guy to do that. But maybe you or Money wants to like I'll send this guy's comment to you. But if you look at my video where I announce everything,
I
to
don't know if
everybody.
he's up for my show. I don't know.
then talk to Money.
Well, I feel like I'm not the guy to like have him on
Money-
this
Money
show to talk
AD,
about Sifu because
out of all the people, I feel
You were
that
Sifu's
had
best friend.
a
Me? You
connection.
You talked him into getting the doll. Like we all know this, Dan.
What?
This is
Dang,
I was like,
King.
this is deep
just
lore.
YOLO, just YOLO.
don't-
deep
Sifu.
lore.
I think this doll thing with Sifu, it was something that was spawning way before we met Dan.
Oh fuck yeah!
But I would
I
say
think it fell off for him at the end.
I don't know what Money AD's doing lately though. I haven't spoke to him in a while, but he had the biggest connection with Sifu out of any one of us. So I would say if there's
reach out
if
to him.
best friend out there watching, if you are watching, I mean you don't have to do anything special or anything like that. To
Try
me,
to find it.
Sifu was he was a very special guy. He was a special character, but I never wanted to like ride on that coattails or anything like that. I don't think any one of us did. We actually, spoke to the guy. We had so many conversations with the guy. And then when you are a part of this community and you've talked to so many people and met so many characters, it's almost like wrestling almost. And then Sifu being there 1 minute and then he's not there the next minute, it kind of brings a reality to all this characterization that we do. It brings a sense of, oh shit, get your shit together. You're next, or you could be next, more or less. It's just that don't get so caught up on this online shit.
Memento mori, man. I don't know if I can't read my tattoo. You ever hear the expression memento mori? You know what that is?
Is that from the movie Momentum?
No, the Stoics,
Spartans.
philosophers, Marcus Aurelius. Memento.
Marcus
I think Marcus
Aurelius.
Aurelius said it. Memento mori, basically, literally translated, means remember death. And what that means is we all die. So you got a short, like to your point, we have a finite amount of time. So you got to make the most of what you got, because in the end, we all end up in the same place.
Yeah,
I wish Wally would get there sooner than the rest of us, but still. Yeah.
That's just it. You don't have to run towards it.
Yeah.
He is.
Wally? No, he's going to be pushed off a cliff towards it.
I think he's way too fucking stubborn for something like that.
Who, Wally?
He'd talk a good game, but he'll never
sometimes
push
I
any
think
button.
Wally is practicing for the big day. That's what kind of worries me sometimes.
Yes,
Dress rehearsal.
That's what this guy like left. So like I like maybe I'll let Money AD know about this guy.
So this guy was Sifu's best friend.
Yeah. I
Well,
guess
Dan, you could do like a very special episode of Dogpile, like we do it like an '80s sitcom where it's
I
like
feel
all
like
funny
I
and then
don't
there's
know.
one serious episode.
I didn't know Sifu that much, and I would crack an
Oh.
inappropriate joke and piss this guy off. That's what I think would happen if I did this.
I didn't know
No, we could
Sifu
do
that
like
much.
Silver
don't-
Spoons, like the drug
I don't think
episode,
so.
right? We could
If
have
he
like
if he was best friends with Sifu, then I don't think that would ever bother him.
Plus, admittedly,
It's a good point. He would know.
Like, I don't know what it is between me and old guys, but I always get into rivalries with these guys. But me and Sifu was like,
There was a few scraps.
Sifu went it up with everybody, though. I think everyone has a story. Yeah, he
never
called me
had
an
a
asshole.
fight with him.
He called me a simple bitch, but
yeah, he called me
anyway.
a simple bitch like 5 times. Then he came up to my stream drunk, and I got mad at him for something. And I think it was because he was in my stream drunk, and he started speaking a language I couldn't understand. It wasn't German, it wasn't Pikey, it wasn't Irish, it wasn't. I didn't know what the fuck it was. He was speaking.
Oh no, you're talking about when he got super fucking wasted, and then he would turn into that. He used to call it what the fuck did he call him?
Some made up bullshit language he made.
Son of a bitch or whatever. He's like, once he gets twisted off to a certain point, he turns into this other guy, and he can't speak
He couldn't
English.
control it, and he would
Yeah.
he would be like, sorry about that. Like he would.
There's
go.
a video of him like he's like and then he goes, "All right, everybody," and
He
then
did
it just goes
apologize
right back to
for
normal. I'm
There's
like,
also a good
he
chance that
switched it
his
off and
medical
on.
condition may have affected his
That's
cognition.
that's why I didn't.
That when I was
he was
researching
getting
that, and it
wasted a
said
lot.
that could be like dementia setting.
when I found out about his stomach cancer, that kind of changed, and it was like, oh, why am I mad at this guy? Why am I like? I mean, even when he was doing that shit that he was doing, I kind of was aware that he was suffering from some sort of terminal illness. I just didn't know it was that. And then when I found out, it was like, holy shit. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'm the asshole in this situation, and next time I should just let him get drunk. But he can't show his penis.
That
You gotta
guy that
watch
you were talking about that said that he was best friends, I went to his channel before, and that's where the video comes from of the guy doing taps.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is
When
he?
they
Well,
took him
I
out
thought.
and put him
Oh,
in the-
okay.
Yeah,
Because
that's the channel that it comes from.
Because the other maybe that was it. When I called up, I spoke to, I think Chris, I said
Yeah.
his name, and then there was a guy in the background. Maybe that was him.
Was Sifu in the military?
Well, Steve was his
Apparently.
roommate.
Steve, not Chris. Steve.
Right.
And
Some
this
of you
other
guys
guy
mentioned
was
that
the one that
Sifu
took
was
the
a
video.
Marine, right?
Well, when
Yeah.
you do
He's a
taps
Marine?
lights, when you do taps lights out, that usually is like the sailors, Marines last call kind of thing. So it's like a this is your final ceremony kind of thing. To
Like you're being heralded.
Yeah.
He should have
It
had a
was
better
all like-
car though.
it was all
I think
like-
the guy had like a 1988 Ford Taurus. It's like, come on, get.
Well, I
better
don't
vehicle.
do fake love. So what I did on my channel, I did like a little 45-second little thing, and thank you, sir. Good luck, sir, in your next life. And I'm not gonna, I did tear up when we started talking about, some of the good times, because again, it hits home when you're like,
He's not.
this
he's
guy
not
was
around, he's
here,
gone. Yeah.
and he's not here anymore, and it's like you can't call the guy up, no more arguments, no more rivalries. I felt like the Joker when Batman died and shit. Like, what now? Who do I don't want to blow up this building anymore because Batman's not here to stop me.
Well,
Yeah,
after Wally, there won't be a dog pile. So what happened?
How's Malaya? What do you think Malaya's doing right now?
Sorry. Guys, I got to jump off real quick. Apologize. I just not to change subject, but I got to go.
All right,
Great
man.
seeing y'all.
Yes, sir. I'll probably
all right.
jump off in a minute.
You got to change that bedspread. You've had it on there for a while now.
I'm gonna go roll around in it. I'm gonna vomit on my pillow. Good night, everybody.
Oh no, the one of your
He has
face.
a pillow with his own face on it.
Self-love. I'm gonna cut a hole in the mouth.
Oh,
no.
That's what he leaves off with.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Look, sir.
I'm gonna have sex with myself.
Give him
Bye.
Wally ideas. Wally's gonna be looking up places to fucking make fuck pillows.
I was
Put
waiting
all
to get
his
like
haters' faces on
I was
it.
waiting to get like in trouble for like with YouTube for like posting pictures of what while he's
The
been
cocks.
shopping. Yeah, I'm gonna get hit with something. And it's screwed up, like I said, when I'm like looking at stuff with my browser on Facebook. Like every now and again, I get like an ad for some sexy thing because the algorithm is
You're
like,
in
oh,
there.
Dan is into
Yeah.
sexy stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna pop
Thanks,
up, and
Wally.
your wife's gonna be like, well, "What the hell is this shit popping up?"
I
when
gave
go
her
to
the heads up.
Google?"
I'm like, by the way, this is what's going on.
Does your
Yeah,
wife
she's like,
know that
"Uh-huh."
that you excessively talk about this guy every week?
Yeah, she doesn't.
yeah.
She's like, stop.
Has she ever met him?
No. I only met him in person once. That was it.
Oh,
But like
really?
I was like he was a new guy in the Star Wars group, and I like my life changed, and I couldn't get to events as much as I used to.
So
like,
were you at
he
the
was
event
going to
where he
everything,
lost
and-
it?
What's that?
Were you at the event where he lost it?
No, the
Or
only
did you
event
just
I
hear
went
about
to.
it?
I think I only heard about it because it was like we had a private forum. Where we would like who's going and who's driving who, and we
Yeah,
coordinate
yeah.
all that. Because Wally will say like, I drove all these people. It's like everyone drove everybody. Stop bragging about it. It was just like, like that. Like people lived in New York. Yeah, people didn't. He was like, these people didn't have cars. It's like you don't need a car if you live in Manhattan.
He's like an old
Queens.
bitter wrestler. Talking
Yeah, it was like
about
that's
old
why
days.
instead of like being a nice guy about it, he would hold that over you. Oh, I did this thing. Like I remember with
They ate my
Sherm, he was like
lunches out of the
I
fridge.
told my viewers to subscribe to you, Sherm. He's like
Yeah.
he's always throwing whatever he did like at you. Like you know what? Fuck, don't do anything for me, buddy.
Bro, you could throw 1 million subs at me. I'll still be stuck at 300 and 400 something. Who knows? I don't
Just
even
buy
care.
it.
Probably the
Just-
only
there's a
reason
million
why he
places,
does it,
just
though.
buy it. That's what
Probably the
Wally
only
says.
reason
I
he
spent
does
all
it.
this money on.
I'll
YouTube.
say this much: anyone
Just to
willing
say he did.
to hit that subscribe button for me or any of my buddies, appreciate it.
Like and
It's-
subscribe.
That's all I can say, man.
Do you have the?
That's
I
'cause
think.
True Sherm's
do you
a
still
cheap
have
bastard.
You have
He's
like two
nothing
channels. You have like a
Maga
gaming
Man.
channel, right?
I have like 5 channels I'm working on. Honestly, I'm working on I have my main channel, and I have my gaming channel. Then there's the food channel. Then there's the movie
Food
channel, and then sports channel.
I don't think
And
I know that
I'm kind of dictating on because I'm waiting for the playoffs. I'm waiting for the playoffs for the NFL to kick off, and then I'm going to probably start live streaming on my sports channel. Start talking about like The Rock and what I like about Stone Cold or what I like about, kind of switch it up. I'm learning from other content creators on like.
I like when Stone Cold stomps a mud hole in somebody's ass.
I'm kind of like
just live stream the events live.
I'm
They
kind
love
of
it
going
when they
back
do
to
that.
like like the old high school format of things. Intro, body, outro kind of thing, you know. So I want to do a good job. I actually want to do whatever I'm doing on my True Sherm channel. It's controversial channel. It's Susan caught it early. Good job, Susan. So it's not going to get 10,000, 100,000 subscribers no time soon.
She's like,
So,
oh, I've seen this email before.
Are you
Yeah.
strikes? How many strikes you got? No, don't tell anybody. Wally
okay,
don't say it. Wally will use the information against you.
No, I can say it because I currently have no strikes on my channel, but in the past, if I were to keep track for my second channel doing this shit, somewhere in the 17 department, 17,
Jeez.
18 department. Yeah. I'm a bad man.
I said in the description of the show, I wiped away all the damage Wally ever did to me. I have no strikes. All my videos are back up. I'm a bad man. I erased them from history.
I'm a very bad man, so unfortunately, hey, you know, I'm on some levels, but I'll tell you this much.
Are we doing TikTok? I feel like TikTok, like
Fuck
a 49-year-old man can't be on TikTok. That's how I feel about TikTok.
Pretty soon nobody's going to be allowed to be on it anyway.
You'd be on TikTok.
It's a total fucking spyware.
I feel like I don't want to like entertain people that don't have an attention span more than.
I'll tell you what, I'm
barely. They're looking to ban it in the States.
Because I think they should. I think they should, honestly.
Well, first of all, it's a Chinese government website.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, the Chinese are just like, thank you for all your personal information. We're gonna use that.
And think about how they could use it. In the end, like they could start a civil war in the States just by fucking turning out everybody's DMs.
Well, can't they just call our loan in theory? Can't China just be like, oh, you owe us all USA, you owe us all the money that
you think China doesn't owe people money? This game's been going on for like thousands of years, man. Everybody owes everybody.
Right. But I think in theory they could just call
what they could do is turn off the manufacturing.
Just tank America because we don't make anything anymore.
No, that won't happen.
That it'll never happen. Like, there's nothing they can do about it.
We don't need to make anything when you have Google sitting at 1.2 trillion. Just them alone.
Apparently, the whole crypto. I was going to say we have crypto, but crypto's apparently everyone's like crypto's like a made up thing. Who knew?
America. No matter how much.
Well, that's not really the problem. That's with
America. Like a lot of people do. Hell, even in some areas, I do want America to fall. Like in the entertainment industry. That definitely needs to collapse in some areas, but it's a dream. It's a fucking when you realize how much money this whole thing, that's why I'm not so tripping on the whole SJW feminism. If you're still arguing with feminists in today's world, you're wrong. You're wasting your time because you're
talking to the useful idiot when you're talking.
It's not about that anymore. They're literally just using these fucking people for profit.
They always were.
That they found out that it's not profitable, so they're trying to go kind of sneak out of this shit and go back to what works for them, what works for, you know, and it look, if it makes money and it works for everyone, kudos. If we could throw some feminism shit in there and it works, I'm fine with that too. My problem with it is that don't force it on the people because that's when it starts to become propaganda and agenda. Now, don't get me wrong.
Did you hear the new conspiracy theory, bro?
What's that?
About Kathleen Kennedy. She's got something about fucking white chicks with brown hair and brown eyes. She's replacing everybody in Star Wars with white chicks with brown hair and brown eyes.
That sounds a little naughty. Actually,
have you noticed it?
Blue eyes.
You start looking back and it's like, oh yeah, she has been doing that a lot.
It sounds a little Kathleen Kennedy-ish because she happens to be a chick who has brown.
Yeah, it's like she's self-inserting herself in the front of every Star Wars.
That's kind of what feminists do, though.
Like
they
do that
a lot.
She's put herself in.
Yeah.
Well, that's not that's not feminine. That's more like narcissism. It's just they're all going to be me.
And that's the tip I need to get off of. That's my mistake. That is absolutely narcissism, and you're right about that.
It's it's look at me. Someone said something about that there was a Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that they fired all the white guys.
Whoever produced that apparently looks like Galadriel. So they're like, is she Galadriel?
Well, to think that men
apparently
are
she
not
fired all the men that were on that Like
That
that had
was
anything to do with
I could
writing,
do a whole show about
producing,
how much
directing.
I'm a huge Tolkien nerd. I read all the books.
Well, to think that they're
Oh,
Oh,
I'm so
no.
mad. I'm so mad at that show. They blew it.
Dan's channel's gonna blow up even more. It's gonna
I
be
should
like,
make a new
Don't do
channel.
that.
I should be like a Lord of the Rings channel. Do the whole thing.
yeah, that'll be Dan's second channel. The
I'll have
hideaway or
instead
whatever.
of I'll have like Sauron's head, just Sauron
That
eyes.
big eye of Sauron.
Yeah.
burning
No, I'm getting
behind
getting
him.
to a point in my life where I'm like I even look at my True Sherm channel, and I'm really dictating on like what should I make it about, because I'm looking out in the world and I'm getting to that age where it's like this shit, as much as it probably needs to be talked about, it's just what can I do about it? What can who's doing what about it? And I think it just lies on the proper people are going to handle it, and the proper nature is going to take care of what it's going to do. I'm going to start
Yeah, it's
focusing on
working real
movies
well.
and games, and I want to have fun with the rest of my life.
I
Not
think you should walk around with no shirt and a knife and a GoPro on your head, and just to show,
And go pounding
just to
on your
show like
neighbor's door.
what it's like to be a black man in America with no shirt and a knife.
Go and knock on the neighbor's
I
door.
would watch the shit out of that.
with a knife, not very
Yeah.
far, but with my
Just
shirt
holding a
off,
knife and no
I can
shirt,
do it.
smiling at everybody.
I think they put me in the loony house with Maga Man. Me and Maga Man. Be
Why?
fighting.
You could walk around with a knife. Then you would question, like, I could walk around with a knife. What's
In
the-
California,
Just stand,
you
just
can
stand
walk
in the
around-
middle of the street
You
naked
can walk
with a
around with
knife.
a knife. You would just look crazy. Like if I just what? How do you want me to look? Like this or like?
Yeah, or maybe an axe. Maybe like an axe, just like laying it on your shoulder.
Yeah, which
and
way's
just
the
walking
blade
around.
though? Is it like sticking up or
Is it
sticking
like this?
down?
Is it like this? Is it like? Do I have
Is
it like
it pokey
this?
pokey or is
Am I
it stabby
Like it's just
Okay.
straight up, like you're showing it off. You're just like this.
Yeah,
Because
straight up and down.
Buck Cuban Gooden Jr., I would make a perfect OJ in the movie. Okay. All right, you're looking at your Beverly Hills Cop right here, baby. All right, next Beverly Hills Cop right here, True Sherm.
Now imagine him with a
No,
Bowie
just have like
knife in his teeth.
today on Black Man in America, we're gonna walk to Kmart
Black
from my
man in
house,
America.
no shirt
But-
and a knife.
I do have an idea for this channel. It's called Where
San
to
Diego
True.
Negro.
What I'm gonna that's a good one too.
It
But
rolls
what I
off
was
the
gonna
tongue well. That's the
San Diego Negro. Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's a good one actually.
you,
That's
I,
a,
like I the
Hold
title
on,
is
I'm
like
thinking
script, you know.
San Diego Negro.
Like the beginning of the show, it writes it out, you know.
San
San
Diego
Diego,
Negro.
yeah.
You might have
Flowing.
added some element to this.
Like
Hold
an
on.
'80s
Oh,
an '80s intro, an '80s
No, Karen,
sitcom
don't put
introduction.
Don't. You might need that San Diego
Yeah.
Negro. That's a good one. I'm gonna
You'll
write
have
that
to
down.
you'll have to pay
Hey.
him some royalties though, because he came up
That's
with it.
okay. I give that
You
shit
just
up.
give it to him. All right, cool.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, free yours.
Diego Negro,
Merry
I
Christmas.
like it. I hope no other black person is listening going, this is excellent.
There's only 8 people watching.
You got to make a channel quick with that name and then go in Google and search it 100 times and then
Make
it'll
an
go to yours
LLC.
first.
I don't think Google will let me have San Diego Negro, though. I think they would.
Oh,
think
yeah, they
it's-
would.
It's too racist or something like that.
No, man, Negro is just black in Spanish.
Negro is actually
You'd have to
more,
make a Spanish channel to get away with it.
Si habla español. Por favor, señor.
Hola, me llamo es true.
Me llamas es true. Welcome.
Yeah, that's more Spanish than I know.
With no shirt and knife.
No shirt and a
Hola.
knife. Jesus
And
Christ.
a GoPro just mounted on your head.
Shit, you know what? Honestly, if I have a GoPro strapped to my head, I wouldn't need the knife or to be shirtless. That's being black in America, ladies and gentlemen.
You'd have to
that's
put it
it.
right on your forehead because you want people looking at
To
you,
know what,
like
yeah.
it's like your point of view, POV. You know, that's
And then people are naturally going to look at the GoPro on your forehead, so it's going to look like they're staring at you.
Oh, and then a second camera on like whatever you're wearing on your head. You have one pointing this way, another one pointing at you, so
and one in your back pocket facing backwards to see
Look.
what they're saying behind
When
your
people
back.
walk past you and they whip their head
Look
around,
now.
they're like, "What the fuck
Yeah.
is that?"
Y'all got to give me a GoPro for Christmas, damn it! If y'all want me to do all
We
this
need
black,
two
and an
and a
iPhone.
rig.
And an iPhone for your
y'all
back
need
pocket.
to donate some money to True Sherm United Negro College Foundation if y'all want to see
.com.
this GoPro strapped to my head, walking around like I'm
No,
a
San
fucking
Diego
guinea pig.
Negro.
The San Diego.
College
No, I'm
fun.
with True Show. I think that's problematic.
San Diego
that title.
Negro
They may
College
zap
fun.
the title alone.
I'm just saying. I'm like, I don't know if they'll go for the San Diego Negro. It's a good
Yeah, they
dude.
will, man. They will. Trust me.
If you go to
know,
YouTube now and
though.
just search,
And if
Negro,
it was a
let's
white
see.
guy, they wouldn't
Well,
go
yeah,
for it. They'd be
actually,
like,
let's
I
go-
don't know
okay.
about this.
Okay,
That's
well,
what-
let's
go
go
to YouTube
and see
and
who's
if nothing comes
named
up.
Negro right now. If nothing comes up, then we know that we ain't got nothing.
You look like you're at Psyche Soap's place.
Oh, there's a
Everything
cute little
went red.
doggy named Negro. First thing
Let's
comes up
see.
for me. But it only has 27 subscribers.
Jay
How's that
Baldwin. Who the fuck is Jay Baldwin?
Then there's
I
something
hate
about
my stepmom. My
One of the
mom
Baldwin twins,
has
brothers.
nothing to do with it. Oh, look, a video where it's just all black. Okay. Another
Oh, I
one that's just
misspelled
all
Negro.
black.
Hold on.
I misspelled Negro.
How the fuck do you misspell Negro? It's like the
What did I
easiest-
do? I go back. Hold on.
It affects all of our
He
lives.
spelled-
How do you?
He spelled it K-N-E-E.
I spelled it Negro. I
G-R-O.
did the R and the G were reversed.
Who the fuck
And,
spells
and then
Negro with
YouTube's
a
like,
K?
did you mean Negro?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna
well,
take a picture. It's actually funny.
let me see if
Google's
there's a
like, I know
channel.
where you're going with this.
Let me see if there's
I
a
was wondering,
channel
like,
named
why did
Negro.
that, like, this one channel with like 6
Dude,
views?
there's probably
like,
so
what?
many people watching from the outside going, why the fuck is this white guy saying? There's two white guys saying Negro right now. And
It's
this
all
black guy's
context, okay? Don't come
This
at me.
black guy's okay with it? Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? He must be a white supremacist.
Well, it's not like we're saying, get over there, Negro.
Okay, let me make everyone feel comfortable.
Nergo.
Okay, these are all the channels I found that
But
have the word
I love that
Negro in it.
YouTube's like, did you mean? Oh, it's I have a it's blurred.
Okay,
over.
we have
Yeah.
Real American Negro. We have Negroes Only. We have Negro, just Negro. North American Negro Nation. Jose El Negro Numero. Negro Music. Que Negro Vlog. Negro Official. Negro P. El Negro de Cuatro Perflavos.
It's all
See,
Spanish.
no,
It's black.
no
Yeah,
San
it's black.
Diego Negro.
Radio Negro, El Cofre Negro, Cargas Colizanas El Negro,
See?
Cientes
It's
Olores
original.
Ocares Negro, National Negro News, Mr. Negro, Negro Official, Negro Crazier, Comato de Negro, which means
Wait.
musical manipulation Negroes,
Search
Channel
for
Negro,
search for San Diego Negro.
Jacob
See if
Del
something
Negro. Am
comes
I
up.
saying Negro too much for you? I feel like this is a Larry David skit, but I can keep going.
Well, no, because there's like the United Negro College Fund. There's the Negro League, like from that early 1900s.
Ivy
baseball.
Negro, Humor Negro, Negro Raps, Negro Payson, Negro DJ, DJ.
I think it's one of those
Seymour
words.
Negro.
It's like context. It's like how much trouble you can get in.
Well, there's
It's
no
not like
one,
the other N word. That'll get you in a lot of trouble. I
Well,
think,
but there's
matter
no
what
one named San Diego
Or if
Negro.
it's like grow
so-
your own Negro.
No, we cannot say the N word with a hard R. We
Oh,
can't.
I see someone. It's San Diego Negro
Which is
Freddy.
just a mispronunciation of.
Is like somebody.
We're going now. Look, if we say the N word with a hard R, we're going down to dark. Literally,
Yeah, but that's the funny thing though. It's just a
Going down a-
mispronunciation of Negro.
we're going down a dark path.
I see what you did there.
Darknesses.
Darkness, everyone. I'm here.
Yeah, I don't think it's taken.
There you go,
Well,
man.
maybe they don't allow it. Maybe they don't allow
Yeah, I
it.
don't
that's
think they
bullshit,
don't
man.
allow it. I
No,
mean, we just
that's
read
bullshit.
Almost 50 channels that had the word Negro in it, so I think I'll be all
Dude,
right.
I'm telling you.
Well, what should I do? Should I change my main channel
nobody's
to
nobody's
that?
used it yet.
I'm not changing my main channel.
I'm very good at coming up with vaguely racist.
Oh, whenever you type it in, you get
Rhyming
all kinds of
stuff.
information about the Negro League baseball
There you go.
in San
See what I'm
Diego.
talking about?
Like I'm better than that. I'm Jackie Robinson in this motherfucker.
Yeah, see, San Diego
The
was doing
first-
San Diego Tigers, they talk about.
See,
from
San Diego
1913.
Negros
San
were,
Diego
we were doing this
Negro
shit
League.
way before nigga was even a thing. So whatever. I just said the A. nigga.
Don't. You're gonna.
I'm sorry.
The algorithm, everybody. You're gonna.
The
Darkness.
algorithm. Darkness.
Darkness.
I just want to be able to record my shit before it goes away. That's the only thing that's what was great. One of the things Wally took down was episode 7 of Dogpile. So it was MIA for the longest time, but now it's back and I was able to record it. So even now if it goes away, I got it. So
There's a
See,
way
that's
to
my
record
that's
it.
my flaw. My flaw is I have no fear of language whatsoever. So if there's like some sort
I
of
feel like
forbidden
the
word,
live streams you get away with a lot more than a video. for
You know when
whatever
they
reason.
tell you that you have to look through your own video to see what was wrong with it, and that's why you can't get to it. that video that you're playing there, you can rip that one.
What do you
Video
mean?
that what video?
Like they're like review your video so
Yeah.
that you can see where you fucked up. Meanwhile, it's not on YouTube. You can't get to it through YouTube. The only way you can get through it is through that little video that they let you look at to
Oh,
figure it out.
you can probably record that somehow, but it would be
Yeah, you can. I do it all the
Well,
time.
you could do a
Every time they
local-
pull one of my videos, I pull it out of there.
You could do a local record, and you could also do a like you could
No,
take
you
that
just pull it
recording.
right off. You pull it right off the webpage.
How?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not doing a screen because you
Are-
can
are-
record the screen.
Can't really. Seeing as we're on YouTube right now,
Unless-
it's probably
unless
not
you're
a good
doing what
idea
I'm
to
doing,
tell you how to do it right now.
Unless you're doing what I'm doing, how are you ripping videos off the?
You're going through the code from the back of the page.
Whoa, some advanced.
All right, so you're doing
shit.
some MySpace shit, basically.
He's looking at like the HTML code somewhere.
He's looking at the HTML.
Yeah, you go into the developer shit. You just
Okay,
pull it
so
right out.
you're okay. What you're doing?
You got to go next level if you want to steal
hidden
shit.
You're doing some shit, dude. You're like,
Especially
doing.
that intro. I think he's got some
You're
skills.
oh, you must be viewing page source then.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Sherm's doing this is seafood. Just the red screen there.
I was saying
Hold on.
Psyche Soap.
Oh no, wait a minute.
That's how I envision it to be around
Damn it,
Psyche
it's not
Soap's
black
place.
enough. All right, is that black
I
enough?
envisioned that's exactly what I envisioned Psyche Soap's place to look like. Really, really
Trisha would
dark
also
and
do,
red.
I mean, Hidden would do Seafood would do like red, blue too. He'd have like a blue light.
Yeah.
Who knows, you simple bitches?
It all
Seafood
depended on what his
a little
message
bit
was.
of seafood probably.
When I do this,
ended
I
up
look
in
like
me.
I have like a ninja thing on my head, like just a.
Because Sifu understood light therapy.
I understand light, dude. I'm fucking 20 miles ahead of light there. You know why? Because I understand the lights of the universe. It's all about the light spectrum. Red is the furthest away.
Chakras.
Yeah, and chakra is also the bottom, so it's the root chakra. So I know what I'm doing.
Chakras are like light and sound. It's all vibration. Yeah,
It's all
man.
based in
very
vibration.
Hey, this show is all
Very,
about Christmas, okay? So keep it to Jesus Christ, all right? Everyone knows.
Jesus Christ is vibration.
Yeah, man.
What was I looking for again?
That's why they nailed his feet in his hands.
Oh
Because
my
the
God, all
vibration.
this
the
Jesus
healing
talk
hands.
made me lose my thought. Talk about the
this
devil. or
$1
something.
hat is itching my forehead. I'm gonna hold out for my audience though.
It's the little picture of the
I'm gonna
dog.
take this hat off and it's gonna have the image of this on my forehead because
Oh,
the
no,
ink
you-
just,
Paw
like,
Oh no, you
stuck
guys
to
don't
my-
want to see my alter ego when the red lights are on.
It's probably meant for a kid to wear. You get
Yes, it
stretched over
definitely
your
is.
head. It's like,
I'm pushing the envelopes of. Wait, you mean this Paw Patrol hat isn't for adults? What? Shocker.
I still don't.
the mall Santa Claus
When-
wears that.
When I saw Paw Patrol on a Christmas hat, I just had to have it.
It's like, what do you want for Christmas this year? Paw Patrol? Maybe?
I went shopping today. Right by me, there's this mall called the Destiny Mall, and it's this one. When you read about the history of it, it's one of those things you're like, what the fuck was everyone thinking? Like they made this mall in like 2009 when like brick
malls
and
were
mortar
done.
stores were closing, people were shopping on Amazon, and they were like, you know what? We'll build this gigantic mall in Syracuse, and they called it Destiny because they thought people were gonna get on airplanes and fly to Syracuse to go shopping. So, long story short, it's a completely empty mall. I was there today. It's 10 days before Christmas, dead. And you reminded me because I went by where they had Santa Claus, and the guy just sitting there. There's nobody. Like, even where he was in the mall, it was like miles away from anything. And the guy's sitting there. He's an old dude. He's sweating because he's wearing this big robe.
Oh my God.
Nobody's there. And it was just the saddest thing I ever saw. Just Santa
call it-
Claus, no one's around him.
They call it Destiny because it's destined to be a COVID recovery
Like if I
center.
had to make a movie, I'd make it like in the background there'd be a light that's like blinking because it doesn't work right. You know, it's like going on and off, and Santa Claus.
Damn, what's the name of that one guy?
So sad.
Dan, you just brought up something.
Santa Claus.
No, this is
Chris
guy.
Kringle is his actual name.
Dead Mall
Saint
series.
Nicholas.
Check out Dead Mall series because that guy, I think his name is Dan too, and he goes around checking out all the malls that nobody goes to anymore, and it's so interesting,
They're trying
especially
to
for
do
a guy
stuff.
raised in the '90s.
They're trying to do stuff that you go there in person. Like they have like there's laser tag and there's like VR places. And there was a shooting range place. They have like they're trying, and there's stores there. But I'm like, who's going to these brick and mortar? There's a lot of places that remind me of like what's that Halloween? Spirit Halloween. It's like the store is empty, but the
For the whole year.
just put there's like an Indian guy selling like cheap Chinese shit, and it's like the store looks like a wreck because he's just temporarily using the space. There's a lot of that. It's a sad.
That's because
sad
everything's
fall.
turning into Mega Man's fucking bodegas.
I took a picture of for the Star Wars guys. They had a knockoff Mr. Potato Head, but it wasn't Mr. Potato Head. It was just Potato Head, and I'm like, oh, Wally's gonna see this and get triggered because there's no Mister in it.
It's a grown fucking man still getting triggered. That's embarrassing.
He owns Mr. Potato Head just because he wanted to get one from Hasbro before they took him away. Like, all right,
Hasbro, what a fucking loser.
And his kids are like way too old to play with Mr. Potato Head.
Are we talking about Mega Man again?
Yeah.
Well, I was looking at White Sands Mall, Vintage, Florida.
You're looking at dead malls.
Yeah, dude, this fucking thing is just. If you want to creep yourself out of how dead your fucking childhood is, check out this fucking horse shit, dude. It's called.
Now
Dead
that's
Mall
a
Series.
that's a liminal space for you.
Dude. That my
A
whole
back room.
like 8-track was supposed to be about me rapping to like all the old schools. It turned into liminal space because I left the back rooms and ended up in 8-track, and 8-track meant so much more than originally me and you came up with. Like it started becoming like my son's birthday, then the return to liminal space. Like I exit the back rooms and I ended up in there's like tracks of the back room. There's like tracks 1 through 20, and I ended up in the 8-track. And I ended up in that 8-track became 8-track like I ate something, or 8-track like it ain't nothing. 8-track. It just started spiraling out of control. And then I ended up right back where I started. It almost took me back to the song I did
Friday the 13th part 8.
Called Shadow Band. The backroom Shadow Band. And
I love that phrase.
At the very last sentence in that song, I said, everyone wants to give far just to get back where they started from. And that's what 8-track meant to me. It's like a loop. You go round and round thinking you're going as far as the heavens can take you, only to end up right back where you started. Only to end up right back what took you. And it's like even the story.
Right back on YouTube.
That's what Wally's going to end up. He's in the 8-track right now. He's going to end up right back.
He like got kicked off the 8-track. He's hoping just to get back on the 8-track.
He's been living Groundhog Day for years, and now he doesn't know what to do.
I figured out the 8-track. I cracked the code.
Yeah, so videos from 2 years ago. He's actually worse off now because back then he was king of the manosphere. And he was live streaming with people, and he had like the social thing, and he's like burnt bridges since then, like classic Wally.
Yeah,
he's gone around with the fucking torch.
Yeah, I cracked the back room code, and I cracked the 8-track code, so I'm good to go. So now it's time to write all the songs. It's like I got like 30 songs lined up for.
So now you're getting ready for these beats I've been making.
Oh, you got some beats?
Yeah.
Where are you putting them?
In my back pocket.
Are you putting them on Discord, or are you just saving them for later?
Well, we all got to do these chats, man. We got to have these chats. Remember you said about Christmas gift, and I was like, you need to work for me.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, how many beats do you have?
We need to work, but we need to talk at the same time.
So do you make these beats based off of what you
Well, we're gonna have to back and forth to make it proper, because I don't want to just send you a beat that's half baked and then you just rap over it and it's done. That's not what I want to do. I want to actually produce the track.
Send him the beats on.
We got to go back and forth.
Track cassette player and.
Okay, how do you want to do it then? Do you want me to send you like, okay, I'm feeling this beat because it sounds like this is the style I'm feeling.
I send you a beat and it's very basic. You rap over it, send it back, and then I chop the beat up. Make it go to what you're saying. So when you're saying something fucking ridiculous, I fucking cut the music. So
I
it's
could do
nothing
that
but you saying the ridiculous shit.
because
you know what I'm saying?
I have about because the reason why 8-track is going to be so long because I have so much to say. I have about 10 songs that are serious, 10 songs that are silly, and I have about like 10 songs that are
It's
in
called
between.
8-track, and he's got 20 fucking tracks.
I have like 30 tracks now, and it's fucking insane. I'm probably going to
You have to
shorten
make
it to
different
like
volumes. You have to make eight next volume.
well, the 8th track, I'm going to say something goofy every 8th line. So like the 8th line, the 16th bar, the 32 bar, and then so on and so forth. Is always going to say something on that 8th part, so people will think that I'm a genius, but I'm not.
The only way to hear it is actually buy an 8-track cassette recorder from the 70s. And
That's another thing that 8-track means. 8-track also back from those times. 8-track when I started looking into it, what me and Hidden talked about, it meant so much more than just 8 tracks on a cassette. It is like it started expanding in my mind because of the back rooms, because I explored that whole thing and all the entities, and because I'm a weird guy. I really am.
Well, you
I'm
know
a
what?
very
They used to
nerdy
play
person.
the music in old shopping malls on 8-tracks, man.
But that's what the back rooms
Back
was
room's gonna
inspired
have,
by.
yeah, it's gonna
It
have
was
that in the
inspired
background.
by I'm in this place that's devoid of life that looked like it used to have it there, but now it's gone, and it's frightening, it's realistic, but it's beautiful all at the same time. It's the artist's dream, really, to explore and to kind of like, okay, because when I listen to back rooms and I listen to what I'm talking about, Shadow Band becomes so much more than just a song. It becomes like my life on YouTube, and it becomes a much more sadder story. And it's like this thing where I'm trying to please someone who I don't even know. That's how like I understand what Wally is going through because he's addicted like a lot of us are.
And also, Wally likes to please people that he doesn't know.
Well, the problem with shadow banning is that it's actually the platform is gaslighting you. You're thinking that you're putting a message out, but it's going nowhere, and you don't know that. The only reason you don't know it is because nobody looks at it, nobody thumbs it up. So you're meant to feel like, oh, this is a wrong thing I said here. So because nobody wants to talk about it, nobody wants to thumb it up. So I must have said something bad. I got to stop talking like that.
That's impossible.
It's meant to change your opinion.
The first time I heard that phrase was from Wally. He deleted his first Twitter account because he was shadow banned. I had to Google it.
But that's
no wonder.
But it's impossible. Look at all the beauty that Slippery Moet created with just a drone and a motorcycle. And I get to see all these places I've never seen before, these hills. This is one video he did with these hills. He brings the drone up, and it didn't even look like he was moving because the land looked so clear. The sky, it was beautiful, dude.
He needs to get off that girly BMW and get himself on a fucking hog, man.
What's wrong with this
BMW,
man?
It's probably has saddlebags on it and shit. He needs to fucking...
They're just obnoxious hogs. Come on.
Yeah. No.
What are you, 6
yeah,
years old?
you need the big Cheech and Chong fucking muffler
so
that comes
people
out the
can
back.
hear me coming. Like, I don't want to hear you coming. I want to like listen to the birds. I don't want to hear brah, 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 brah. Like, come on, hog.
Oh no!
You triggered me because I worked with a guy who was like that. Like, we'd be driving.
You need a Harley between your legs.
He was driving, and like someone would go by on a motorcycle and be like, "Oh, the fucking rice burner." Like, I was like, I get it. You love Harleys. This guy,
Wow,
I hated working with
those
this
rice
guy.
burners are different. Those, what do they call it?
But it was like every time we'd be driving, all of a sudden, brrr, and
rice
like,
rockets.
I would count to 5 before he'd be like, "Oh, it's getting a Harley and beat that out." Like I think Harley Davidson,
a different kind of ride altogether.
Harley Davidson owners, their clientele is something like in their 60s. like Harley has to reinvent themselves because
the Harleys are
clients
obnoxious
dying.
for sound, but the rice rockets are annoying and obnoxious for the way they drive them. Like they go up against cars and shit. They're fucking idiots. Like you'll never see a Harley guy fucking
Harleys are beautiful
off
machines, but they're just like, again, like no young people are really buying Harleys. It's all like the old farts are. I remember.
It depends on the model.
I worked at a swimming pool place, and there was this old guy who should have been retired, but he drove a motorcycle. I remember he fell over or he was trying to get on it, and we were looking out the window, and it was this old guy, like 70 years old, with the he had the leather vest, and he couldn't lift up the bike, and it was
He
like
was
the
dumping the
saddest
bike
thing
'cause he's
ever,
so old.
He probably had
That
like a
is sad.
gang thing on the back, like hell on wheels, and he can't get his motorcycle.
No,
'cause
if
he's
he
78
if he
years
had a
old.
He's got
gang
the
thing on the
cyberpunk.
back, if
He's
he
got
had
the
the gang
cyberpunk
thing,
symbol.
if he had an actual gang thing on the back, then he would have guys to help him on his bike.
Well, no,
And
he
they
was
would
he
have
was
they would
he
have
was
took him
leaving
off
the
that
pool
bike
store.
too.
He was like one of the employees there, and it was just like
Yeah,
sad.
he's just a guy that was too old. To fucking...
Couldn't lift up his hog because it was too heavy.
They won't let you do that if
We
you're
had
in
to
a
go out
gang.
there and help him put his hog. Like
Yeah, the gang won't let you do that. They'll either put you on the bike, or if they get sick of that, they just won't let you ride anymore. You're done. Like obviously, you're gonna kill yourself.
They don't have Harley training wheels. They need little Harley training wheels.
Well, yeah, sidecar, I guess.
Sidecar, yeah. But then you
Sidecar
can't like
will do it.
turn. You can't make a right turn very well because you got this thing.
Well, you got to go easy around the turns for sure.
All right, Mr. Dan, I'm gonna go ahead and take off.
Gotta work on those 8 tracks.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to work. I'm actually working on the first 2 songs tonight.
Ooh.
And what I'm gonna do? Did you want me to send you those songs that I'm working on?
We need
Because
to.
there's so much shit that I like. This mixtape, I'm planning on it being like almost damn near 2 hours. So like there's gonna be a lot of songs on this thing. I'm actually gonna be singing. I'm gonna be doing a lot of crazy experimental type of stuff. I sung before. If you guys want to hear me sing, I have a music channel. I have 2 places where I sing. You can go to the mixtape I made called Back to the Back Rooms, I Am Not a Rapper Volume 2. And then there's also the song I made called Game Over. And it's like one of the few songs where I don't curse at all. And I'm singing on that track if you want to hear it. So, and now I'm working on 8 track because I actually want to prove to myself that I'm not a bad rapper. I'm actually a decent New York rapper. Shout out to Dan King. I want to prove myself
The
that
grease
I'm
trap of New York City.
What do you mean, a decent New York rapper?
well. Okay, a lot of good California rappers actually jock New York style, like Game or like who else? There's a few of
It's
us
always
over
been
here.
that way, though.
But almost everybody from like the subunit of Wu-Tang, almost every single one of them are from the West Coast. Killer Priest, Sons of Man, all those guys are almost from the West Coast.
I think Killer Priest just put out something not that long ago.
I know, man. He's a genius.
Just like a couple of days ago, though.
And that's the realm I want to be in. I want to be in that MF Doom kind of realm. But enough about me.
Okay, well, listen, before you fucked off, because I know that's what you're about to try to do.
What?
We need to contact right after this show.
What do you want to do?
Oh, it was just a secret Discord server I heard so much about.
You don't even have Discord, Dan.
I have it. It asked me for a password. I'm like, I don't know what it is.
See?
Where do you want to do it, and when do you want to do it?
We can meet in like a StreamYard thing like this.
When?
Just so that we can see each other and talk. Like right
When?
now. Right after this show.
Well, I'll wait till the show's over, and then I'll hook up with you after this.
We could probably wrap it up because, like I said, my wife's home. So
I just gotta pee real bad. I just gotta pee.
I'll put the link in the private chat.
All right, do that.
All right.
And then I'll blast it on the public chat, and we all go to it and hang out. Here it is, everybody. The 3 people watching. Wally will come in. Hello. This is totally not Wally right now.
With his fucking
Do you guys miss Wally?
His fucking skin melting off like fucking Hannibal Lecter.
I enjoy music too. I don't have any. My brother was the musical one. I don't have any musical abilities.
All right, I see it. All right. I'll be there in like 5 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Cool.
All right, see ya. True, sure.
Look at all these backroom money deals going on right on Dan's show. Dogpile Dan.
I'm gonna pop in. Hi guys. Hi.
Well, if you got a Discord, you
music,
should connect
guys?
with me, and then I can give you that video too.
Oh yeah. Did
that
you
intro
ever see
video?
Do you ever see the movie Frank? I should have said that before True Shrimp left. I think it's from 2014. It's called Frank. and it's kind of like it's about this guy like he's just he has got a boring job and he's kind of musical, but he has like writer's block. He can't come up with a song, and he hooks up with this weird band. Like everyone in it is a weirdo, and he accidentally ends up somewhere in like the band goes in some retreat where they're gonna lock themselves in a cabin for like a year to write the album, but he thinks he's going to a gig, so he packs like a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and he ends up in some island in Ireland trapped with these lunatics. But he's like, he's like it's all the lunatics in the band. He's writing music and he can't come up with a song. And Frank, everybody, 2014.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, and the lead singer of the band, he has a big stupid mask on, and they find out that like he's never taken it off. No one's ever seen his face, but he's a musical genius. But he has this dumb fake head. I think that's the poster for the movie, is a big dumb head of a guy.
Oh, like a dead mouse kind of thing. He's got like a mascot
Yeah, but this
head
guy
or
actually
something.
has like he like has some kind of mental thing.
Social anxiety.
Yeah, he can't deal with
Yeah.
but he has this big dumb mask the whole time.
Almost everybody that's in media has a bit of that shit. That's why they wear the sunglasses all the time. It's like a mask.
Shia LaBeouf had a bag for a while, I think.
Yeah, he
just walk
regrets
around in a
doing
bag.
that. That really put a damper on his fucking career. He thought he was doing something real good.
I imagine
work
like
out.
old timey, like Hollywood guys, actors are probably like, oh yeah, he's going through a phase. He'll be all right. Like they're like, I remember.
We
like,
used to have
Jack
publicists.
Nicholson is like, oh yeah, in the '60s, I lost my mind.
Yeah.
I know what that guy's going through.
It's like we used to have a publicist that would take care of us when we were like that. You would never know that we were like that. Now they just do it right in the magazines. It's all good.
All right,
They're making a statement.
We better wrap it up so you can go do your top secret things. I hear my wife walking upstairs. That's why I hear the footsteps of doom.
The dog's running.
The kitchen is right above me, so the tile, I can hear the footsteps.
Mac is like,
tile.
supper time.
She's probably dipping her head down the stairwell going, is he still doing that stupid show?
Every fucking week.
She's like, why is he shouting Negro? What's he doing down there?
What's with all this Negro talk?
Everybody's home
going on
talking
down
about
there?
It's Storm's fault. He brought it up.
Who are you talking to down there? Nobody.
All right.
Good show.
All right, man. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for showing up. I may stop in if I see you guys fooling around. Actually, let me copy. I'm copying the link before I kill the show. All right. All right, man. Maybe I'll see you a little bit.
All right.
Peace. All right, buddy. Good show. Wally, there's 4 people watching. Come on in if you want. It's just me. I'll hang out for you. I'll even take off my hat because it's itching. It's itching real bad. It's almost like it's a low-quality hat. Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. I don't know. I'm looking at the calendar. Let's see. What's next week? I don't know if I'm going to do next week because it's right before Christmas and there's all kinds of stuff going on. I may have my kid. I don't know. I'll make an announcement, but probably no Dogpile unless Wally does something spectacular, because it's been like I was kind of worried about this show because I'm like, he hasn't really done anything. He's just on Twitter floundering around. But I did want to meet and talk about, speculate wildly into what's going on with his injuries or whatever. But if there's nothing going on now, anyway, I'm babbling on. Who knows what happens next week? Maybe he'll reemerge. Maybe he'll get his channel back. It'll be good. But if I don't see you guys, have a Merry Christmas. Hanukkah's in a few days too. I think the 18th is the first day of Hanukkah. Happy holidays to everybody. If I don't see you before Christmas, and should I play my outro? Let me see. I'm going to skip my outro because it's like Wally and he's just a negative asshole. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.